Kirby,
God.
you know what? Hang on. Kirby, it might as well be the same video.
Oh,
Let's talk
He's
about
so
some.
cute.
Ooh, here we go. Don't look. If you guys don't already, have you guys seen this already?
no.
No.
Oh, you guys don't know what's about. Okay, so real quick.
That is adorable.
Yeah,
I
I thought
want
that was a
one.
good freeze frame.
Give me.
So they're making a new Kirby game. Are you guys
Oh
familiar
my
with
God.
Kirby at all?
Yes. How powerful is Kirby? Kirby is super powerful.
Yeah,
Like-
Kirby goes, wah!
Yeah,
people
Corby
get
is
tattooed in the
a
belly button.
giant. Yeah, Kirby's a vor demon. Yeah,
Yeah. Absolute vor.
he's
Yeah.
the throat goat, right? So
I mean,
my understanding of
Kirby likes to swallow things.
yeah,
Oh, for
I mean,
fuck's
he's putting
sake.
it down.
Holy shit.
What?
More
Have you
than-
never heard anyone refer to Kirby as the throat goat before? Come on.
No. No. I haven't.
What a
I
good-
don't
what a
think
good
anyone
name.
has.
Oh my god.
Why?
Look.
No, but look how innocent Kirby is. You can't
Well,
turn
that's
him into
not
that.
Kirby. That's an adorable red panda.
No, but Kirby.
So
Look at
cute.
the fucking pink blob on the other screen.
Oh
Well,
my god,
oh.
there's three of them.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So
Give.
they are
So
so
cute.
cute.
Yeah, I want this game now.
So just like real quick, revisiting since you guys don't know Kirby. So my understanding of Kirby is it starts off as like a Kirby and his friends running through the land doing the like Nintendo side
Aw.
scroller thing.
Yeah.
And then I guess the games usually end with you fighting like world destroying gods.
Yep. That'd
Yeah,
be it.
like-
Oh.
Have you ever seen the
Really?
anime? It's
No, I've never done
Is it
anything
anime?
with Kirby.
It's
so except for play
it's a
Kirby
strange
in
one.
Smash.
Kirby's very
Sure.
powerful.
Did you say the show's called Strangewood?
No.
Wait, did you say? Oh, you said it was a Strange One, right?
Yeah, strange
I
one.
must have
Strange one.
misheard. I thought you said
I've never seen
Strangewood.
it.
Kirby, guys,
Strange
Kirby
Wood.
has got some
Kirby and
strange wood.
Wood.
Yeah,
Oh,
Kirby-
for God's sake.
Oh, look, we can't avoid
wait,
it.
who is Daddy
It's
Henry and
inevitable.
why is he saying Dilf Lords needed?
Wait, is that Daddy Henry?
Daddy Henry is here.
Dilf Lords?
Fuck.
Dilf Lords is a good name.
Daddy Henry, go
Damn.
away.
Can
You're
we-
not wanted
We,
in
we
this
should have gone to
man.
our friends and gone like choose a name, please.
Wait. Let's be non-discretionary here. Let's just call it. Wait, there's no Twitch cops in chat, right? Let's just call it
Henry.
Simp Lords. Let's just.
No, we can't use simp. It's
Yeah.
gotta be shrimp.
Shrimp? Oh yeah, shrimp
Shrimp
lords.
lords?
Shrimp lords.
Shrimp lords.
I'm not a big shellfish guy. I mean,
No, me
I
neither.
can get down. I can get down. All right, let's get back to the
Fine.
Kirby the Throat Goat though, because you guys need to see what happens in this trailer.
Okay, yes, we do.
With the
yes.
Missy's letting
This is,
secrets
uh,
out. I'm gonna scroll up.
This is like supposed to be like the Mario 64 of Kirby, apparently. Look at him.
Oh.
Look at him.
Oh.
Throat.
Sticking all those things in.
Go.
That's
Uh,
crazy.
look at that.
Bruh.
Whoa! God, he should give that woman a run for her money.
Talk about
Wait.
stretching
Just-
it out.
Oh my god.
That's incredible.
I just want these red pandas.
I
They're
love
cute.
everything about
Yeah.
that.
This is so vibrant in color.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to set this up so that we get proper audio next time. But
Yes.
yeah.
I love.
Because
oh
like,
my
is
God.
anyone
Wait.
hearing
This
this, or is it
game
just you
looks
hearing it,
sick.
Patch? Can chat
Oh,
hear
no,
I've
we
this?
can
been
see it on
hearing it.
stream, right?
Copy.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh, my
Aw.
God. Wait, are the foxes bad?
The foxes, they're bad?
possibly.
So wait, what happens when Kirby eats something? Does he like digest it like a snake? And he has like enzymes and shit that like break it down?
Hang on. Hey, yeah. So Kirby, like, my understanding is he adopts the powers. We're gonna go back. In case you guys don't know, if you use your period and comma
Yeah, so, like,
key,
if
you
you've
can
ever
go back
played, like-
frame by frame.
What was it? Super Smash Brothers? You could literally like use a vortex to like swallow another character. And you gain their powers, but mouthful mode.
This is some next level shit. Kirby's
kind of
stepping
like
up
a
his
snake.
throat game. That's what's going on.
I
He's-
hate how how you're saying that so much.
No trailer audio,
Oh
but
my
it's
God.
fine.
Yeah.
Damn.
I just hate it. You're
No,
like
you
Kirby
didn't-
step
We-
up
we
his
got something to work on
throat
that.
game, guys.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Please.
It's too good.
Stop.
It's way too good.
Mouthful mode activated. I
Mouthful
mean,
love it.
mode.
What if he can like? What if he just like swallows like a person, and then he's just like running around? You just see the legs of the person at the bottom. Like,
oh my god, just Kirby with like human proportions.
Human legs, yeah.
Terrifying.
That would be quite terrifying.
Holy shit, that would be
Would
terrifying.
he just
but
look
also
like
fucking
a
funny.
like Meeker from the Muppets? Wouldn't he just look like if you gave Kirby human proportions? That's just Meeker from the Muppets,
I love
right?
it.
Oh,
I love
God.
it. That, I
Car
want to play that.
mouth.
I want to play
No one
that.
wants car mouth. Vending.
He's inventing. Oh my god!
Oh my
Bro.
god, that's cool.
I just realised I have a Switch. I can
You can,
totally
yes,
play
George,
this
you
game.
can play this game.
Holy tits! I'm excited.
Is this out today? I don't think this is out yet.
Wait, when's
I think
it
this
out?
is
Scissor left mouth? Oh my god. I can't take some of these names seriously. Rin mouth?
light bulb mouth. That's my favorite.
Oh my god! No,
Oh,
not
oh.
flying modes. Fuck!
Oh,
Not fucking
yeah.
flying modes. God damn it!
Water balloon mouth.
Oh,
Kirby
that's
just
my
becomes a
favorite.
sack of goo.
Oh my
I
god.
love that.
Oh,
Wait,
the
what if
little
he
ones are
swallows
awesome.
a
Look
waddle?
how cute they are.
Oh. I hate the fact there's going to be flying levels though. That already pisses me off. I hate flying levels in games.
Oh, you're
Oh.
not a flying level
Oh,
fan?
What's
No,
your
I'm
flying
not.
levels?
No, I'm not. How well, probably how bad I am at them, but like also I just don't like them.
No,
It's like, you know how
Oh.
people don't like
Hold on.
underwater levels?
Oh yeah, everyone hates the water temple.
you get
right?
items that you can power yourself up with?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is like
volcano-
standard
what?
Kirby fare, and then
That's
you can
so
turn
cool.
into a Katamari.
You get a
it looks
sword.
like.
You get a gutsu
Yeah,
sword.
hang on. Let's go back.
Scroll
Is
that back.
Gutsu?
Scroll that back. You get a horny bonk
Um,
hammer.
Oh
Well,
my
yeah,
god.
You get the
Okay,
horny
we need
bonk hammer.
frame
That's
by
like
frame.
a Nintendo staple.
Look
It's
at
amazing.
that.
Oh
So
my
look,
god.
you got Clutter Needle, which turns you into the Katamari.
Oh, I love it.
That's a good game.
I love it.
There's the Gutsu.
Oh
Oh.
my
What's-
god.
He's
yes.
even got like the big fur collar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Frosty Ice turns you into a Swinub.
Bonk
And there's
hammer
your
right
horny
there.
bonk hammer.
Oh.
Fuck you,
Dragon
water
fire.
temple rocks.
But that's what I mean. Like, you know how people hate water temples? That's
Katamari's
like me
cool.
with flying levels.
Oh man, so you would not be a fan of like Kirby Air Riders, which
No,
is
or
just
like,
mostly
Ah,
flying.
look at the
or
little
like
piggies.
Spyro. You know?
Oh,
Like,
you're
I'm
not
not-
a Spyro
The
fan?
animals in
no,
this game are
not
really
a
cute,
Spyro
man.
fan. Oh,
I
God,
wish
I want the plushies right now. I want them right behind me in
March
these
25th.
glass containers. I want the plushies.
Oh, that's
There
so
you
far
go.
away, but so
That's
close at the same
amazing.
time. God, that's red. Jeez.
I
That's
mean,
awesome.
yeah, there was. So I guess we might as well touch on it, right? Because we've gotten through the small talk portion. The
Yeah.
hey, we're gonna ramble. Let's touch on some news.
Yeah.
And get to looking at chat and wrap this puppy up, right? So
Aye.
I am going to do one of these as I stall for time here.
Is the way that we could get sound to work though if Cage hosted like put the
So
video
what
on?
I
We actually
what I
tested
could
this
do
the other night,
actually
and
is
it does
this.
work.
Yeah.
Patch just has to share the screen.
I
in,
just I screwed
application
up
instead
when
of
I
screen.
set it up.
Oh.
So that's on me. That's all. I shared my screen instead of sharing the application.
Oh, okay.
So
Do you want to change it?
I could try.
Yeah,
Now,
you
the
can
thing
cha-
is,
you
it
can switch
doesn't
over.
Capture.
Because
All
all
right,
I'm
let me
thinking,
do it
I'm
this
just
way.
thinking.
You
of, like,
want to switch us
afterwards
back
as
to
well.
just chatting for a sec for just the three cams just for a second, so I
Yeah,
can
sure. Look at that. Oh,
make sure
next to
nothing
a
that
Georgie again.
we regret shows up on screen. Not
Oh,
that
wait,
there's
have you
anything
lost me
like
again?
terrible on here, but
it's all good.
Have you lost me again?
No,
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 you're
you're
there.
all
I'm
good.
I just
sorry,
want to
yeah.
make sure. I just want to make sure. I was hidden. My
Yes.
browser was hidden because I don't want.
Don't want us
Yeah.
knowing what you're looking at. Yeah, we got it.
No, it's not. Hey, now wait a minute. That sounds incriminating.
No, I was just saying. It's fine.
I mean, it's valid though, right? Because I've had to look up some awful things on stream unintentionally. I've been like, oh yeah, well let me look up this thing, and then I type it into Google, and I'm like, wait, this is gonna look bad. Don't
Like what?
Oh,
That's
no.
like you the other night, Patch. You were like, "Oh, you should show us your internet search history." I was just like, "Oh, okay." Then, and you were like, "No, I meant your YouTube one." I was just like, "It's a good thing I don't
Oh,
go on
yeah.
anything."
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You were like,
I
"You
don't
are
think there's
braver
anything-
than me."
Yeah. I mean, to like up front 100%, I don't think there's anything dirty on this laptop, to be honest. Like my computer, it's relatively clean, but it's just like there's
Just in
questionable
case
things.
the FBI are watching.
No, there's definitely like I don't want to say questionable.
be
It's
clear.
not like lewd, right? It's not filthy, but it's like why
Chan
does
should
your
locate this
search
stuff.
history like why are you looking up dictators and shit like that? It's like, look, I was researching
God's
stuff, okay?
sake, Fat Shaggy, why are you like this? Fuck.
No. Okay. So
wow.
while I'm pulling up the next video.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
We're getting raided by Ryan
Ryan!
with 16
What
friends.
a legend.
Ryan!
Ryan, hello.
Hello.
How are you doing? Oh,
All right,
we've
the
gone back
cameras
to.
might move again.
Yeah, cameras have moved, but they might go
Very
back.
cool.
Which means we're
Hi.
missing the
Welcome
They
Georgie.
should go
everyone.
back in just a second. I'll fix
Oh.
it. Hang on.
Yeah, no, you'll be back. You'll be back. Because what I'll do
David, come
is
back.
I'm gonna put PNG Georgie back on while we do this. Oh, and we're
Oh,
back.
for God, why are you like that? Oh no! I
Oh,
don't.
it's awful. Look, can I just say, when you called me a donut the one day, I almost peed myself laughing.
What, a
Right.
donut?
And we're back.
Yeah, I forget
So-
why you called me a donut. Was it?
Why did I call you a
Here we go.
donut?
Now it should
I
work. Now it
forget
should work,
why.
right?
It was so. I think it was because. Oh, it was because I sent you the. I think it was. Was it
I
when I
love
sent
PNG
the
Georgie.
picture that had the PNG like photoshopped into it?
Yes.
I think that's when it
Oh.
happened.
I think you might be right.
Okay, so real quick, let me run down this news list for this week, right?
Yes.
Let's just hit the big ones in terms of like sharing a video. But a couple things that came out. One, Nier Automata's 5th anniversary is coming up soon, right? They're gonna do a
Ooh.
live stream. Possibly some new information. A lot of people are like, "Ooh, Nier Automata 2 DLC."
Ooh.
These are all like
Hmm.
rumors that everyone's like, yeah, these are all like
Mhm.
your generic, like, ooh, what's gonna happen? The real rumor, though, is that there's gonna be an anime adaptation of Nier Automata,
Oh, okay, now that's sick.
which would
Mhm.
be incredible, especially with the music and visual like
Yes.
styles of that show, right?
Absolutely.
Totally
See,
agree.
this one, I'll save till next week. Pixel remaster of Final Fantasy VI is set to release February 24th, according to the iOS App Store. I don't know if that's going to be a mobile only game or if it's also going to come to Switch or possibly console. I would assume it's going to come to console.
Hopefully.
Wolf Among Us 2 was announced.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of
I'm
people
so
are big
excited for that.
excited because Telltale disappeared for a while there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But now we've got,
Wasn't the last thing they did not The Walking Dead? It was Borderlands, wasn't it?
Was that the
Was
last
it
thing they
Tales
did?
from the Borderlands?
I
I
It may
think it
have
was Tales
been.
from the Borderlands. It was either that or the Batman one they
Oh.
did.
I thought
If
it was
you
the
want
last
to
season of The Walking Dead.
try
So-
pulling it up on stream, let me know what that looks like for you.
It's
Is
on
Oh,
stream.
you have it? Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
Let's
not
see if the
hearing
audio works.
anything.
Well, I don't have audio set
You're
just at the
listed
moment.
here as a private investigator.
Do we have
What does that
audio?
sort
Is
of
it working?
entail?
It's working for me.
Let me know if it's loud.
Depends on the night.
Let me actually put it on.
I think it's
Most nights
okay.
it's watching, waiting
But
for a
if
switch.
chat could notify us if it is
I don't
overpowering,
know, someone
I can
gets
work it
greedy,
out.
Someone gets brave.
And that's what you were doing the night of the incident.
Visually, this game is stunning.
It is.
It is very.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Oh.
took me weeks to track them down.
Thank you, Stu.
I mean, also we could just feature
They
what's his
hadn't cast so
name?
much as a shadow.
Oh,
The main
why'd that do
character's
that?
name.
Oh no.
We could feature him on Dilf Lords for sure.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh, so
Although
if
he
Patch
doesn't
clicks
have
out of the
hits.
application, it ends it. Right. Okay.
You've been hesitant to
If
share
I do what?
this.
What
so
I
if
do?
you, I think if you like move about or do anything, it like
I assume
stops the
it has
stream for me.
to do with confidentiality.
Okay,
It's
I'm not
okay. It's
gonna touch
back. It's
anything
back.
then.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, that's weird. Well, it's a robot.
So the video itself is lower than us. Got you.
Good. That's kind of how we want it, right?
Yeah, it's kind of how we wanted
Is
it.
this,
Oh.
hold
Ooh.
on.
Something like
Hang
that.
on.
Hold on.
Was
Fucking Scarecrow from Batman
That
there.
was Scarecrow.
No,
No,
the Scarecrow
no.
just smoking a
No, no.
bong?
You've got to remember. Wolf Among Us is about. It's about like fairy tales. It's not like Batman and stuff. So that is probably the. I'm guessing that's the Scarecrow. Could be from like Dorothy. Like
I bet you that's who the
Wizard
redhead
of
was,
Oz?
and the robot's the Tin Man.
yes.
Oh,
so
The
is
okay,
that?
Scarecrow's out
Yeah.
here smoking. Hang on, I just
Yeah,
want to roll that back real
Wizard
quick.
of
Yeah.
Oz. Coops has got it.
Yeah,
Coops
Wizard
has
of
got
Oz.
it.
Yeah.
And the 80s montage music in the background,
love
that's too
that.
good.
Yes.
Your boss, Miss White, said things didn't go as planned. She mentioned that there was some violence.
Oh god, is that?
Nice.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Savage. Burn him?
Get fucking smoked, Scarecrow. Oh man.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
In the moments when you find yourself
Oh, the
losing
Tin Man? Not fucking around.
He's huge, boy.
Oh, I like the synthwave there.
Oh,
How does the anger manifest?
It's very Stranger Things.
oh, come on, give us it. Yes,
Yeah, boy.
let's go.
Oh man, get hype.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sign me up.
I'm so ready for this. Did you
Now,
guys
to be fair,
know?
I've never
Oh,
played the
s-
first one.
What? Oh, you need. Okay, first of all, you need to play the first one. Second of all, did
It's a
you know there's a comic book series
Is there?
based on this? I think it's called Legends.
I believe that.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's
wait.
called Legends. I've been meaning to read it, but I don't know if like that came before this. But all I know is that there's a lot more in that compared to like the actual like game series. I've been meaning to pick it up. I don't know if anyone in chat's heard of it, but like,
Oh, no,
Fat
I'm
Shaggy's
intrigued.
dropping some
I'm down.
hella comments. I keep looking, it just keeps cracking me up. Absolute tin units.
All right.
oh, 2023.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this one's a ways out. So
Oh, it's like
that was just
Arcane.
that was my like first little like, hey, these
I
are
will,
just
Lisa.
general things that have happened. Now
Mhm.
let's get to the meaty part of the week, right? Which was the
Ooh.
Nintendo Direct that everyone was mad hype about. That's what
Yeah.
gave us Kirby,
Yeah.
that's what gave us Mario Kart 8 DLC, right?
Yes.
A lot of things were announced though. And if at any point any of these are like stand out to anyone, you guys just let me know. I can pull up trailers or whatever.
Okay, okay.
First one that came out, first announced game, which is kind of always like a big of note game, was Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. So I'm assuming it's going to be the Fire Emblem games, but done in the Dynasty Warriors style.
Oh,
so it's gonna be
okay.
like-
That's different.
Yeah, very similar to like 99 Nights or
Yeah, yeah.
like Hyrule Warriors, Dynasty Warriors, all that.
I did like Dynasty Warriors. So
Yeah, I
probably
think
would be
they're
a
fun.
fan
I
of
mean,
that.
if it's, I don't know enough about Fire Emblem. I know it's like it's a heavy like JRPG where you're doing a lot of like relationship building, but I'm not too sure about the series. I don't know enough about it.
That's
Yeah.
about how much I know about it as well. However, I would be interested to see the trailer to see if it's something that like I
Oh,
would
yeah.
like to get into.
So
Yeah,
let's pull it up because,
From,
like I said, so
like-
it's not going to be a regular Fire Emblem game, right? They're not going to
Yeah.
be like I'm trying to romance my teacher. It's my understanding is this game should be like a hey, it's you versus 70 dudes. Now kick the shit out of them.
I
Oh, hell
remember
yeah.
Which, if
being,
you ask me,
there's a Berserk
That's
game
my
like
kind
this.
of game. There is. Is it Band of the Hawk?
Band of the Hawk, that's it.
Mhm.
Yeah. I've looked into getting that, but I think I'm gonna have to get a
Same.
PS3 to run those.
Damn.
Same with the JoJo fighting game.
Mhm.
See, everything about this says I would like it
Cycle of
Yeah.
this world.
until I
will
start to
not
try to
allow
play
it
them.
perish with you.
It's giving me a very Tales of vibe. If you guys have ever played the Tales of games,
Oh,
think-
yeah,
yeah,
so
I
I played the
looked at the new
Tales
one.
games.
Yeah, this is giving me that vibe a little.
Oh, that looks high.
Structure that shackles
I
folk.
love games that lets you just like beat up on a bunch of people at once.
Yeah.
I'm down.
This is the path we must.
I want them to do like an RPG co-op
I
version
have
of this.
ambitions, Edelgard. Real ones.
Let me make my own fantasy hero and then just beat up a bunch of goblins with my friends.
Yes.
Where's the Goblin Slayer game?
Will you sit around and wait for a miracle? Or will you help me seize control of my fate?
Voice acting could be better. It's
Yeah.
alright. Still the best, not the
We
worst.
shall
Heard
fight.
worse.
We shall survive, and we shall win a glorious future.
But it's beautiful.
for both
I don't know what that last voice
Now that
was.
I know, I won't make the
I mean,
same
it's a
mistake
dragon.
again.
We always like dragons.
Yeah, not sold
Oh,
on that
was it the
voice
dragon?
acting.
I thought it was the.
Oh wait, was it not a dragon?
No, I thought it was
We
the
can have
little
dragons.
anime boy.
Revenge is not a thing you take for someone else. You seek revenge.
Do you get to turn
slake
into a
your
dragon?
rage and heal
That would
your
be cool.
wounded
That would be
heart.
kind of cool.
Sign me up.
I know you are prepared to do whatever that you must.
Okay. So,
Okay.
oh, there's like a nice chunk of. Oh, it's just Stinger screen. Okay.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the Tales games, right?
Yeah.
Are you a big Tales fan?
So I've played Tales of Berseria and I've played some of Zestiria. Berseria ruined me. Like, I've never cried so much during
Oh.
a game, genuinely, and I'm not a big crier. Berseria made me cry a lot. Like, a
Ooh,
lot.
And this is the
Like,
new one, isn't it? Tales of Arise.
Yeah. But I've heard
Yeah,
I've
that's
heard
what I
most
just
of them are
pulled
tearjerkers, but I've heard Arise is incredible.
Oh, okay.
actually,
Yeah, I
as well.
heard this was really good, so that's why I wanted to bring
Yeah.
up the trailer. 'Cause
Yeah, what-
Yeah,
I've,
yeah, yeah.
I've
Yeah,
always
what
been
about you guys?
recommended the Tales games, but I've never played any of them.
No, I've
Oh.
not.
So-
It's actually
Ooh.
it's actually my wish list because I was just like, I want to play
Oh,
this. It
really?
looks really fancy. Yeah, it looks really cool.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
this
like
does look
fantasy
very
games.
good.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'd recommend Berseria to
Berseria.
start with.
Oh, okay.
Genuinely, I've
Yeah.
never been so emotional during a game, but I don't know how other people feel. But oh my
No,
god,
I'll
that
try
game is
that.
incredibly
that.
emotional. It's great.
So this is
And
the
the music
Arise
is
one.
hype. But this is Arise, yeah. The music's
Yeah,
hype.
so this is
for it
the newest one.
as well. Yeah.
Nice.
And my understanding is it has like a pretty cool combat system. It's live combat, but you can swap between characters to kind of pull off your combos.
Yeah, that is
I'm
usually
not-
what you do in the Tales of games. You do that in Berseria and Zestiria as well, pretty much. Yeah.
So we've got a few
and it's
saying
not
that
turn-based.
it's not
Yeah, go ahead.
turn-based. It's not turn-based,
Yeah.
is it?
No, it's not
No.
turn-based. No,
Yeah,
no.
it's live. It's real-time combat.
Live, but you can swap between the characters.
Got a few saying like it's they're a good damn series. Started Rise recently, have you?
Oh, see now, like I don't know if it's just the weeb bias in me, but the Japanese voice acting is automatically better
Top
than
tier.
Oh,
the
always.
last thing we just watched.
I
It's
completely
just got a
agree.
certain sort of atmosphere to it.
Yeah. I think it just I don't know. I think you're right. I think it's like the tone of it and stuff just always sounds like it fits, doesn't it? More, I
Yeah,
think.
there's like an intonation that I don't know if intonation's the right word. I don't want to try to sound smarter.
I know what you're going for,
I don't
though.
want to. Oh well, you know the intonation and the tone is really important in the like. I don't know. What the
That's
fuck
like
I'm
another
talking
topic
about.
I'd like to bring up. English dub or Japanese?
Oh, yeah, dubs versus subs.
Interesting.
Absolutely. Oh,
Yeah, dubs or
Obviously.
subs.
Well, this is the interesting thing though. Dubs and subs in anime
Animation on
versus dubs and
this?
subs in games.
She's got a gun. Hold up. Swords and guns. I'm in. I think we need to start carrying swords again. Yeah. I'm in a petition.
I don't
Swords and
think
swords
that's
for
a good idea.
everybody. That's a thing we should start doing.
I think we need more gunblades. I think there's a lack
Yes,
of
give me a
gunblades.
gunblade.
Give me a gunblade as well, and I'm down. I want
Like,
both.
only if I can also dye my hair white and just look like Thancred, then I'll use a gunblade.
Okay, that's fine.
Then I'm down.
I agree as long as you curl it.
Oh,
What,
I
the
curl
sword or
my-
his
my
hair?
white Thancred hair. One day we're gonna
Okay.
find out what my hair looks like properly curled.
And the
but
thing is, what we'll do is all three of us will do it at the same time and do a podcast episode.
we'll all just get our hair
We'll
curled.
all-
Should we all just
we'll
get
all
like
have curly
cherry
hair.
curls?
I'll comb my
Yeah.
hair. I'll comb my
Yeah,
hair.
we'll
In a perm?
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of us.
Perm
But yeah, so
episodes coming right
what
out.
do you guys
Episode, that's episode 10, right? Perm hair?
Yeah, that's
Oh
it.
yeah, the perm. Episode 10. The gang gets perms. Got it.
Imagine me and Patch go live, like Georgie's
I love
like
it.
just got like normal hair. We're like, fuck.
Lads,
I'm
I
just like,
still stand
guys,
by.
what's up
We
here?
should do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I stand by. We should do the Sailor Moon episode where me and Soul are dressed as Sailor Scouts. Georgie can be Tuxedo Mask. It would be a
Yes.
great
Love
time.
it.
Let's do
Love
it.
it. That's an affiliate stream idea, I think.
Yeah.
That's-
Get this to affiliates. I will dress as a Sailor Moon girl.
Love it. Love
I
it.
will
I'm
do
down.
it.
So-
I'm gonna have to
Georgie
hit the
has
gym
to
for
dress
my
up as
legs.
Tuxedo Mask though. It's got to be done.
So yeah. So
100%.
let's get back to this trailer real quick though. So
Mhm.
you asked how it looks, and
So that's not
I
the game.
had to, like,
that's not the
stop and double
gameplay, is
take
it? That's
right
the
No,
here.
that's not the gameplay. That's just like so pretty much for all the Tales of games, they tend to have like anime beginnings and anime like cutscenes, but then like the actual
Oh.
gameplay looks
I'm gonna
very
play some
different.
music just because of how crazy this cutscene
Yeah.
looks.
Although some of them do have
Yeah.
I think
Uh,
actually Zestiria actually got an anime.
So
And like an actual anime adaptation as well. Yeah.
I have seen gameplay to this, and I will say it still looks pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go here.
What would you say the gameplay
God,
is
it's
like?
another trailer.
Do they all play the same, Georgie, or are they all different?
Of the ones I've played, between the two they did, but that's because they were made very close to each other. In regards to the other
Ah.
games, I couldn't tell you. I
That's
think this
okay.
one looks relatively similar because
Ah, it looks good.
Besseria and Zestiria came out like some of their later games, and this
Yeah.
is the most recent one. So I think pretty similar, but obviously this one's a bit of an upgrade from the previous. But this is a gorgeous looking game. I've seen a few people stream this, and it
Honestly,
looks
I'm-
stunning.
Let me what's going on here? 480. When do you get it
Ooh.
together?
1080p.
Get it together.
I was gonna say wank that up.
Let me just wank up the quality real quick. Nobody panic. This is
Just wank up that quality.
Welcome to
Sorry.
Filth
just give it
Lords.
a quick tug, put it in position, get it standing upright.
There you go.
Oh my
Looks much
God.
better now.
Oh my god.
Oh, look at! Can I just say, first of all, the detail in the outfits is gorgeous.
It is
first of all,
very
I
Oh
just
yeah,
wanna comment that.
visually this game is awesome. I just
Yeah, it looks
I don't know if
kind
it
of
was
want
enough for me
it.
to it wasn't enough for me to jump on it when it first launched, but
Yeah.
I heard people had fun with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Problem is now, so I
Oh,
was like
wait,
talking mad shit, right?
Yeah.
About like, oh, all these people are like, oh, there's so many games. What am I gonna do? Lost Ark. I want to play Lost Ark. Elden Ring. I want to play Elden Ring. King of Fighters 15. I want to play like so many games. And I'm like, you fools. I'm only here for Elden Ring. This is gonna be easy.
Yeah.
And then
You're
I
a
started looking
fool.
at this Nintendo Direct, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, Tales of Rise is not from the Nintendo Direct. But
No. But
I was looking at like the list of games, and I was like, oh, wait, this came out today.
I get this
Mhm.
major Final Fantasy 15 vibes with this sort of action, like Final Fantasy 7 sort of.
Yeah.
Yes, I would say the combat's
agree.
more involved than 15.
I do have to
yeah,
admit,
definitely.
though, yeah, if you like this kind of style and you want a co-op game, there's actually a new Final Fantasy game coming out. It's either this month or next month, which actually is co-op multiplayer
So
Final
allow
Fantasy
me
with
to-
this kind of
Do you mean the
combat.
Paradise?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Paradise.
Yeah,
Ooh,
let's
that's
go talk
multiplayer?
about the Final
Yeah.
Fantasy
It's
Isekai
multiplayer.
game.
Yes.
I had no idea. I thought it was
Because,
a single player.
No, it's multiplayer,
Damn.
which made me just go, ah!
Damn, Georgie,
I
we
think
need to-
So first
we-
of all-
okay, we all need to get on that.
That would be sick.
That would be hype.
I need to. Yes, I am so hyped about this Stranger of Paradise game. I didn't even know about it until I can't remember where I saw someone mention it, but like,
I
oh
think
my
it was
god,
me.
this game.
I think I
yeah,
I mentioned it to you because it was co-op, and I was like, hey, I had no
Yeah.
interest in this shit until I found out it was co-op. Look how
Yeah.
sick this looks.
yeah, this game looks phenomenal.
Because like off the bat, since we're talking about it, let's talk about Strangers in Paradise, right?
Mhm.
First of all, this name sucks, I think. I think this is a bad name.
Yeah,
Stranger of Paradise sounds like a bad like romance movies from the 50s. Like,
yeah,
I'm some soldier out on leave and look at these beautiful, and there's musical numbers and stuff. That's what I think when I hear Stranger of Paradise, right? It
Yeah.
sounds
okay,
doesn't stand out.
yeah.
2, the main character's name.
Oh, this is a point of contention. This is
Oh,
interesting,
yeah.
actually.
Wait,
yeah.
didn't you say his name was like began with a J, wasn't it? Was it Jack?
It's Jack. The main character's name is Jack.
Yeah.
But is he
Yes.
jacked?
Well, yeah, but this is the problem, though. So, first of all, I agree about the name. I don't understand, first of all, why they swap the Final Fantasy round. So, every Final Fantasy
that
game that
confused
I've
me.
ever seen has always started with Final Fantasy. So, and then it could have been Final Fantasy Origins, Stranger of Paradise. Why start with Stranger of Paradise?
That's what
I think
confused
because
me.
they don't want this, in case this fails, they don't want it listed as a like mainline entry, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
The mainline games are always
Yeah.
Final Fantasy something, right? There's a battle royale for Final Fantasy right now. Did you guys know
There
that?
is. It's on the mobile, yeah.
Yes,
it's a mobile
Yeah, it's
game.
called like, but it's not called like Final Fantasy. It's like The Last Soldier or something like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that the
it
Final
is.
Fantasy
They-
7 based one?
Vaguely,
yeah,
like
kinda linked, I
real loose,
Very,
but
very
yeah.
vague. Yeah.
Yeah, it's again. So I think they do that to kind of keep their spin-off games separate, just in case.
Oh, okay.
Now, the problem with this one is, how much do you guys know about like what the story is of this and what
Nothing.
like the premise
I am
is?
nothing at all.
I know a little.
I
So
think
all
I-
I know is that it's related to the very first game and it's meant to be like essentially kind of based off the story, but it actually canonically, I don't think from what I've heard, links into the Final Fantasy story. So it's kind of almost like a little like fanfic spin-off
Yeah.
of the first game,
So,
essentially.
are you familiar with what an isekai is?
Oh, you did mention
Oh,
this to
I
me.
have heard that
yes.
mentioned,
Hence
yeah.
Stranger of Paradise from another world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So isekais are like an anime trope where it's like, oh, I'm just an average school student, and then I got hit by a bus and died, and woke up in this fantasy world.
Like things
That's-
like
that's like
Inuyasha,
isekais.
Inuyasha
Yeah.
and things
Yeah.
like
Inuyasha, Sword Art
Konosuba.
Online, kind of.
Yeah, pretty
Konosuba,
much.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
that's basically what this is. You're Jack Garland.
Jack Garland.
Jack- Yeah.
But Garland, if you remember the first
yeah.
game,
Uh-huh.
is basically the Chaos Knight dude who is like the main villain in the very first Final Fantasy game. So there was all these theories about is
Ding,
Jack
ding, ding.
Garland the main character in this game actually the villain, the same Garland in the very first Final Fantasy game, and is that how it ties in, or is this just some other like this is an idea for an origin story because it does say Final Fantasy Origin, but
Oh, well,
is it
I mean-
actually canon or no?
Yeah.
This first line, uncover the dark beginnings of Final Fantasy's first villain.
Yes.
Now, also, this is being
Yeah.
made by Team Ninja, which I have I have a history with Team Ninja. I have some words about this studio,
Yeah.
both good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
They made Neo and Neo 2, right? Which the more I look at this game, the more I'm like, this is just Neo 2,
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
but Final Fantasy. The combat, the gear systems they show, all of this is very much like Neo 2.
Yeah.
Which, if you're into Dark Souls, Neo 2 is a pretty cool game.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of what a lot of people, I think, wanted Sekiro to be.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Where Sekiro instead ended up being more of a Tenchu game than a Souls game.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like my Tenchu,
But-
though?
I do. Tenchu is good. Yeah, there's
Tenchu's
nothing like, don't
very
get me
good.
wrong, I don't dislike Sekiro, but I don't consider it a Souls game. If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Right.
It sounds real like gatekeepy, kind of like snobby and weird, but I think it's just the play style's too different and limited, and there's just too many things that make
Yeah.
it not Souls, right? There's no build variety, there's no shortcuts, all that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
this
we
game
can, yeah.
looks sick.
Yeah. This
Combat looks
game
quite
looks
fluid.
It-
I look at the combat.
It is. It's quite interesting because basically you can play as each of like different characters, but there's basically a bunch of jobs that you can get. So there's like a job-based
Oh.
system.
Yeah, it's
In
a lot
regards
like
to, like-
14.
Yeah, so like you basically can have obviously different powers and stuff depending upon what you choose. And then there's also like advanced jobs and high advanced jobs as well. So like they're all things that have been
damn.
seen in Final Fantasy games before. Like all of them have previously been seen. So for example, like Dark Knight, Samurai, Berserker, Dragoon, all the mage classes, Thief,
Yeah.
Knight.
They've
Druid,
definitely got
Duelist,
Paladin in
Ronin.
there because you see the shield and sword. They've
Yeah.
got there's Dragoon.
Yeah, so it's kind of, you know, a lot of things that have been seen previously, but kind of putting them all into one game, I guess.
I
And
gotta be fair, it looks it looks very aesthetically pleasing for me. Like I like the sort of like custom loadouts you can have there as well.
yeah,
Oh
it
yeah.
kind
Oh,
of,
there's Monk. Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean, after playing Final Fantasy 14, it's almost like they've taken 14 and put it into a game with a
okay.
plot that's on like a different platform that's not like an open. Like it kind of feels a little bit like that. Like they've tried to make 14 more kind of like have like one plot, and it's not all open world. You're not going to have all these other people in it, you know.
Yeah. How
But the
multiplayer is the
multiplayer is the
multiplayer?
big thing.
It's just
Yeah,
three
so-
players.
huge
Three
thing.
players.
3, yeah.
Oh look,
That's the
there's
huge
three.
thing about
There's
it.
three of us.
Yeah.
It is
I
meant
mean,
to
so
be.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So again, I'm gonna make this comparison a few times, but Neo 2 works almost the same exact way, where it's 3 of you and you guys kind of just join each other on each other's missions.
Wait. You can have three. You can have people join you in Neo 2.
I didn't know you could do that in Neo.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. That's
Oh.
I don't think I've ever done it, but I know me and Fat Shaggy were playing for a while and we had talked about it
Right.
at one point.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I had no idea.
I don't
thought
know
it
if
was
we
one
ever
player.
actually like got around to trying it.
Yeah.
Because we were both just fixated on treating it like a Souls game.
Yeah.
Which I want to pull up the trailer for Neo 2 just so you guys can see it and be like, oh, these are wildly similar. But yeah, this game, until I saw this trailer, I was not interested.
Yeah.
I'm
This
quite
trailer, I
interested.
was
I
like-
will get this.
Yeah, I'm massively interested in this game. When does it come out again?
Wait.
Does it say?
There's
I don't think it has a
27
set
jobs
yet.
for it.
Oh, March 18th,
Yeah,
2022.
March 18th. So this one's actually, I didn't realize, by Nomura, who actually did Final Fantasy 15. So
Yeah.
well, some of Final Fantasy 15. So to be fair, it does remind there's no like it makes sense why this is kind of
Why they
similar,
look similar.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess. But it is
This
also
is-
going to
This
be
is
on
very
PC.
close.
Yeah, this is also out on PC too. So people thought it was going to be a PS4, PS5 exclusive, but actually, according to this, apparently it's also going to be launched exclusively digitally through Epic Game Store. So this will also be PC, which
Ah,
actually,
see.
that's a bit unusual for a Square Enix game, isn't it? Don't they usually just launch on, like, they don't usually launch on PC
No, so
first, do they?
mainline
No.
FF titles don't usually launch on PC, but
Yeah.
their side games I don't know. I'm
Oh.
not familiar enough with Final Fantasy to say if their side games like these spin-offs do.
In my experience, I would say no. Like most like Final Fantasy titles or even like Kingdom Hearts titles usually launch on console. They don't usually launch on PC until a much later point. So
Oh
also
yeah, well
apparent-
yeah.
yeah.
That's
so like
that's what I meant.
yeah, so it's weird that this is launching on PC, which is going to be interesting as to whether or not this is going to be crossplay, which I can't find anything to say that it will or it won't.
Yeah,
But it's
I don't know
asking to be
how.
interesting
I'm
with this
trying to think
multiplayer
what else
component.
Square Enix does, and if
Well,
they've ever done crossplay.
so I don't think they have done crossplay. So obviously they've done multiplayer with Final Fantasy 14. However, I don't know if most of you knew, but a console based multiplayer that they did was actually Final Fantasy 15 had a multiplayer side game that actually came out with the Final Fantasy 15 that then became its own separate game, and that was basically where you could play a group of you and you would essentially just do like the fighting mission, like the hunts from the game, and it was essentially you played like create yourself, and you would occasionally bump into certain people, and there was like points in 15 where you would like cross into kind of, but like it was a very strange game, but that died out very quickly, so it was
Okay.
not a popular multiplayer game,
Yeah.
and the servers became very dead very quickly. So it makes me curious as to them doing a game like this where it's multiplayer from the get-go that isn't like an MMO. I wonder how that's going to do, because they
Right.
haven't done one before. Like, I think this might be like the first one really that they've done that's like from the get-go it's multiplayer that isn't an MMO. So this should be interesting. But
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
definitely
curious
glad
to
to give
see
it a
how this
go.
is gonna. I'm curious to see how this is gonna get received, right? Because
Yeah.
I feel like most Final Fantasy games you play by yourself for the most part. They're mostly
Yeah.
like solo experiences.
Yeah.
And every time they've tried PvP, I feel like that's failed, right? Like I know the
Yeah.
Dissidia games, they were not wildly like they had their time, but they weren't. They never took off.
No.
And same with PvP in 14, right? Like most MMOs will have a PvP aspect, but in 14 it's almost dead.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder if maybe it's just a sign of like maybe the Final Fantasy 14 fandom's just not interested in PvP, right? And
Interesting.
seeing as this would be co-op, this might do all right.
Fashag
Yeah,
has just
I'm-
brought up that Square Enix did Outriders and Dragon Quest.
But see, Outriders died out quite quickly as well.
That-
Though, like
yeah,
how
for me,
like, that
was
I
wasn't
did not have fun on that game.
either.
I did
No.
not have
I
a good
didn't enjoy it.
experience.
No, like that wasn't. Like I didn't think it was a bad game, and I played like the
It was
demo.
bad. It was
I
bad.
didn't think it was that bad, but
Okay.
I
It
also
was
didn't think
bad,
it
I
was
just
worth
think it
the
was
price
limited.
tag.
I
It
think
was the price tag on it was too high for what it was. Like
I had so many issues with that. It could be literally a whole podcast on its own.
yeah,
It's so joining lobbies with your friends almost
Yeah.
impossible. Broken
Oh, yeah.
glitches.
Yeah.
Definitely
The
had
sort of
some issues.
cinematography was awful. Like shaky
Yeah.
cam every sort of scene.
but I think that was the problem. Was that basically they shoved this huge price tag on it, and then they had this broken glitchy game. And I think the idea and the concept was good, but I think if they
Yeah,
just
I
made
think-
it a
I
lot
think the idea
cheaper
was
from the
good.
start, it would have been all right. Whereas like I know people that paid like 60 quid for it, and then it went
Yeah,
on
I
Xbox
would've
Game
been-
Pass anyway. It went on Xbox Game Pass like a week
Yeah.
out of launch, and it should have just been on
That's how
there
I
from.
played
It should
it.
have just
Same.
launched on there.
A lot of us
Like,
deleted
it's
it in the first
fine.
week. It was like all
Yeah.
of my friends were playing it. It was just not enjoyable. And it was
Yeah.
rinse and repeat missions. Like once you've played
Mhm.
one or two missions, all the missions are the same.
Yeah, but
It
it
was just
does
different.
make
It was
me-
just different landscapes, but wrapped in
Yeah.
the same. It was wrapped in the same wrapping paper, basically.
Yeah. yeah.
Yeah, I just found it kind of shallow, right? Like it wasn't just like the gameplay was rinse and repeat, but even like people are like, well, you make another character, use a different build, have different powers, but it's like you were only able to have like 3 or 4 at a time.
Yeah.
So there was really only so much you could do, and you would unlock
Yeah.
everything by like the halfway point of the game, and you're like,
Mhm.
what am I looking forward to next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the next highest number? That doesn't
Yeah.
get the brain tinglies going.
Yeah.
The dopamine release isn't there for number
Yeah.
get bigger.
I think when I saw it, I felt like it was going to be more open world than what it ended up being. Like when you play that first section of that game and you're in the woods and like
Oh, yeah,
in that,
it's
on that
like-
mission,
yeah.
and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
quite open, and then you kind of get to the next area and it's this very like small city and you're very direct in where you're going, and then all the missions are very direct, and it just feels like when you're coming out into it, you're like, oh, this is going to be good, and then when you actually play the game, it narrows it down specifically, and you're very linear,
Yeah.
and like it's like
it's a
it
very
wasn't
linear path.
yeah, like it wasn't it was advertised or even what like the first like hour or so posted it was going to be. But that's why I think this is quite interesting, because it's like I don't feel like Square Enix outside of an MMO has done a successful multiplayer game or released a Final Fantasy game on PC that's been well received, because even like the Final Fantasy VII remake, the Kingdom Hearts games, all the PC ports have had issues. And I wonder if they're clearly putting it on PC to make it out to a bigger audience immediately, but it makes me wonder how successful that's going to be and how well received that's going to be.
That's a
So
good
I think
point.
this is going to be an interesting one to see, because the thing is, I'm considering getting it on PC,
Oh,
but
really?
I don't know. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is that like, because then I could stream it if I want to and play it co-op with friends on stream, because I couldn't do that on PlayStation. But
Ooh.
that's the risk, is that they're not known for good PC ports. So am I
Yeah.
taking a big risk with the £60 price tag on it, or do I get it on PlayStation and play it safer? That's the issue.
Personally, for me, I'd get a PlayStation, use my capture card, and let my just basically,
I
as
was about to
Patch
say,
always,
that
as
creates,
Patch always says, let it do all the hard work.
Yeah. I know, but
Yeah,
I don't
I
have a
find-
capture card. So that's well, I need to get one for Bloodborne, but regardless.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like that's
if-
the thing, is it opens it up, but it's a risk.
It helps so much.
Mhm.
It takes the stress, the strain and stress away from your sort of like PC, unless you've got like a beast machine.
Yeah.
Done.
Which, I mean, I feel like even if you have a beast machine, I think people underestimate how much it takes to like render a video. Right?
Yeah, literally.
It's crazy
Yeah.
how much like just processing power that takes. So trying to run
Yeah.
higher end games, a lot of like, and this, I mean, this is going to tie into other things. We could tangent off of this alone.
Oh, yeah.
For hours. But
Mhm.
a lot of the games I stream on my channel I do it via console, because it's just I'm streaming from a 13-inch laptop, right? It's
I
like
still
this
don't know how
big,
you
it's
do
not
it.
very powerful.
Yeah, like
After seeing
that's
your
the-
setup, I was just like, how? How are you
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
that?
I
Well,
want to see it.
I
I want to see
let-
it set up.
I let consoles do a lot of the heavy lifting for a lot of
Right.
these
Yeah.
games. So then really all my laptop has to do is capture the footage from the capture card and my camera, slap them
Right.
together and shoot it out, and the
Yeah.
workload is way less.
Yeah.
That's
fine.
But it does create this issue of being like, people want to play games sometimes. Like
Mhm.
like I play Guilty Gear a bunch.
Mhm.
Sorry, I have it on console. If
Yeah.
anyone wants to crossplay, like I guess I could double dip, but then it's like, one, this part's not as important. I won't be able to stream the game, right? Which isn't a big deal.
Yeah.
To me, I've had people take that personally and be like, why don't you ever stream co-op games on your channel? Do you not want us on your channel? I'm like, no, I
No.
can't.
Yeah.
Unless you went out and bought a PlayStation, like RIP, I can't. Sorry.
Yeah.
Georgie is now
Interesting.
known as
Okay.
PN Georgie Chan.
But
Yeah.
am I on the screen again?
No,
Is
you're
that
on, no,
PNG
you're,
on?
you're
Did
like
you
you're
leave my
normally on the
PNG
screen.
up?
It's like, is my PNG still in that goddamn lap of yours? Like, take it
Oh
out.
God, no! That has been gone for ages. You know me. I'm too
I do not
humble, too
consent.
nice, too humble, too nice.
Get consent or get cut.
Pineapple.
Pineapple. I took that off as soon as you came back on. I was just like, right, let's go in.
Oh,
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But like, no, the memes have begun.
Yeah.
oh God.
But yeah, but no, I get what you mean though. See, whereas like I used to exclusively stream from console, and like obviously didn't have a camera and stuff, but like that I felt was just a lot easier to just be able to just go boop, and you're kind of
Yeah.
online and like
Put the game in, and now I'm like, video settings? I don't care. They don't exist. It's not a thing.
just a lot easier. Whereas like with PC, you can stream other stuff, but God, this comes with problems. The amount of issues I had with this.
well,
Holy shit. Whereas like with that, I just used to click a button and go live, and it was so much easier. Like,
I love it.
So much easier. My God. But yeah.
yeah.
It just
There's
depends. But then
definitely
there's a
a-
lot of perks with ham PC, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like my ability right now to have like I have a stream open over here watching us. I've got the YouTube thing set up over here to do its own thing. Afterwards, I can literally just close this window, open up a fighting game, invite like whoever's going to come play with me later on that.
Mhm.
Like it's so easy to just go in between everything. But I'm like, oh, if I want to play Dark Souls on my capture card, well, I'm gonna have to stand up, unplug all this shit, plug new stuff in, like
Yeah.
and then sometimes the capture card's like, you gotta give me like 10 minutes to warm up or something. Like it's just really temperamental. It's like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
introduce more points of failure to the machine,
Mhm.
something's bound to happen. So there
Yeah.
really is a give and take. But
Yeah. It's a difficult one, but I think that whatever works for you and whatever works for your setup, you know, that's kind of the best way to do it. But obviously you might reach a point where you find that you're limited by that setup, and that's when then you look at kind of expanding, and it just depends if you're gonna reach that point or not.
for
So like, is
example-
Elden Ring gonna be an issue for you to stream?
Okay, if,
Oh,
if
yeah,
that's an
so
issue
if
for
I
me, I'm
were
gonna
to-
cry. I'm gonna cry if
so
that
have
doesn't
you
work for
looked
me.
at the PC spec? They came out. They showed the PC specs.
dear.
Right? Minimum PC specs are now out for Elden Ring.
I'm gonna have a look.
Um,
I'm gonna cry, aren't I?
thankfully, I have made the conscious decision to I'm just gonna play it on the PlayStation 4. I know it's not gonna look as good, PS5, PC graphics,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
You know what? I kind of just
But
want to
does
enjoy
it
the
matter?
game.
Does it matter?
Yeah.
As long as you enjoy the game,
And
does
that's
it matter?
I think that's a matter of preference though, right? Is like there
Yeah.
are certain things
Yeah.
like Demon Souls, I would not want a like lesser version for the PS4 after having seen how the PS5 version works, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Where like Elden Ring has kind of it kind of has that same issue Cyberpunk had, where it was announced and started production on the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
So the worry is, did they scale everything up for the PS5, or did they scrap it, build on the PS5, and are now scaling stuff down? And we're gonna have another Cyberpunk issue where Elden Ring does not
Don't
run
do this
on
to me.
PS4s.
Don't do this to me, Patch. Don't do
Yeah.
this to me.
Well, no, you know what? Welcome to my hell, because I've been stressing it.
Oh
I
my
have
god, I
made-
didn't even think about that. Because
I
like
have
to
been
answer Georgie's
stressing.
question from earlier, like
Mhm.
so I'll download a game for PC and then I'll try streaming it
Mhm.
with the PC, and sometimes my PC's like, fuck you. You can't play this game and
Mhm.
stream it. So then I gotta use a console. No one knows the difference, but I do. But
Yeah.
it takes an absolute strain. But I got Elden Ring on the PC, so I will cry if that does not work.
thing
Oh, now
is
you got me
that, like,
stressing.
yeah,
Damn
Well,
it.
you should be able
I'm
to turn
sure
down
it
Elden
will.
Ring.
Yeah, I'm gonna
the
have to
thing
play
is,
it on like
you still
super
certain
low.
settings. Yeah, there's certain settings that you can like change and stuff. But I mean, this was like me with Resident Evil 8. I had so many issues getting that game to stream,
Really?
to the point where literally I like defeated one of Lady Dimitrescu's daughters, got into a fucking elevator, and then my entire PC all completely like blue screen of death. This was whirring, and like I've only had this
No.
bloody thing since June, and
Yeah,
it like
yeah.
full on tried to destroy my PC.
Jeez.
No idea what it was. Had the lowest settings on. Still don't know to this day. But I didn't try and play the game again. Whereas like there's very few other games that I've had that issue with. But Resident Evil 8, I mean, it's high. Don't get me wrong. It takes a big strain, but it's not probably the highest strain game I've tried to play.
Do you think
So
having
it's
a
like-
dual PC setup is important as a streamer?
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
made a massive difference. Yeah, like that's made a humongous difference because when I first got my PC, only had one screen, and then I had a laptop, and the laptop was how I read
Oh.
all my comments. So when my laptop died, I had the stream afterwards. The stream where the laptop died, I had to use my phone for
Oh my
reading
god.
comments.
Wait,
Worst
wait,
experience.
are you talking
of my
a
life.
dual monitor, or are you talking dual PC?
I was talking dual PC, but I was just
Oh,
letting it
dual
go. I was just letting it go.
PC.
I was just
Oh,
like, yeah.
sorry.
No,
Oh,
either,
I've
either way that
never-
works.
I've
the
never
dual PC.
ran. Oh, I've seen people run a dual PC, but I don't know if it's a bit. I mean, the people that I've seen
Is
run
that
it are
too
usually
much?
for like Call of Duty and for like
Yeah.
big games like that. I've never seen anyone run it for like Resident Evil 8. I don't think you should have to. That's the thing. You shouldn't have to run it for that kind of game. I understand an online FPS where it's going to have a lot of connections and things, but for like a game where it's like a single player playing through a story mode, why, when I've paid a lot of money for one PC, should I have to have two PCs to be able to stream that game? I should just be able to play it.
I think is less to do with it being an online game, right? Because that's more to do with like your internet connection, like having
Yeah.
a stable online stuff. But
Mhm.
for performance, especially recently with how there's been a jump in graphics cards and consoles, but
Mhm.
no one can get their hands on it.
Mhm.
Just because we can't get our hands on it doesn't mean developers haven't stopped being like, well, we got to keep pushing. So RE8, it's pretty graphically intensive.
Yeah.
Like if you have it all maxed out and stuff, and like say you're loaded with money, so you've got like the 4K TV,
Yeah.
all of that, it can crank that out and it looks incredible.
Mhm.
Which I think that is where a lot of that, and obviously how well Capcom optimizes the games, right?
Yeah.
Their new RE engine, so like the newer Resident Evil games
Mhm.
and like Monster Hunter World run pretty well, all things considered, but
Mhm.
it requires like a chunky machine to do it just because they're so demanding.
Yeah.
Jeez.
A recent example, this would be this new game Lost Ark that came out, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty simple if you look at it in concept. If you're familiar with Diablo, it's a small character blowing up a bunch of enemies. Cool. But I loaded up on my laptop thinking there's no way this shit's gonna run. And I'm having a steady like 58, 60 frames, no problem.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
But then I look at like I have this game called Witch Hunter made by like 5 dudes in a garage somewhere, and it's pretty low, like polygon, old school, like PlayStation style
Mhm.
graphics. That game tanks my PC.
Wow.
I don't know what it is. It's the simplest game in the world. It's like
Yeah.
it's not even like rapidly firing guns or anything. You have a muzzle loader. You're loading a musket, and like my frames are like 5 frames per second as I'm trying to put a marble in a. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm over here playing like the forest, running through the woods, water, sunshine everywhere, no problem.
Yeah.
You asked me to stream it though, or to play this old Witch Hunter game. PC's like, no.
Yeah, it's like
put me out of
frames
my
are just
misery.
like chopping everywhere.
Yeah. But this is the thing though, is then like, okay, so fair enough. Okay, so one PC may not be enough to run that game, but then what is okay?
Well, I would say the PC is probably
like,
enough to run the.
So,
I think that's.
Yeah, but what I mean is like so like say like to play RE9, they're like, right, well you need the minimum of this setup, which is probably going to be 2 gaming consoles, or you could have one PS5 or one PS4, because obviously a lot of the games still make in PS4, and then I could just use a capture card for my single PC and not have to spend $1,000 plus. Just have slightly better graphics on a game.
Yeah.
So those
like I'm not that bothered.
No, same.
Like,
Not that bothered.
That's my logic. That's why I just don't mess with it, because I feel like if you want to play the latest games on PC, there's almost this element of like there's like this expectation that you're going to be a graphics snob. Like they want you to crank everything up. So the games on PC, the PC ports tend to be optimized differently than the console, because the console they're like, they don't get settings. You don't get to choose your resolution. You don't get to choose ambient shadows, lighting, occlusion, VSync. Like you don't get to choose any of that. Whereas the PC is like, we're gonna leave it real. Like, here's just the real basic materials. Your PC will do the rest for you, and it'll look sick.
Yeah.
If your PC's at that level. Otherwise, it's very like. It's frustrating, and it sucks. It sucks so bad. It's so dumb.
It does. Well, this is the thing that makes me sad though, because this makes me miss the old days of just the PS1, PS2, PS3, even PS4. You just bung your disc in. You just put your TV on, bung your disc in, and wham bam, thank you, ma'am. You've got a game. If you want to be online, you just connect with your friends and you're online. Like all this like graphic bollocks and all this stuff, and like it's like I'm not an IT person in the slightest, and literally you tell me half the settings on a game and I look at you.
Graphics aren't everything. Graphics are definitely not everything.
Yeah, like I am not someone that is like technologically advanced. Like I don't even have an iPhone. I've got an Android because I think it's better.
Yeah.
Let's not have that argument because some people would disagree. But like I just think it's a lot simpler for me. Like I've got other stuff to worry about. And like I just want to switch this on and it work and it just adjust how I need it to and just play a game. And it's like this is the kind of gutting thing with like wanting to be up to date and playing these like recent games. And I mean even taking it back to basics like Fortnite. Right, trying to run Fortnite on a console versus running Fortnite on a PC. On a console, you just press fucking go. On this, oh my god, it's just so complicated. And it's just like, I'm nearly 30. Just let me put it on. And just let me put the bloody game on.
Just let me play my games.
Well, that's, I mean, I feel like that's an issue with all PC games, right? Like,
yeah, it's just a pain.
Ever since I've gotten a computer and I've started playing more PC games, there is no like, oh yeah, I download this game and it works.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever happened.
No. So it's a 50-50.
I don't think if I'm on the computer, it's I open the game and I immediately have to go to the video settings and be like, all right, let me turn this shit down.
Yeah.
The music's
everything's on
loud,
ultra? Let's turn that down to friggin' low.
Yeah, why is it in a tiny window this big? Why isn't it full screen? Like, all right, let me put it on this monitor over here. Why isn't it showing up on this? It's like such a giant.
I tried
giant pain in the ass.
Is it the new Tomb Raider, like Shadow of the Tomb Raider? I was like, oh, it works on ultra graphics. Oh, this game looks lush. I'll stream it. Yeah. Impossible. It was just like, oh, you want to see Lara like perform moves? No, you're gonna watch her walk frame by frame for about an hour just to get from like one section to the next. I was just like, everything's on low, super low, as low as it can go, please, just to play the game. Ridiculous.
And it doesn't even matter if the game's low though. Like,
no, sometimes you can get that low and it still won't operate as the way you want it to.
Yeah.
And at that point, you're like, it will look better on a console.
Yeah.
Yeah. Technology is definitely like temperamental. It definitely is just like some days it's just like, you forgot to bring home the laundry last night. You didn't pick up the kids from school. So you
didn't
think
update your drivers.
Work this game? Yeah. Yeah, reality, it's you didn't update your drivers.
Good luck.
Admittedly, let's give credit where credit's due. So that new Bloodborne PSX demake thing that came out.
Okay, that was pretty cool.
Shouts out to the dev, Lilith. She put out a link and said, hey, click this link. It'll take you where to get the game. I clicked that link. It took me to a page where it was like, hey, here's a picture of a PlayStation controller. Here's like basically a cheap website version of the manuals that used to come in the game.
Oh, what?
And then there's just a link that said
That's
download.
awesome.
And you download it and it installs and it worked. I didn't have to touch anything. I was like, holy shit, this is the PlayStation 1 experience because I just put the disc in and the shit works.
Amazing.
All you needed was the music. Just
and
the
it also
that
played
little
and looked
PlayStation
really
1
well.
music. Oh,
Well, it's there. She has it in there.
Oh.
stop
It's
it.
built in. Yeah, it's so good.
Oh,
I know exactly what sound you're talking about, so I'll pull it up.
Oh my god, yes. Let's. Oh, this is.
Let's just take
becoming
a second
nostalgia.
and listen to this sound. That's just pure nostalgia.
Oh, we need
this
to.
might get
Pure-
this might get
nostalgia.
graphic.
Oh my
This
god.
might get a little.
Oh my god.
People might get worked up at just this sound.
Oh,
right?
I'm excited. I'm
Here we
excited.
Oh,
Oh,
I knew.
him
Damn
and
you,
an ass.
trailer.
Fucking knew to mute it. Yeah,
How dare
you're not
you.
fooling me. All right, I'm gonna wait for the trailer to play. That way, I can unmute and not miss any of
Yeah.
just this. Like,
Yeah. The
Pure
ear
gold.
porn we're about to hear. Yeah, I love it.
oh no,
I'm excited.
Oh, no.
No, just
It
do
wants you to-
sound.
it's like play Valorant.
no, because as soon as I click away,
Oh.
oh, I need to crank this. Hang on.
Crank it up.
Mate. Pure.
It makes me feel
Ooh.
things. And the
I
little
think that's the sound my
eeriness at
dick
the
makes
end.
when I get hard. It's like
God,
walking
yeah.
into a movie theater. Just
Oh.
It's the best
Can we
sound
do the
ever.
PS2 one as well?
oh yeah, this one. Oh well, here's just a collection of
Oh.
all of them.
Oh, here we
Oh, I
go.
mean, we don't need. Okay.
No, we don't need all of this.
No.
PlayStation 1, no disc. Oh my god, this screen.
Oh, the screen with the memory card.
Yeah,
Base.
hang
Oh,
on. We need to
yeah.
look at the screens because we're
Oh,
PlayStation kids,
God.
right? We were
Yeah.
talking about these Nintendo games, being like, "Oh, this looks cool. This is hype."
Yeah.
No, oh, yeah.
PlayStation.
Hang on.
PlayStation babies.
Hang on, where's the PlayStation games? Grab the controllers.
I saw a PlayStation 1 in a shop the other day. I nearly bought it. It was like
Yes.
£60, but I was like, God, I want it just for like the vibes.
You need
Oh.
something like, oh wait, let me. Oh god, the
Oh my
static
God,
sound.
it looks
The
so bad.
static. Oh man,
Oh, this is really
How
making
many
me
of
feel
these
old
are
as
there?
shit.
there's a
I think
lot.
there's like different ones depending on
Like what
Oh, I never
version
saw
of
that
the
one.
sort of console you bought?
PlayStation 2. Yeah, there's
Oh,
slim
yeah.
one, wasn't
So
there?
we're looking at one of these,
Oh.
right? One of these PlayStation 2s.
That sounded right. The first
Sexy
PlayStation 2
PlayStation
game I
2.
had was
Oh my
Devil
God,
May
it's
Cry,
beautiful.
and anytime I hear
Really?
that sound, I hear Devil May Cry. I think of Devil May
Oh.
Cry straight away.
Love it.
That's the first
Love
thing I
it.
think of.
Oh, I don't know what my first PlayStation 2 game was. It could have been Kingdom Hearts.
It's just like my
Are you
favorite
talking
game.
about? Are you talking about this Cage?
Yes!
You're talking about? You're talking about these,
Yes!
right?
Oh my
Oh,
god, dude!
man.
Yes!
Admittedly, these are Fat Shaggies in the
Oh.
chat. So shouts out to Fat Shaggy. But He doesn't play
you
'em.
absolute Pocky Legend
I
chat lord.
absolutely love Devil
I
May
play
Cry.
the shit out of them though. Yeah,
Same.
it's probably. I would have to go as far. I might go as far as to say that might be my favorite game series.
Oh no, that's fair. That's fair. It's a good series.
I might have to go out there and be like, a lot of people are like, Dark Souls is my favorite, Mario.
No,
is my favorite.
that first Devil May Cry game. That first Devil May Cry game is so
Devil
good.
May Cry 1, 3, 4, and 5 are like
They're really good. Really
they
good.
are unrivaled.
We don't talk about
Interesting.
2. We don't talk about 2.
Can we add Dante to the Zaddy list?
Yes, we can.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I mean, oh god, as I step on
Dante.
something.
Get in there, Dante. And Virgil.
get your-
Virgil? Oh,
get your
hell
ass in
yes.
Oof.
Oh yeah, I am also a Virgil sim, but
Yes.
I think you said
in
I'm
case
also
you-
a Virgil sandwich. I was like,
I do like the
Virgil
voice.
could turn
I
me
do
into
like
a
the voice
sandwich.
actor for Nero though.
mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Very good voice
Nero's-
actor.
Look, Nero's
voice acting
another
in that
character
game's
that
good.
like I thought I wasn't gonna like him because I'm like, the fuck is this? This isn't Dante.
Yeah, yeah.
Shit the hell out. No, Nero's
out.
sick. His whole fighting style with the Red Queen,
Yeah.
like revving the sword, that's so
Oof.
cool. It's so
Oof.
good.
I have to admit though, for me though, see, I didn't play the Devil May Cry games as much. However, the
Okay.
game I did play that was similar, it's a very similar game,
Bayonetta.
Bayonetta.
I never actually tried that.
Ooh,
I
She makes the
grew up-
MILF list though.
Yes, she
she's
She
a-
does.
does
Oh,
make the MILF
she
list.
does.
She's a fox.
Basically, it's Devil May Cry, but with a witch woman as the main character,
Yeah.
whose like attack power is like guns in her hair.
I'm pretty sure they're made by the
Fantastic.
same person.
I
The
think
first
they
one
are
is at least.
because there's another
think-
one coming out. I think. they're doing a
there
new
is-
one.
They're doing Bayonetta 3, which was
Yes.
announced like 3 or 4 years ago, and there's
Yeah.
been a Twitter account called Bayonetta News, and it's like
Oh,
day 1722, still no Bayonetta news. And it's
I
the
love
same
that.
picture every day. It's
I
so
love it.
funny.
I love it.
But they
That's what I
finally,
need.
I would say a few months ago, they released a Bayonetta 3 trailer, and like the
Oh.
world melted down because people were like, "Holy
Oh,
shit, it's real!"
I'm so excited.
It's
I'm so
real.
excited. Because
Now-
that game had a remake. The first one had a remake that came out on I think it came out on PC port as well, but it came out on PlayStation.
Oh
And
yeah,
I don't think it did that well. Because it went
Oh,
on
no.
sale really quick.
Oh, really?
because they sold it with another game that a lot of people
did.
don't remember or have
Yeah.
never played.
Yes, I remember seeing it.
Called
I can't remember what it's called though.
oh fuck! I was just about to call people out for not
Yeah.
remembering what this game is, and now I'm not going to
Did it begin with
remember.
like a D?
I think it started with a V.
A V.
I want to
Vanquish.
say
Vanquish.
Vanquish. All right, first of all, that game's fucking crazy cool.
I don't think I've
it?
seen that.
I've
Yeah,
never even
it's like
heard of it.
yeah, no,
Vanquish.
Interesting.
I looked at it maybe like a year or two ago for the first time, and
Oh,
like
okay.
there's like it's very fast-paced shooter game that feels very much like the
Mhm.
Devil May Cry Bayonetta thing, where it's like if you look at it and you don't know anybody, you're like, oh, you just mash on the buttons and do cool shit.
Mhm.
But if you know Bayonetta and Devil May Cry, you know it's like, well, no, there's actually like it's like a fighting game. Like you got to do the right moves, and you could combo them, and then change your weapon to combo. And
Yeah.
Vanquish is the same way, but with like guns. So you can
Oh.
like get a running start, and you're like a robot. So you like turbo slide across the ground, and then kick
Oh.
off other robots, slow
Ooh.
down, light a cigarette, flick the cigarette, and then shoot the bad guy. You're like, what the hell is going on
That
over
sounds
here?
cool as shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
How have I
Ryan's
never
come like
heard of that?
Ryan's mentioned something about the PlayStation sound that we were listening to earlier,
Okay.
just to sort of go back a little bit there. He was asking, has anyone seen the meme about how they made the PlayStation 2 sound and it's just someone yeeting a piano off a roof?
I believe it.
No,
He
but I
said
would
he
love
sent the
to see
video in the
that meme.
DMs. I'm not sure if you want to bring that up
Okay.
or not. It's up to yourselves.
I would love to see
I
that.
can't
man.
bring that up myself, obviously.
I would need someone to put the link in the Discord, and then I could pull it up.
No worries.
Yeah.
I have no access to do anything
would-
because
I
it'll
would- I
mess
would-
I
everything
want to
up.
scan chat because I thought I
All
saw
I can do
something
is
in
change
chat.
scenes.
It's okay. I have the power to
Uh,
change scenes.
Yeah, I'll just change scenes here and there.
I mean, if
Yeah.
Ryan can
Oh,
send it to me in
it's-
Discord, I can put it in.
Yes.
Stu Sharp coming in with the heat, talking about Kamiya, the guy that did Devil May Cry and Bayonetta.
Oh.
He also mentioned a third game, which I've talked about a bunch, and I've tried to find a way to play it on stream.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a multiplayer melee game.
Oh,
Multiplayer
what's
Like-
it
melee.
called?
It's called Anarchy Reigns, where you play these like
Oh, okay.
outlandish, like half samurai, half bulldozer robot, or half like helicopter, half guy with a great sword. You're like, they're these crazy robot people, and you would fight
Right.
in like a battle royale style like arena, if I remember, where you have to like
That
chase
does
each other
sound
down.
like a U game.
It was so goofy.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I picked it up in like a
Gundam?
bargain bin, but it was so.
Yeah.
it sounds very
look,
Gundam.
Yeah, just sound kind of good.
No, because they're more like robots in the sense of like Metal Gear Solid robots, where it's like
Oh, okay, so like
Okay.
regular human head and then like
Oh,
giant robot body for no reason. It's
gonna Google
that's
it.
insane.
yeah, I'm trying
there
to pull
it
up
is. Oh,
a
okay.
Gundam game. They need to just make Armored Core. I just
Yeah.
want a new Armored Core game.
Yeah, I want new Armor Core.
From Software, when you're done with Elden Ring, please just make
I did enjoy my Gundam games though. They were kind of like Dynasty Warriors.
Excuse me, before Software does anything, they need to bring Bloodborne to PC, is what they need to bloody do.
Yes.
Before they do anything else.
what is get this ad out
No,
of
this
here.
is an
Oh,
interesting.
fuck. This is
Insulin.
one. This is a fresh Google account for Chat Lord. So before anyone comes at me being like, "These are patches suggestions," no, fuck you. This is a raw, like fresh Google account. So
It's
no,
raw. It's fucking raw.
it's fucking raw. Oh look,
fucking raw.
it even highlights right here in the like they talk about. So this is made by Platinum Studios, who did Bayonetta, Vanquished, and Mad World or whatever.
God, Bayonetta
Oh,
just is so
okay.
cool though.
Like, look at this art. What is this art style?
Love it. Oh, look at her with the
Ugh.
Scarber Fair.
Bayonetta. I mean, these guys are known for putting like fantastic combat in games. Even though this is admittedly kind of jank,
Yeah.
there's like this element of like it was like a 3D fighting
The world kind of reminds me of Nia a little bit.
Yeah, a little.
Oh, the original Nier
Yeah.
with Papa Nier. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Look at these.
That-
Look at these fucking characters.
Oh my god,
Hulk smash.
that's amazing.
That
Oh my
guy's
God, I mean,
just
that's
a
pretty cool.
Minotaur, just a Minotaur robot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
I
industrial world.
I feel like this game was really experimental, and I
Yeah.
honestly don't remember most of this shit they're showing. But hey, I would love to try it again.
Yeah, I
Are
was
there
gonna
like?
say.
That's an interesting question. Are there games that you vaguely remember from like your childhoods or like when you were younger that you're like,
Dino
what was that
Crisis.
game? I
Dino
should.
Crisis. Oh, sorry. Oh no, I mean I remember that game. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh
We
my
already know
God,
about
you've
Dino
got it?
Crisis. But let's talk about niche
Yes.
game. Let's talk about the hard
Niche?
to find.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah, there's a few, but I
admittedly,
can't
Dino
remember the
Crisis is
names.
pretty niche, but
I have a few as well, actually. I do remember the title, but I've not. So there's one. It's a PlayStation 1 called Kudulka or Kudulka.
Kadolka.
Kudulka, yeah.
My suggestion was going to be there's a Wu-Tan fighting game, but I can't remember what it is called. I think we
wait a
bought it
minute.
before.
What's that game about, Georgie?
So Kudulka. Right, one minute. Let me get up like an actual synopsis, so I'm not giving bad information.
No, that's fair.
Is it like the cat
Kudulka.
dude? There's
So
a cat character in
basically,
there, right?
it's an RPG game where basically you play. I remember you play like this like female character, and she basically it's kind of similar to like an old like Resident Evil game. Oh, it's Kudulka, so it's Koudelka.
K-O-U.
Yeah, Delka.
Okay, I found it.
Kudulka. Yeah. So it's like a proper old school, like it's like a horror.
Oh, yeah, like an old
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, it has like turn-based like fighting, but it's like a horror game. So it's kind
I don't
of
want
a
to
mix.
click on this random person's playthrough, but I'm gonna click on this random person's playthrough and hope
It's
for the
a
best.
7 oh fucking hell.
It's
7 hours.
muted.
But yeah, I
We're
guess
not
that
watching it,
probably.
sorry, but I
No,
just
no,
I want
no.
Yeah,
But yeah,
we
just get
wanna
like
be
a feel
careful.
for a bit of the gameplay.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's like,
Oh,
yeah, it
I
was an
bet-
old
is it the sound?
PlayStation 1 game.
Oh,
Oh,
Hang
the
on.
sound.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
it's like I think you were like I want to say you were like psychic or something, but it was
So,
like, and it was like you had like a grid from what I remember, and it was like a turn-based system where like you had like a certain amount of moves, so you could do like there was like a grid and you were on the one spot and you had like the enemy was 3 ahead, but you can only do a move of 2, so you'd have to like move forward to then like attack. It was interesting.
Ooh. So everything you just described, I have a game that I remember from my childhood that's the
Uh-huh.
same thing and same style. It has a grid system and
Oh.
it starts with a K. So I thought this was something else when you suggested it. I was like, wait, I know this game.
Oh,
Apparently I do not know this game.
No.
But
Yeah.
man, these like,
like the music.
PS1 intro cutscenes, the pre-rendered like
that music's
What?
good.
Well, I remember it's a cool ass game, but I think she's like a psychic or something in it. Like, and I
What
know
is she
there's
doing to that
also
I like the vibe, yeah.
yeah, there's also like I know there's a sequel as well, but it's very old school Resident Evil style,
don't
and I think
give
it's like
me an
monster-
ad. You.
Oh,
Oh god
no.
damn it! Get out of here!
I don't care about you,
How
honey.
Dare you?
Unless you want to sponsor us.
I mean, go on then.
We
I
are
mean,
looking for
yeah,
sponsors,
like,
if anyone knows. We
Go
are
on
looking for
then if you have
sponsors.
to. Oh yeah, the
Skip that
Shadow
over.
the Shadow Heart series, Stu. Sorry, yeah, I just wanted to see. And
Ooh,
if anyone remembered. Yeah, the Shadow
Heart's
Heart.
another one.
Well, Shadow Heart is a sequel to these games.
Is
So
it?
Kudolka was the original game.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna because I can't
Yeah.
look something up on this tab at the same
It's
time.
okay.
Let me
Yeah,
use this,
I'll double check.
and
But yeah, like I'm pretty sure they were like sequel or
If
like
Shadow Heart's what I
spin-offs.
think it is. I could be wrong again and misremembering similar names. How many games with Shadow were there in the PlayStation 1 era? Probably a ton.
But yeah,
oh,
no,
I do remember. Oh, I remember this game. I never played this, but I remember thinking the art was sick.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to investigate. Oh, we're back. We don't have to.
I'm not dead yet.
Wait, what is this voice acting?
Well, it's PlayStation
Hang
1
on.
era, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah, but doesn't mean we can't make fun of it.
Too early, Angel. I'm not dead yet.
Not dead
What? Where is he going to be from? I don't remember. this.
Angel. I'm not. It like.
Not yet. It looks like you're going to die.
Oh, this was definitely redubbed later on.
Do you
Yeah.
reckon?
This was
sure.
definitely a Japanese game
This
because.
Well, I tend to some unfinished
Ooh.
business.
This in the original Japanese voice acting, that would probably be sick. Her outfit is sick, by the way, can I just say? Holy crap.
Oh yeah, it's a fucking look.
That would be dope to cosplay. Holy shit.
It is a mood.
Well, no unless I try.
This is actually quite good
Is
graphics.
he recording in like?
Die unless I shoot it 2 or 3 times.
Ooh.
Man.
Here we go.
Oh, this is some Nightmare Creature shit.
Yeah. Oof.
Is
Absolute
that a
bop.
sock monkey?
Damn it.
God.
Here, use this.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, so this is gonna kick us right into combat, so we can see what the turn-based system looked like, I guess.
And the music, yes, the music is sick for this game.
It's turn-based, is it? So like a Final Fantasy
Yeah.
turn-based?
Yes.
But you move
And the-
around like a board almost.
And the music is dope. Yes, you can do like different things. You got magic and shit.
Okay.
There was a recent game. What was the game? Sling Bean was playing something recently that kind of reminded me of this.
Mm-hmm.
Slim Bean
Where you
also
kinda
mentioned
did
a
the
game
same thing,
called like
except
Nosgoth, I think it was.
Nosgoth. So that you want to talk Nosgoth? Nosgoth was a spin-off for the Legacy of Kain series.
Oh, Legacy of Kain. Oh, the vampire one.
Yeah, it's like Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain.
Oh, like
that's
Soul
pretty
Reaver.
cool.
Oh, yes.
So Legacy of Kain series is a classic. It's
Yes.
made by the
Yeah.
same people
Yes.
Eidos that did Tomb Raider. At least the first ones
Oh,
were.
okay.
yeah. Those games.
But there was a
were
giant
sick.
like scuffle about licensing and who owned what, so it became a dilemma. And Nosgoth was like their like attempt at like a MMO, but it got canned.
Mhm.
Oh.
I'm just
Okay.
pulling things off my shelf as you guys mention it. Just
It's okay.
Alright.
This is genuinely making me want to play this game again.
so the game I thought you were talking about was Kage Deception.
Yeah, the music's pretty cool.
Yeah, the music
Let
is
me-
dope for this game.
let's-
I might have to see if I can find it. This was the other one I was thinking of. It's like the trap one.
Yes,
Oh,
to
is this-
set traps.
Yes.
Oh, I
Oh my
struggled
God.
with this game.
Yes,
I
was trying to
struggled
think
with this
of what
game.
This was called. Oh my god! I can't believe this is the game that you were thinking of.
I was not very
Holy-
good
I
at
used
setting
to-
the traps.
I used to-
This game,
Oh, I was
I lo-
awful.
I think this game made me question if I was a sociopath. Wow, I
really?
can't talk. I got so excited. Yeah, because like the whole point of this game is you're a girl in a mansion
Yeah.
and you use traps to kill people.
Yeah.
But they're like, it's like a knight and a priest walk in, and they're like, "Girl, what are you doing over there? I'm
Yeah.
gonna walk across the room to you." And then you're like, "Okay, you're gonna walk down the stairs. Watch me drop this boulder on your dumbass knight."
Yeah.
And it's just like
Yeah.
they're just saying they're gonna check on you. They don't ever explain why, and you're just murdering people in this house, dropping
Yeah.
chandeliers, lighting them on fire, like all sorts of crazy shit.
It's a really strange game because it has like such that medieval vibe, but then the character that you play
Yeah.
doesn't at all.
Oh yeah, she's wearing like a crop top with a jean like mini skirt, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, they totally wore this in like right here. She's got like wool trousers and like probably the most itchiest sweater you've ever seen.
Oh,
And then you
Gra-
give her like 5 years, and
Yeah.
suddenly she's like your mid '90s heroine
Mhm.
from The Craft.
I'm just beginning to wonder, are these the same people that did Galarians as well, though? Because this art style is
Galarians.
very much like Galarians.
I don't
If
know
you
what
never,
Galarians is.
if no one knows oh, okay, we'll watch Galarians next.
Okay,
Galarians
Galarians.
is such an interesting game, but it also has a film, and it's like an anime film. And
There
it's like
are-
a proper old school anime film. It's
There
dope.
are a couple games like that like you turn them on, you're like looking at the back of it, you're like, yeah, these look like shitty old 3D graphics. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. And then you put it in, and you're like, whoa, where's this high-end anime
Yeah.
intro coming from? What the
Yeah.
Zone of the Enders has one of those that like
Zone of
that's
the
so
Enders.
sick.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
One of my
Bloody
favorite series.
Roar also has one.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
Can I
only
actually-
for one game, but it
All
was
I'll just
so
say
good.
is, because has anyone else noticed how creepy this is? This like this clown is just like getting this small child to go into his
Yeah.
mansion. Like this is really creepy.
come join
Can I
me in
just
my
say?
house. And
Yeah.
then like let's fast forward a bit to where gameplay.
Yes, we need to. Yes, there she. Oh my
yeah,
god.
I struggled with this game.
With
I
the
couldn't do the
tattoo.
traps properly.
The back tattoo.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
man.
back tattoo.
You know what? This
so-
game may have started a lot of this game may have started a lot of types for me.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at the style, the short hair, like the Ada Wong hair,
that?
and I'm in my head, I'm like, oh god, is it this girl and Ada?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. They send just
Oh
a
my-
regular dude in. It's just Villager 1.
yeah.
And you're like, your whole goal is to murder the fuck out of this guy. Don't let him
Yeah.
out of the house. That's the game.
Yeah. It's basically like you literally have different levels with a different, sorry, just for chat if you guys don't know. So I think you literally have different people like that you have to kill like each level, and essentially you get different amounts of traps, and then depending on where they walk in the room, you then set the traps off and you've got to try and like kill them. That's the
Yeah.
point of the game.
Yeah, I
that's
struggled.
literally
Every room
I
is like
struggled.
set differently.
It's and it you have
Oh,
like
man.
time outs and they can walk
Yeah,
towards
the
you.
bars are
and-
loading and stuff.
Yeah,
oh
like
my
it's
God.
a really interesting game. But like it was funny because I used to play this a little bit, but my older sister was fucking obsessed with this game and was really good at it as well. But I remember just watching her play this all the time.
Get shot,
Ooh.
bitch.
Yeah.
Boulder. Oh yeah, this is you attack him once. He's like, what? I should run.
Yeah.
And then you drop a rock on his dumbass.
Oh my god.
Oh
I
man.
was not expecting that.
Oh my
Holy
god,
shit.
get smacked, son.
Wow.
Yeah, but like
Wow.
it gets crazy because then you start having to deal with like multiple enemies,
Ah.
objects in the rooms that create like. Obviously, they'll change the walking path, right? So
Yeah.
now you're like, okay, well, this guy's gonna come in the door. There's a wall trap, a ceiling trap, and
Yeah.
like so you can like I'm gonna hit him with everything.
Yeah, because I think there's also
Magnet
like
wall.
there are like bosses and everything like that as well. Like it's a
Oh, yeah.
very interesting.
This guy clearly has way more health than
Holy crap!
villager number 1. Yeah, he just got
Could
pancaked.
could you imagine if there was like a movie where like this was just how you fought everything? I love it.
Oh yeah, it's just
God, I want this.
a lone girl in the hallway, and I mean the house itself too. It was like you saw that one room, but really the house is
Goat bone.
Go
fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
These
Goat bone,
names.
Claire.
Oh man, where did it say goat bone?
The
Oh. yeah. I mean, so you got to fuck goat bone up, but yeah, this game was a classic.
name. Yeah.
What was that other one? What was the one that?
So the one that I mentioned, so it's called Galarians. So basically, you play this boy who has these psychic powers, and you're trying to like find out why. And it's a very like
man.
yeah.
Wait,
But
so
these thumbnails are giving me elfin
It's-
lead vibes.
Yes,
Ooh,
so it's
yeah.
very elfin. Yes, that's probably exactly what it is. And basically, he then starts having all these like assassins coming to try and kill him for some reason, but they've all got the same kind of different. They've all got powers too. So then he's like, "Well, I've got powers, and they've got powers. What is going on?" It's a really interesting game series, but there's also a movie.
Go away,
It's-
Valorant.
It's fantastic.
it's really wanting us to play Valorant, isn't it?
It really
I-
is. It's really pushing for the Valorant.
You know my opinion on Valorant?
I've never
Like,
played it.
I'm already not a big shooter guy.
Yeah.
The way Valorant's bullet system and mechanics is set up is
Yeah.
a nightmare. Because it's
Oh.
like, here's your circle that you get to shoot in, and the bullet placement is RNG. So
Oh.
it's like, oh, you think you got this headshot? Get fucking owned.
Yeah.
You don't
Oh,
get
you're
shit.
missing. This might be
Oh,
cool
this is
music,
the
by the
enemy.
way.
This is
Right.
the-
Do you want to big screen the
Yeah, I
video?
will for this one.
Yeah, there we go.
I just for some of these ones I have to like wait till they load to queue them up and stuff.
Oh, got you.
He's even got the earring. You know, he means business. I think his name's Rion. I think his name
Rion?
is, from what I remember. Rion.
Yeah,
And then
that's.
Lila. Lilia or whatever her name is.
Did you just do the Sherry Birkin Leon cry,
Rion.
but Rion?
Yeah.
Birdman, yep. He's a pain in the ass.
Man, the fashion. Look, Mr. X.
Rita,
The
yep.
bel- If you don't have more than like 5 belts, you're not a cool character.
No, 100%.
The rule.
One
The
belt
clock
is
in the
never
mouth?
enough.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's like a horror and it's like
He seems very
Yeah, it's
angry.
yeah, he is. There's reasons
Oh,
though.
okay.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
something controversial. This looks like a cooler version of Parasite Eve.
It kind of does, but it's not. I wouldn't put it in the same category as
Not
Parasite
the same
Eve.
category. I haven't played Parasite Eve since like
No.
1999.
No, Parasite Eve's a
or whatever,
fantastic
so-
game as well, though. Well, Parasite
The-
2 specifically, not the first one. The second one.
Oh, I have the first one. I have the first one over here.
Show him
Yeah,
what
I've
you
never
got
played the
beyond.
first one, but I've played the second one. But this also is a movie, and the movie is it's essentially a movie of the game, but it's great. It's very good.
So you're saying I
Very
could just
dark.
watch
You don't
the
often
movie
see a
and
good
not have to try to
movie
hunt
from a
down this
game.
Yeah, no, you could essentially just watch the movie and you will have
might
played the
have
game.
to-
But
That
they
is
I
put
might
total
have
the,
to
Elfen
see
Light.
that.
That's total Elfen Light vibes there.
It-
Corridor.
but this is way before
people,
Elfen
bodies,
Light.
birds. Yeah.
So if anything, this was before Elfen Light, but
Yeah.
it does link into the same human experimentation thing, and there's
Okay.
a whole big computer AI thing in it too. Like,
Mm.
it's interesting. It's
I feel
definitely
like I should
intriguing.
check that out.
And there's
I
like,
feel like
I think there's also a thing in it where like you got like different. It's almost like a bit like Bioshock, where you use the different boosters, and it gives you like different
Oh,
powers
okay.
and stuff. There's a link to that in this as well.
Ooh, well,
Bloody Roar. Yes.
are you
please.
guys BioShock fans? Do you guys like
Yes.
BioShock?
Yes, we do.
Played first one, but not all the way through. But yeah, I liked it. I haven't finished it, but I find the
Okay.
lore interesting.
So I'll talk about this while I let this video play in the background, just because I was
Okay.
talking about the Bloody Roar intro. But
Yeah.
I'll turn this down actually so I can talk
Yeah,
over
sure.
it.
Go for it.
Speaking of BioShock, right?
Yeah.
So not long after BioShock Infinite came out, there was an announcement for a game called Atomic Hearts, right?
Yeah.
And it was
Okay.
supposed to be, everyone was like, it's going to be like BioShock. It's going to be like BioShock. No idea where that rumor came from other than one of the people on the team was like, it's kind of like BioShock and we like BioShock. So like, that was all we had. This was probably back in like, I don't know, 2010,
Oh, okay.
2011. It was mad early, right? Just this last week, I have it listed in our news thing since we've now we've diverted away from how far we've gone very far away from the original topic.
We tangent so much.
Yeah, my words are like starting to fail me. But anyways, they announced recently that Atomic Hearts now got a date, and they added a new trailer, and they announced who did the music for it, which is one Mr. Mick Gordon of Doom fame and Killer Instinct. Yes.
Yeah, I'm
So
down for
on
that.
top of that, I'm like, that's cool. You know, it's cool that you guys are announcing music for this game that probably doesn't exist as of right now, right?
Mhm.
Like, well, joke's on us because they gave us a trailer like a few days ago.
Oh wow.
Also,
So
with the
this is
animation
actually
of
kind
that
of like-
Bloody Roar, it's giving me some like I'm not sure if you ever watched Guyver, but it's giving me some Guyver vibes on the transformations.
Yeah, there's some like weird scenes in it, but it was just one of those that like you turn on this like janky 3D fighting game,
Mhm.
and then you're like, whoa, what's this ultra anime?
Whoa, what is that?
Whoa,
What
this
is
looks
Hey
that?
guys, so let's talk
Oh.
Atomic Heart. This trailer
What
that released
is
3 days
that?
ago.
Okay, put it on,
Holy
please, 'cause
shit.
I want to see what the hell this is, because this looks sick.
That looks creepy.
Listen, Idris
Oh,
Elba.
Idris Elba, yes, please.
He could
I
also
mean, what?
make Dilf Lords. I mean, did I say that out loud?
Yes, you
Idris
did.
Elba in a
yes.
sauna? Sign me up.
Yes.
Same.
Anyways, enjoy
Okay.
this.
There's a lot of
Yes.
daddy
this is-
energy tonight, I've noticed.
I know.
Now that this trailer's out, this game is clearly BioShock. I'm just gonna spoil that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you like to get genius abilities or control robots with your mind?
Don't worry, honey. I'm okay.
Ooh.
The procedure went well.
Today it's just a matter of getting a polymer injection to become the human of tomorrow.
There's a man in the facility. He's armed, and he's equipped with an experimental polymer glove. We have no chance.
Become a part of the collective and acquire true superpowers.
Ooh, this is cool.
This looks really weird.
You okay?
Yeah, that's what I like it though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
like
giving me
it.
this like
Yeah.
50s Art Deco take on like the
Yes.
future. Very similar to like if Fallout hadn't had a nuclear war, this would have been the world.
Yeah.
Kind of what it gives me the vibe of.
I like it though because yeah, it's not all like. I mean, it's very pretty looking, but like all the characters and robots and everything are like beautiful. It's quite refreshing to have like it being weird
Yeah.
and unusual.
Now, shut up! Why the hell should I believe you?
Shooting lightning from it, it's BioShock.
Yeah, it's BioShock.
I will just say right now though, it's
That did not look
clearly
good.
dubbed over because all
What
the mouth
the
voice acting
hell?
isn't adding up at all.
Yeah, I think it's
Is that a
Eastern
crash test
European.
dummy?
Yeah. Oh,
wow.
yes.
Tentacle Chan? Use the glove.
Use the glove.
Yeah.
No glove, no love.
Okay, if this is what the actual
Just
gameplay is
the
like,
music.
also the music.
The robots are out of control. They're killing
Do you know what though?
everyone.
Just play with subs.
We know who's behind this.
Will it look like that on release though?
You have to stop
Hopefully.
this nightmare now.
So I wonder if I could find the original trailer. What is going on?
What the?
Whoa, they're sick. That's very
This looks
Last of Us.
nuts.
You will become unstoppable.
Do not believe them.
All right, give me an
I'm
axe.
hearing those low genty riffs.
I love it.
Okay, you catch them in the background.
Oh yeah.
Bow, bow.
Oh yes. This, oh yeah, that last bit when he was like, don't lose your... Oh my god, that got me excited.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah, so I watched like the first
When's
10
that
seconds
out?
of this trailer and was like, this
Yeah,
looks
when
cool.
yeah, can you continue playing it so we can see the release date? It's literally there.
No,
I'm
I
guessing.
think. Oh, is this the release date? I don't think. I think this is IGN. Oh, it is 2020.
20 something.
Oh,
Oh, they're just teasing us.
Oh, is it 2 or 3?
Yeah, is it a 2 or 3? It's a 2.
Oh, is it though? Is it? No, is that a? Okay. Yeah.
Whoa, the tease.
That was clever. That was
the
good.
tease.
I was scared. No, because I swear I saw this earlier. I swear, or not this, but I saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Burr. That's what they put out on Twitter.
Oh.
They put out Burr 2022.
I like it. That's clever.
Far Cry, Doom, Outer Worlds. Dave, yeah, that's pretty much how it looks.
Yeah.
Oh, those bouncy gen riffs.
Yeah. I had to stop myself from.
If that's the music that plays while you're doing the fighting in the game,
oh, it's gotta be.
Oh, that is gonna be phenomenal.
For sure.
Oh,
have you played? Have you played like the 2016 version of Doom?
So good.
I haven't, but I do want to.
You need to play it.
Yeah, I do, because the thing is, I love like rock music and stuff. So for me, like,
oh, they're boppy riffs. They're boppy.
I used to literally do like games and stuff and put on like I used to play like Destiny and just put on heavy metal music while I was doing the shooting.
Oh,
I was like,
okay.
Just yeah. So
previously, not to we'll address this later, but on my channel we've done something where the guy that did the music for this, he has like a couple documentaries where he breaks down the making of songs from key games, and we've checked them out. And if that's something like people are interested in terms of the podcast, if you guys ever want to do like a music special, being like, hey, here's the games that we think have the best music in video games.
Yes, absolutely.
Stuff like Nier Automata, Final Fantasy, but also hitting the genres of like Doom, which I mean, Doom, Killer Instinct, and now this all have the same composer behind them, and it's all that same like chunky, genty metal sound, that, like industrial rock. That's really cool.
Low,
it's like
beefy riffs.
Yeah.
This is
well,
that's
something that we could easily put out to like, we could kind of come up with a few, and then we could let like chat come up with a few. So like if we each come up with like 2 or so that like are our faves, and then like we can have chat come up with a couple as well. Like that would be
you
like,
know I'm throwing Nier in there. You know I'm throwing Nier in there. The soundtrack to that game is beautiful.
So we could have like an hour choice, and then like player's choice, audience choice, whatever.
Yeah. Player's choice.
We could even at the end of the year do like an award ceremony for games for the year. I'm just
that'd be great.
Yeah.
Just saying, like, hey, who won best game of the year?
Yeah,
for us at least.
Yeah.
Because you know everyone's gonna be like Call of Duty, New Far Cry. All right. Realistically, Elden Ring. We might all just be.
We will see. Let's see. We might all be.
Yeah, let's not jump the gun. But
let's see if my PC can play it.
Let's see if my internet can play it.
Otherwise, they're gonna be like, I need it on PS4.
I'm gonna buy it on PS4 right now. I'm not even. I don't.
Like, how many of you have a PS5? I want to see this in the chat as well. Like,
that's true.
So, like, how many have a PS5? I need to know, because I don't have one. I'm not sure if Georgie has one.
I don't have one either.
And I know Patch has got PS4.
Yeah,
Magic?
I got no PS5.
You've got one?
What? Why isn't Magic playing Demon Souls?
Studios.
Why are you playing Dark Souls instead of Demon?
Miss Booth doesn't. Oh, we could do a tier system. That's a great idea. Lisa, that's a fantastic idea.
On the ball.
Tier list. We could do a tier list.
I'm down.
Oh, we should do that. That's
I'm gonna write some ideas down.
Oh, that's great. But
I don't got no capture card. Magic bananas.
That's fair. No, I understand that.
Get you
no capture card. Hey, I'll say the capture card was probably the first thing I bought when I got the PlayStation, because I knew I was like, I know what I want to do.
Fair. That's fair.
Or when I got the computer, not the PlayStation, the computer. As soon as I got the computer, I was like, let me grab a capture card.
Yeah.
Because
no, I get it.
There's too many like classics and stuff that I really wanted to revisit. Plus, I still have like the PlayStation 2. I've got an Xbox 360. I've got like, it's you want to play things on those old consoles. It's part of the reason about like, I know some people, get these games and they like die when they see me hold up stuff like, original Resident Evil 2 copy or something like that. They're like, why are you just handling? Why isn't that wrapped? Why isn't that graded? And I'm like, because I play it, damn it. I like, sorry.
Don't just stare at it.
Yeah, I don't sit there and like
Yeah.
I hold it for about 10 seconds a day, and then I have to dust it and put it back. Otherwise, it deval. No, I'm gonna play
Just
it.
a gentle like, oh, you know,
I
don't
made,
want to be too damaging.
I've actually had friends who have never played like Resident Evil games, and I would say like recently, and they come over like, all right, yeah, let's check out Resident Evil game, and I'm like, all right, well, we're either checking out remaster of Resident Evil 1 or the original Resident Evil 2, and they're like, wait, tank controls memory cards? I'm not ready. Hang on. And it's like, oh, you're gonna learn today, kids.
That's an experience.
Yeah, get ready for these.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's definitely an experience. Interesting.
So let me see if I can find this other game.
Yeah,
there's one more game I wanted to really show you guys. Before,
let's see it. But I will just say about that Atomic Heart, I think the only downside to it is that mouth like not syncing with the voice acting.
Oh yeah,
I think that's real messy. I don't like that.
I'm definitely getting like I said, Eastern European vibes. There's like nothing against Eastern Europe, but the games that come out of there, they tend to have this like
let's have a look.
So like jank aftertaste. There's just there's a quality to them. I'm looking for where's this mustache picture though. I really wanted to go back to the mustache picture while I looked for this one. This really stood out to me.
They just look like crash test dummies to me.
Yeah, I think they kind of are. I'm sorry, I'm print screening that.
I think that's the point.
I just print screen that. I
the
love that
more I look,
so
the
much.
funnier it gets.
That's phenomenal. Oh my god, I love it. There you go. Lovely little print screen there. I'm just having a look to see if it says who like made it.
Oh god, how am I gonna look this up without doxing myself? I know what I'll do.
Apparently there's a love story in it as well.
Atomic Heart?
Yeah.
Is it based on a love story?
Well, no, it says, I'm just reading it. It says apparently there is also a love story in the game somewhere. It seems like there's quite a lot. So apparently, what it says is the devs say the story is a bit like an episode of Black Mirror if the show was set in a warped version of the Soviet Union sometime between the 30s and 60s. It says the USSR still exists in reality, but the technical revolution has already taken place. Robots, the internet, holograms have already been invented. So it is set back then, but it's just all these things are also in that time. And then,
okay. So as if you so in that time period, but they advanced quicker, sort of thing.
Yes. Yeah. And basically, there's like robots, and you apparently play a character called Major Nekhchev, a mentally unstable KGB agent codenamed P3, and the government is sent to investigate a manufacturing facility that's fallen silent. But inside, everything is royally fucked, and the robots are out of control, creatures are out of control, traps are set everywhere, and you've got to somehow put an end to it all. And apparently, in between the murdering and madness, there is a love story. And apparently you will have two endings, even though the plot is linear. So that's going to be interesting. So yeah. Seems like it's got a little bit of replayability, which is interesting. Yeah, we'll have to see.
I mean, I'm always down for high replayability. I'm furiously struggling to try to find this game for you guys.
What is it about?
So it's a 2D remaster of an old NES game.
Okay.
That never got released in the West. It only came out in Japan.
Oh, Chrono Cross, right?
No.
Oh.
Because I definitely have an original copy of Chrono Cross sitting up here. Also.
Oh, I thought it was that one.
Thanks to Fat Shaggy.
I was gonna say someone mentioned it the other day, and they said that Chrono Cross.
Yeah.
All the PlayStation games up there, Fat Shaggies.
No, not all of them.
Pretty much.
Oh, okay. Is it just the Devil May Cry one?
No. Well, first of all, Devil May Cry is his. Parasite Eve is his. Chrono Cross is his. And Metal Gear Solid is his.
I'm just going across the list.
Well, no, but then Tekken 3, Tomb Raider 1 through 4, Fear Effect, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 1, Tony Hawk.
Oh, okay, Stu. Sorry.
Yeah, I have a bunch of my games up there too. But
I get you. He's a good friend. He's a good friend.
Yeah, I mean, he just kind of brought him over one day. He was like, "Yeah, check these out," and I was like, "Sick." And then
I'm wondering if Fat Shaggy has his own sort of like shelf with like your PlayStation games on there as well.
No, but he does have. We call it the Ancients, right? He has like a
Oh.
vault, and
Oh,
it's
nice.
That's cool.
like N64, NES, Super Nintendo. It's all there. He's got them.
Yes.
I think the reason I have his PlayStation games is because he doesn't have an old PlayStation anymore.
Oh, that's fair.
It's been quite some time since we like dabbled with it,
Yeah.
but I'm determined. New NES games on Switch.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm typing new NES game. That seems like such a
Yeah.
such a backward thing to like look for.
Are there any, also while we're looking for this, is there any other of the new games that are coming out that we wanted to watch trailers for?
Yeah, while we're doing, let me
Yeah,
pull up
while
that
we're doing
list
it.
too,
Because I was going to say, there's a
so I
few
can
here
search
that
while
you
I can
put.
play a trailer. Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah.
So
'cause
we've
I'm
got
yeah.
Mario Strikers. I don't know if anyone played Mario Strikers, but
No.
I'm gonna be upfront. I thought it was like the best of all the mini Mario sub games, right?
Really?
Interesting. Yeah, let's see it.
Yeah, interested.
So Mario Strikers was their soccer game.
It was a soccer
Back
game?
on,
it was a
I
soccer
want to say it
game?
was the game. Well, football. Sorry, I'm the minority here.
I love how me and Cage both just said soccer.
Yeah, you guys are both like, yeah, it was soccer, no problem.
Didn't even.
It didn't even phase us. Didn't even phase us. We're like, yeah, soccer.
You guys.
We've been Americanized.
Oh God.
Isn't that what it's called?
Oh my god. Oh well, yeah. To be fair, you're not asking the right people.
Right.
No,
Have you
you're
turned it up a
really
bit?
not.
Turn up a bit. Yeah.
Oh, a little bit Bowser.
Ooh, Bowser-chan.
This game, it's like a. I don't know if you guys ever played like any of like the sports games that were like NBA Street or NFL Street, where it's like, yeah, you could dribble a basketball or turn it into a fireball. That's this, but Mario. DK coming up.
Oh, jeez.
Whoa! You can't pick up that ball. That's not
how you play soccer.
works. Yeah, what the hell?
I like how you both hesitate and we're like, soccer.
Oh, this is cool. I love this art style.
Softball?
That's sick.
Mario Strikers Battle League.
Okay, that looks pretty hype.
Okay.
Prepare for Strike.
Then you just look at it like this.
Okay.
Yeah, you're seeing this sick shit, and then you look here and you're like,
And now I'm
like,
like,
fair though. This is still mad fun with friends.
yeah.
This would still be fun.
This is a party game.
Crushing special shots.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the best of all the Mario Party games.
The main rule in this sport is to rule the field. Try to score more
Like
goals
furiously
than your opponents.
scrolling down because everyone's posting memes of Kirby swallowing different stuff that I can't share.
First, the gear you equip.
I can't share any of these.
Oh
I
my
wish I
god,
could, but,
Kirby.
Oh, Kirby can swallow the goal.
Kirby can swallow a lot according
Kirby
to
can
Twitter.
swallow anything.
The Hyper Strike. To activate this
Oh, I need to see those memes.
grab an orb when it appears on the
Yeah,
field.
I will.
Maybe off stream.
We'll create a
This is kind of Rocket League-y.
little
With some of those things as well.
Yeah.
yeah, I can
That's a
see
little
it.
bit Rocket. They like if you look at it like the like a little, just a little bit. So
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Windjammers.
To 8 players.
Still yet to play
Oh.
that. Still yet to play that.
Compete against
I watched the
Yeah.
trailer and I was pretty impressed with the
it is
release
similar
trailer.
to that.
Yeah, Windjammers is just like it's like a fighting. It's like take Pong, but make it ultimate frisbee and also kind of a fighting game. It's hard to
Right.
describe.
It's kind of like Lethal League.
Yeah, similar to Lethal League, but instead of it being a like vertical plane, it's a horizontal one.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
So it's top down instead of like from the side.
Air hockey with a 2D fighting game. The result, as it turns
But like you have to do like special moves to actually like throw these things in crazy ways, and
Oh, okay.
you get like power ups and stuff. It's again very
Or like
much
down
just
quarter
more,
circle
like,
back into like a fair.
Yeah, I'm sure that guy was just like spinning in a circle there or something.
Yeah.
I feel like it's one of those games, and I feel like it's something that it's an issue I keep having with games recently, and it's something that I think's been a bit historical as well, is that like trailers for games nowadays, a lot of them look so much better than
Than
what
the
the
actual
game,
game
ends up
itself.
being. And
Yeah.
it ends up being so disappointing. So I've seen the original animated like trailer for this game, and it looked sick.
It did.
This
Oh,
is
yeah, this
not
does
how
not
I
look-
imagine.
Well, yeah, so
the
when
game
you look
would-
at
Same,
the art style's
actually.
cool, but the actual gameplay it just looks so disappointing compared. And there's so many
this.
games that
Ah,
yeah, like look at this.
it's such a cute pupper. Yeah, that's just so good. That's just like cool
Yeah.
as hell, man.
Like look at that. Like it looks so good when you look at it like that.
It's giving me that sort of 80s, 90s like cheese vibe.
Yeah, which I love that vibe. I think that looks great.
And then you play the game, it's like...
And then you, like, look at this. Like, that looks sick.
And then you look at the game, you're like,
and then you look at the game,
okay.
and it's like, just like,
it's okay.
What is that? Like,
I get you.
It's
I get you.
Yeah, it's so disappointing. I think the most iconic example of this though is it Dead Rising 2? No, not Dead Rising. Sorry, Dead Island 2. You remember that trailer with the guy that's running, and then he turns and no. Oh, you have to watch
Dead Island. Did they make a Dead Island 2?
Is it Dead Island?
Is that
I thought they never made it.
Is the trailer the one where the guy's like normal,
Yeah,
he's just
look
running, but
this.
the zombies behind him?
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's just gory-ish.
I don't know if you. Oh.
Wait, is it not like
I
you play?
don't. No, because I haven't set the rules for the Chat Lords account yet.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, you may
So
not.
might not be able to watch that.
Oh, wait a second though. Dead Island 2 update.
Oh, there you go.
This is some guy talking over it, but we can watch the trailer.
But this is the trailer. So this came out in 2014, and everyone got so hyped because obviously Dead Island was a great game, but Dead Island Riptide was a glitchy bag of crap.
Oh,
I don't think it was too bad, right? But this trailer's pretty iconic. Like it's. Yeah.
I found the game I was looking for, not to take away from this trailer.
No,
but
it's
there's
alright.
no way in hell I would have gotten this name. And when you guys see it, you guys can all laugh at me and enjoy. Is this guy still talking over this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically this game's kind of been trapped in development hell, and I think they even cancelled it at one point. So everyone got super hyped when they like released this.
Yeah, I do remember hearing that this game's been. There's a few games that are like that right now that like you constantly hear them pop up and you're like, oh, and then it goes away.
Then it
again,
fades back into the void.
Yeah, it just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
No, but I don't know if like they're talking about bringing this back again because like it's one of those where like it's just been trapped in this like cycle. Like I don't know if you guys played the first game for Dead Island.
I did.
Like,
I did.
Sam B?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that game. I love that game.
Who do you voodoo? I'll never forget that song.
It has its problems, but yeah, it's a really good game. It's a lot of fun.
So here's my question is, I feel like this game was a real big like kind of element of the time, right? Because there was a period in time where zombies were everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like we had the Dawn of the Dead movies getting remade and stuff. You had Dying Light. You had oh man, but now I feel like zombies aren't as popular as they were.
Oversaturated.
Yeah, I
very
feel,
oversaturated.
I feel like it's this thing of like everything that could have possibly been done with zombies has almost been done, and anyone who's trying to do anything with zombies has to come up with something new.
Yeah.
And that's difficult because really, how much more can you do except putting a game in a new setting?
Like
And
even looking at this,
then-
right? You look at the car and like, oh, you're making weapons, and you're like, okay, so Dead Rising.
Yeah, that's when my mind went straight away. It was
Like-
just Dead Rising.
Yep.
Yeah.
This has been done.
Yeah. But this is the interesting thing. Is like, for example, the Resident Evil series. Like, is that the exact reason why Resident Evil 7 and 8 are so different from its predecessors? Because how
That's
much
true.
more can you do with zombies? Which is why they've had to spin off and do something different.
Yeah, I might be
body
mega
you deserve.
misremembering, but I think
So
that the original like plan for Resident Evil was it was supposed to be more episodic, and each one was supposed to be like a different game.
Oh.
Like they were supposed to not
Yeah.
all be like zombies and bioweapons, but it just did so well that they ran with it. They were like, all right, fuck it.
Well,
But then
that's
they drove it
usually-
into the ground, and now
Mhm.
it's like, well, now we want the refreshing new things.
But that's usually the thing, though, isn't it? Is that like with games when they do well, a lot of the a lot of the time, if they don't actually have a big story, they just end up either becoming the same thing in another game with a slightly different plot, or they end up leaving it a couple of years and then remastering it again and doing like the game anew.
Or the
Essentially.
third option, they abandon it for 10 years and then come back to it and try to not change the story at all. And you're like, was this story written like 20 years ago? Because this seems a little dated.
It's a little problematic in some places.
There's some question. Oh, not even just the problematic thing. That's a
Yeah.
whole nother funny like.
Yeah.
But even just the like. Yeah. All right. So this is the thing I was talking about earlier. This was released only in Japan.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I haven't heard
Originally
of
on
this
the
one.
NES.
Okay.
And now it's being released on Switch. It's made by Konami.
Yeah.
Which, if you're familiar, they were in charge of the original Castlevania games.
Okay. Interesting.
Now,
Okay.
let's take a second to talk about Konami. Konami eventually pushed out basically all the talent that made all the games they were famous for, right? So Kojima and all the Metal Gear games, they pushed him out. The guy behind Castlevania, they pushed him out, which is why he went on to make those Bloodstained games. Those games are more like a modern Castlevania game than anything made by Castlevania in the last like 20 years.
Yeah.
Except for the anime.
Yeah.
Outside of the anime,
top tier.
Yeah, the anime is fantastic. It's so good. But outside of the anime, a lot of these IPs that Konami own, they haven't touched.
Oh, okay.
Castlevania, Bloody Roar, Metal Gear Solid, they're all just rotting. They're all just dying away right now. So, this is that same studio, except they're like doing the reverse now, where this is the game they abandoned years ago, and now they're bringing it back to us.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And hopefully you'll see, like, the first thing that jumps out at me when I play this is this looks like Castlevania.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
But with way cooler art.
Yeah, this art is already pretty phenomenal.
We got some lore.
Is that
Life
how big a
sucked.
break they had?
Yeah, 1,000 years. You know what? I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't doubt them at all, dude.
The environments are really cool.
Yeah, I'm already digging this.
We got a snake booba lady.
Sick.
Oh my god.
Neck.
Oh my god.
Snake.
Sexy
snack.
Ooh.
So it looks like you have 2 playable characters too, male and female.
Oh, okay. This looks cool.
These hit effects blow my mind.
Do you know what?
Yeah,
Those
this
hit
looks
effects
cool.
remind me of Demon Slayer.
Yes.
Yeah, it kind of does actually.
That like highly saturated watercolor effect with like the real deep lines. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's kind of what they went for, to be honest.
I like that. Also, get a Dark Souls vibe. Don't know why. Get a Dark Souls vibe.
Yep. I tried typing in NES 2D Dark Souls and it wasn't coming up, so
Also, again, music.
Look at these bosses.
Okay.
What is this?
Oh, that's
this
sick.
is so cool.
Ceaseless Discharge is back for revenge.
I was gonna say that's reminding me of a Dark Souls boss or two.
Yeah.
Nito or Lord Wolnir.
Yeah. So I was thinking, I was like, flashbacks.
Panic ensues.
Look, he's got different weapons. So he's got a hammer, a spear. I think I saw an axe, a bow.
Praising the sun intensifies.
Oh yeah. Also, I think this is a roguelite.
Oh.
Yeah.
You had me at rogue.
It looks good.
Yeah.
And
It does.
I
It does.
Ooh, I
Also kind of reminds me of, I'm not sure if you played this game. You're a game that you're
Devil
a dog.
Trigger?
No, you're like a pupper going around sort of like the world trying to like color it in sort of thing and kill like demons and stuff.
Okami?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Okami, yes.
Okami, my knowledge of Okami, I again have missed the game. They did a lot with that like watercolor style.
That's what I'm sort of getting from it.
Yeah, that game's considered like one of the greats. I should actually I hear the remaster's very good, so I might have to go back and play that at some point. But I know Okami because they took that dog and used him as the fighting game character.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, so you can fight Spider-Man, Thor, and Captain America as this fire dog.
Oh, that's cool.
Watercolor cell shading.
The thing I will say about this game, though, as beautiful as it is, just to be the opposite side of it.
Yeah, sure.
How necessary is this game? Like, how many other games? Like, this is nothing I've not seen, but like this is nothing not new. You know,
I'll literally pull up a game that looks just like it.
I'm gonna say like basically it's just based on aesthetics and sort of.
Yeah,
it's very Japanese.
Yes, and I like the idea of being able to go into it and like all the mythology. Obviously, I'm really into mythology and stuff. Like all that stuff's interesting, but how different and new is it?
Yeah.
So I mean, this is, I guess you could kind of use that argument for any genre of game,
this is
right?
the one you're on about.
Yeah, can we hear
Because
the music for it?
this is kind of the same thing, right? It's all these Metroidvania 2D side scrollers.
Yeah.
But they really like once in a while you just get an itch to play something like this, but you want one that you haven't played. So I'm not ever too mad about there being like too many of them.
No.
Then they're like relatively short games usually.
What if we turn against one another?
Like, because you
This
can play
one's
these
not
and
a
you can play
roguelike
Hollow
now.
Knights, and you could say Hollow Knight's the same, but it's not. They do play differently. They got their own mechanics and everything.
Help your fellow marked inquisitors.
Yeah, and that's I guess it's really a mixed bag because we don't know what Konami's gonna do uniquely, right? This
Yeah,
one's
that's it.
clearly much darker and like horror based almost.
Yeah.
These guys have directly said, you know, like, hey, yeah, we're inspired by Souls. There's nothing new here.
Yeah,
I
you
have
can
the
see
first
it.
one,
You can see
and
it.
it's a blast.
Yeah.
I have considered trying to get like, there's a couple of these games, right, that they show like co-op and stuff, but a lot of them it's couch co-op only. It's like you have to be sitting next to the person to play.
Yeah.
So I feel like some of these games might be interesting to try to play with that second player.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that looks pretty good though. I mean, I'd say like, yeah, you can definitely tell it's made by a smaller team because graphically, I wouldn't say it's quite as striking, but it's definitely. I was just thinking of Ender Lilies because I saw this game.
I was thinking
Ender Lilies?
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Ender
bought
Lilies
this
is
and started playing on
gorgeous
stream,
looking game,
and
but
then
yeah,
got
compared
sick.
to this.
Wait, you got
see,
sick?
I tried playing this and got mega sick. Yeah,
Wait,
I
did
just
the
I
game
came
make
down
you
with
feel
something,
sick?
so I never finished it. No, it was like I was streaming and I was like, hey guys, I don't feel so good. I think it was the day I got my booster. Or the day I got my shot.
Yeah, see, this game looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's Castlevania with stands.
Yeah.
JoJo's? Is this
It
JoJo's?
very much reminds me of a few games where like you've got this kind of like character you essentially protect.
Oh,
which
okay.
I think is kind of what it is. So for example, like what's it called? That really old one. Where it's like the guy who has to like Ico.
Oh, Ico's a
It's
good
not
game.
obviously the same style, but like that's the thing of like you're having to like protect this character that can't fight and stuff.
So like Ico, Shadow of the Colossus. What? Gosh, they're so good.
Whereas like so like with this it seems like she's the character that you play and then you've got like
Hollow
these like
Knight.
knights that defend.
Well, so that's exactly it, right? Is that with her, you move her, she is your character, right? And you get to do like the dashes and stuff, but this is a pretty early scene in the game, so I can talk about this without spoiling anything.
Okay.
She kind of is this like spirit knight protector,
Mhm.
and as you defeat different bosses and stuff, you get like a variant of them basically that you can summon and it gives you an air dash or a giant overhead greatsword swing, or it's like each
That sounds dope.
thing you defeat, you get like kind of one move out of their move set, and you get to summon their ghost to do it.
Yeah, that's
It's
awesome.
pretty cool. And again, very Castlevania, where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, if you kill this enemy and you're lucky, it'll drop its weapon or something.
That kind of also reminds me of Mega Man sort of thing, because like when you like old school Mega Man, when you defeat a boss, you actually gain their power.
So I feel like a lot of these games evolved from one another into this like genre, right?
Yeah,
because ultimately what you start to think about is you're like, all right, well, what would a modern iteration of these types of games be, right? Like if you look at Castlevania, you're in a fixed area.
Yeah.
And you do a lot of back and forth to get like the key to open up this place, to open up that place, and you're like, that sounds awfully familiar to something we all play recently, Dark Souls.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the chance that enemies will drop their weapon, right? And it's not even a guarantee. So you could go the whole game without ever seeing the werewolf drop its Black Knight halberd or you know whatever the equivalent is. And then the same, like you flip the coin to the other side where it's like instead of focusing on exploration and loot, you focus on the combat and how you can like mix things. You just got Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
So really, it's like these genres, I feel like I'm revisiting them more now. And I think a lot of these games are getting a lot of exposure and enjoyment because the popular games recently have been like Dark Souls, Devil May Cry, Monster Hunter, and these kind of, they all have ties to these older genres. Like very strong ties, more so than, you know, a Call of Duty or anything else would. Yeah, I think with that girl, you get her little
the
like,
detail.
spin and
Gotta
stuff.
say, like the sort of painted worlds there, it looks so cool.
Yeah, I like this
Aesthetically-
kind of art style. Yeah.
Yeah, this game is very,
Very
pretty
pretty.
aesthetically.
It reminds me really like it's a lot darker than that, so I guess like the colors are kind of flipped. But there's a game called Gris. And it's one of my favorite like kind of like this, like puzzle-based like game, and it's absolutely
I've played this and I
gorgeous.
loved it. This
God,
game
this
is
game-
seen
beautiful.
this.
The music for this game is
Yeah.
phenomenal.
This is another one of those like indie titles that's like each individual part, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
But the package as a whole, you're just like, whoa.
It's one of my favorite
Okay.
games.
What am I?
hands
Also,
down.
Devolver Digital.
Yeah.
They
this,
put out.
This reminds me of another game where you run about in some big worlds, in a more 3D world.
Journey?
I think so.
There's a lot. There's
Yes.
a lot.
Yeah, I
mean,
think it
Journey,
is.
Journey is the one in the desert. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm getting
played
some
Journey
big
after I played
vibes on
this.
that.
Yeah. But see, I just.
Yeah, the watercolor and like.
It's phenomenal.
Very magical.
Hard, like this is gonna sound bad, but the hard, like, heavy shadows and heavy black colors they use.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
man.
yeah. It's gorgeous. Like the playing it as well is that like even it's a very obviously puzzle based game, but like even the actual gameplay, even if you're like struggling a little bit, you don't like because it's just so beautiful. Like going over those areas. And
Yeah, I was
catching
gonna
the
say,
details,
like, just
you don't-
watching.
Yeah.
Like the way they did her hair, where it's almost like they hid textures like behind her almost, so that the hairlines move, but the texture itself seems almost like.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so.
But
so
this was
cool.
one of the most satisfying games to complete.
That's a
like
that looks like a pretty game.
gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
This,
I
this
like pretty
studio,
games.
This is a good studio.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Like absolutely. But this was actually there was I can't remember the name of the studio that made it. There's like another studio that was involved, and because I think it was in I want to say like Sweden or something, and it was their first game.
Oh, okay.
So I think like the people who
So
made
they
it
probably
then got
published. They probably published it then.
yes, yeah.
Don't say because like if you look at their recent games, Death's Door, which I know Kage you've recently played,
I do like
Yeah,
me
you
some
like
Death's
that, yeah.
Door.
which everyone's
play as a
playing.
cute little
Shadow
penguin.
Warriors, Hotline Miami, like
Yeah. So to be fair, I
It's a
mean,
crow.
like even Death's Door, like that kind of like vibe and
Yeah.
platform and stuff, like you could see, yeah, like it's this game is gorgeous. It's,
yeah,
colours
I
are
like the
really
color
nice.
scheme they use too.
Mm.
Everything just it's a lot of use of like the primary colors too, right? If you look at like even this thumbnail, it's red,
Mhm.
blue, and yellow.
yeah.
Like
But
there's
it's-
shades of each one off of it, but it's just the way it highlights those three is so
but it's
sick.
interesting because the colors are even significant to the story that's in there because there's not a great deal of story and it's not greatly in detail. When you actually play the game, the colors have significance as to why, and it's like it's beautiful and the music is so emotional and stuff. It's great. I do actually have a trailer that's relatively new, and Missy put it in the chat before. That's slightly controversial. If you guys wanted to have a quick chat about it.
Sure.
Yeah.
The
you wanna
Horizon
send it in the Discord?
Zero. Oh, I was just gonna say it's the Horizon
Oh, that's
the
true.
new Horizon Zero Dawn. While we're
Yeah.
just doing trailers, this one for the second game. Yeah, we can. I think we should watch that one because
Yeah,
that's an
let's
interesting
roll
one
with
to
it.
talk about.
Yeah.
The newest one?
Yeah, we can watch the newest one. Yeah, because it'd be interesting actually to see if they've changed anything from the
Oh, I know what you're talking
backlash
about.
that they had.
Yeah, I'm slightly curious.
Yeah.
I think we what is this?
Ooh,
Hold on, what the hell is that? Wait, what? What the
Babylon.
fuck? Wait a
Babylon.
minute.
You're like, wait, a trailer I want? Babylon Fall, I think it was.
I thought this was canceled.
Oh, really not.
Because this
Square
is
Enix
also
knows
being
what
made by
knows which
Square
one-
Enix.
Yeah, they were talking about them. They're like, quick. Get a trailer in.
All right, we're gonna pause this. Stay on topic. We gotta stay on target.
Yeah. Go that
Horizon.
one in a
Let's
minute.
see.
But
'Cause
yeah,
I know
so-
what you're looking for, so I'm curious to
Yes.
see.
Well, do you want to pause it for a second and we'll explain what we're looking for?
Someone.
What we're looking for.
So
Yeah.
basically, yes, let's explain to chat. So basically, when the first trailer for this game came out, because obviously the first game, very beautiful, the characters or Aloy is known. They released the trailer for the second game, the very first kind of sneak peek at it, and there was a lot of backlash because people felt that the way that they had designed the character made her look essentially uglier or more manly. And as you can see from this trailer,
It's
she
all like
does-
dependent on what frame you freeze
Yeah.
it on.
So
I
it
feel like
depends.
that's the thing.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, like, in certain shots, there were ones that people like screenshotted it. It was a big thing on Twitter. People screenshotted those shots and then they edited them to make her look pretty, and people were like, they should just hire the fans. And it was this big whole controversial thing
wow.
about women and how they look in video games, and
Yeah.
about, I guess, standards of beauty in games.
Yeah, of course.
So it was this thing of like, how have they changed it for this next trailer? Which,
so
to be fair,
is that how they've changed it now? So is that what she's
To be
looks like
honest,
now,
I
or-
think they've changed it.
I think they've changed it as well.
I think they have too, which is kind of a bummer because I would actually really like to go. Sorry, Babylon's Fall. You were hyped for a second, but
yeah, look
I
at
would
like
like
So
to
you're saying
see
there's another trailer where
Zero
she's looking
Dawn.
completely different then, and then there was backlash, and they were like, "Oh, I guess we gotta."
That's what
I
I'm curious
mean,
about.
maybe. I mean, I've not heard
First
anything on
trailer.
Twitter, but I'm just wondering if like they've changed her from the first trailer because she. I mean, even if you googled it, she did look very different. But I'm just
Like,
wondering if they've made her softer.
What I'm
I guess.
thinking is, I stand by my original theory was that they took unflattering screenshots
Mm-hmm.
and were like, "Look how ugly she is."
Yeah.
Not
Well, let's
that,
watch-
like, I thought she looked ugly in the first place, or even in this version, but
No.
it's definitely there's that element of let me maximize so that you guys don't have to look at bars.
Yeah.
There's that element of like Twitter that's just like they scream the loudest, but they're just morons on Twitter. Like,
Yeah.
I think people need to remember Twitter is free. It costs $0 to type some nonsense on Twitter and be an asshole.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Well, it's this thing
not
as
that
well.
it's
of-
acceptable. It's just
No,
you
but I
have
mean,
to
it's
understand.
just-
Like, some people just aren't worth the time.
No, 100%. But I mean, it does raise some interesting points about, I guess,
Also-
not only sequels of games, but like the way that women are portrayed in games.
Yeah.
And it does raise some interesting points, you know? And like also like in this environment, are you gonna have a character that's wearing full face makeup? Probably
Yeah.
not, because it doesn't make sense canonically.
I mean, and mechanically, because how much makeup do you think they have in this?
Well, that's
in this
Yeah,
world, stuff like
exactly.
that? I mean, so I feel like there's a bunch of like real important stuff you touched on right there that I kind of want to
Yeah,
also
we'll
follow through up with.
Yeah,
follow-
let's watch the trailer and like we'll compare and then see if there is a difference.
Yeah,
And then
I want to
we
look
can
for
talk
a
about that.
good face shot to kind of give us a
Tortoise
freeze frame.
robot, yes.
Oh, it's beautiful though.
Because like, there's also other factors I feel like people like. Well, part of me is like, oh, did they redesign her face in Backlash? But also, there's been a year of development,
Yes.
right? Like things change. If you look at like the Final Fantasy VII trailers, right? The first time they showed Cloud for the remake, he was like, he looked almost like an addict. Like he was all very thin and like emaciated almost.
Yeah.
Or like, and then you look at the later ones, you're like, oh yeah, they thickened him up a bit. They made him look like a nice strong boy.
Yeah.
But-
It makes sense though.
Yeah, and that's there's this part of me is like, I hope they didn't do it out of Backlash, and that maybe it just just is a better looking trailer now that people can't like take abusive screenshots of. But that was it. That's the face.
Yeah.
Slim B
That's, I think,
mentioned
the one
something
where
really
they-
good there, actually. He said, like, also remember, people below the controversy way louder than the original issue a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like she doesn't. I don't think she looks that
She
bad.
doesn't look bad, though.
No, we'll have to grab that screenshot. But yeah, let's finish watching this and then watch the other one.
That dude looks crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks nuts.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure there's a really nice shot of her face because I remember everyone comparing her to a basketball.
It might be
basketball?
at the end, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, people were nasty about
People
it.
were
Holy shit.
mean.
Yeah.
People were real shitty about this. Because, there's that sect of guys who are all, I shouldn't say it's just guys, but it's mostly guys going, well, why aren't my video game girls sexy anymore?
Yeah.
Why is Melina wearing pants and not just a different color bikini from Katana?
Yeah.
She doesn't look bad at all there. I don't know what people are,
no.
I don't see
I
this
think people
issue.
are out of their damn mind because, there's definitely
Okay, there's a
change.
there's
There
a
is-
big
there
difference,
is
isn't there?
definitely a change.
Definitely a change.
So
Look at
if you
the eyebrows.
I would say
How
Google
they're
it.
very boxed here, and then look here. And
Yeah.
they taper back
Oh.
down, and they look
Yeah.
much softer.
Well, even just the way
But-
they've like done the
The hair, you can just
yeah.
tell. It almost looks like there's been an engine change.
Yeah.
Potentially.
This looks like
Wow. I mean, when was that trailer released? Okay, 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
that is a major difference.
Wow. Well, nearly 2 years. Year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
graphically,
over
that
that.
one is way more improved.
Yeah, that's amazing. But so that's a I guess that's the thing of like, okay, maybe they haven't like specifically re-changed her character, but like they've just done a new engine and all this kind of stuff. But it just makes me
you can
curious
even just look
like,
at like the details on her clothes and stuff. It's just
like it looks so much better.
But also, this might be like in engine. This might
Mhm.
be like in the game, and this might just be pre-rendered cutscene.
Yeah, let's watch
You know,
it.
I mean, well, this is clearly pre-rendered, right?
Yeah.
I doubt this is in engine.
I'd be shocked if it was.
Oh yeah, especially the way like, well,
Yeah,
it's
no,
obvious
the
it's not because
movements,
look at the
no.
macro, look at the like the focus filtering.
Yeah.
Wow.
Christ, if games look like that while playing.
Yeah, she.
You need like 10
Man.
PCs to run that shit. God. Let's be honest. I mean, I will say though, I would say that she looks prettier.
I'll carry them with me.
I need to see gameplay.
Yeah.
I need.
Yeah, I would. I'd argue it. I mean, let me find an image.
Lisa has a question for Georgie.
Yes. What's the question? Sorry, I'm currently not. I haven't got Twitch
Okay.
open because I'm
I'll
trying not to
read
kill
it-
my internet again.
I'll read it out if you wish.
Yeah, please.
So she says, it's funny though, I was having this conversation with someone earlier. They
Mhm.
made a point of, oh, I'm not sure what that says there. Is that meant to be the or TGE? 3 love interests in Horizon 1. She couldn't advance those relationships.
Mhm.
Where, as in The Witcher, you can sleep and grow relationships with most of the women. Would love to know what Georgie thinks about that.
Oh yeah. Let me just.
I mean, I know that's not directed at me. I don't know if that's just a difference in the type of game, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because like Horizon kind of feels more like a like
I say that's
Far
complete-
Cry type game,
Yes.
or like it's very or like an Assassin's Creed, where like you're not really dealing with relationships. I mean, I haven't played the
Mhm.
new Assassin's Creed, but I know the old ones. You weren't like building relationships with people and
Yeah.
stuff. Where The Witcher's kind of
yeah.
always been about that like world building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not that now, like, you know, maybe if they would let me try to romance like Dandelion or something like that, or Dandelion, or however you want to call him, like,
That might have
you
made the
know.
quest them on a bit more interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
God, this back and forth to get this character.
yeah,
Ridiculous.
yeah, and actually, like, yeah,
In-
you could date Triss or Yen, or like, I mean,
Yeah.
there's a
See,
couple.
There's a few.
See, personally, my opinion on romance in games is if it advances the story or its necessary character development, I think it's a good thing. So, for example, in this game, or in like in like Horizon or in The Witch, whatever, like if it advances your character's plot and the development of the character, and it's done in a good way, I think that it's having like I think it's a good thing. But I also like having that choice because, for example, like some games, I don't particularly like having a romance in them all the time. So, for example, like for me, like I have to be in a certain mood to want to play like a Mass Effect game, because a big thing in Mass Effect is the relationships you have with the
I was
characters.
literally
and the
about to
growth.
say. I was literally about to say. I love the romances in Mass Effect.
Yeah, like that's like a very specific thing where like you get to choose who you want to romance, and you have the freedom with it, and I think it's like a great thing. But I think it's not always necessary.
Got to romance my boy Garrus.
Any male leads versus female lead games. That's true.
I mean, and that's, I
Oh.
think that ties back to the conversation we were kind of already having. Not to cut you off. I'm sorry, Georgie. I mean, to cut you off.
Go ahead. It's all right. Just cut me off. It's fine. I'm kidding. I was fanning about.
No, yeah, wow. How typical of a man to cut off
Yeah,
a woman when
God,
talking
look at-
about
Look at a man
how
coming
women are
in here.
treated. And God, let me just mansplain all over this. No, I mean, I think Lisa's trying to get the point that I think she just wants to see how we feel about how women are portrayed in video games in general, and I think it's pretty easy to like agree that they're
Okay.
treated pretty badly, right? Like,
Compared to men, yeah.
yeah, like overall, and it's not as intentional anymore, but there's definitely like all the stuff with Mortal Kombat, right? That I joked about, where they like originally a lot of the female characters were it's girl in blue bikini, girl in purple bikini, green and yellow bikini. Like you're like, okay, we
Mhm.
get it.
Yeah.
Then they come out with this most recent one, and there was a character Scarlet.
Oh, she looked
Who
amazing.
a lot of people were like, "Oh, hey, so sexy girl in red," and
Mhm.
she's like predominantly covered up,
Yes.
like head to toe almost, and people were pissed. It was outrageous how like tight people got about it, being like,
Yeah.
excuse
That's really
me,
silly though.
how Like, and
I do agree, and I do see where you're coming from. I think though that you have to kind of remember nowadays though that like if you also look at the costumes that they put men in, I think that some of those, I mean, if you're looking at it from like that standpoint of like risque outfits or outfits that are showing flesh and stuff, they do the same with men. It's not just women. However, women are always portrayed in a different light because women, there's some shame in being...
the Mortal Kombat 10 Aaron Black sort of things, and I mean, he's not wearing a lot.
No, like, and you know, even in Soul Calibur, there's examples of like characters that, you know, are shirtless and things like that, like, and like the muscles and things, and it's like it's because there's this stigma with women and having this like, I guess, control of their bodies and being openly sexual, without being sexualized, or wearing whatever they want. Without being sexualized. This is always this stigma against women, which is funny enough actually, because I'm currently been watching that new show Pam and Tommy, which is the one about Pamela Anderson, and it's the one about the sex tape. And it's actually quite interesting about the attitudes that the two characters show, with Pam being upset about a sex tape because people are sexualizing her, and Tommy being like and feeling violated, and Tommy not feeling that way. It's quite interesting. But like what I mean is that like with men and women, there are always different attitudes. With, you know, if a girl like wears a short skirt, or if a woman like wears like a lower cut top, and the sexualization of that person, whereas like if a man didn't wear a shirt or whatever, it may not necessarily be the same thing. So it's like, I think it's good having like empowered female characters in games is more of a thing, which I think is why Aloy is such a good character. I think having choice is nice.
This is why I like the rebranding of Lara Croft in Tomb Raider.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing.
Yeah, I like the rebranding of it, and it was done very well.
Yeah, for sure. And I think having the choice to romance characters as a female character that's an actual canon character and not just a character you've made yourself, I think needs to be more of an option. I agree. And I like the way that the industry is going with not only like female characters, but female gamers in general. I like the fact it's becoming a more positive environment, you know, and not quite as toxic. I think there's always historically been a lot of toxicity with, you know, like women in games and stuff. And I like the fact it's going in a positive direction.
I'll take it from the other end of the spectrum, because I do know women who do like women in video games that are wearing next to nothing as well as that. So it's you're always going to find spectrums of opinions on both sides. But no, I agree with a lot of what you're saying there.
Yeah,
I've got so many different friends with so many different opinions. They'll sort of like step in and be like, well, actually, and I'll be like, oh, okay, interesting. It's nice to hear those opinions, as long as you're not sort of like conflicting with them.
No, I think everyone has the right to have their own opinion and their own choice, and I have things that I prefer and don't prefer, and other people do as well. And
exactly.
Don't get me wrong, I've played The Witcher. Like I'm like, oh yeah, like I can go and seduce different characters, and that's fun. And
Yen or
Trish?
Like, I don't take... Yen or Triss?
Well, I don't really like Triss, so Yen.
Okay.
I think Triss is quite annoying, actually, because I think like it's this thing, same again, of I don't think she's a very well written character, but also I think that I haven't played the previous
in the
games.
show or Triss in the game.
Triss in the game.
Okay.
Because I haven't played the previous games. I don't have the backstory for her character.
Okay,
so her motivations and the way she acts and stuff, I don't have.
No, that's fair, because the way Triss comes into Witcher 3 is, if you've never met her before, it's weird. Like even playing The Witcher 2 up to Witcher 3, I was just like, oh, she comes in at a weird time.
Yeah, like it just, and the way that she comes across
happens.
and stuff, it's just a strange thing. But I think that same again, like it's like Missy says. I think not only should it be, I think it should just be a lot more open. You know, I think there should just be more choice, and I think that just having. Yeah, like also like not being so heteronormative. Completely agree. You
That's why I like the Mass Effect DLC, because you can romance anyone, and I like that.
Yeah. But
so
It's not like, oh, you chose Guy Shepherd. Guy Shepherd can only choose women. Oh, you chose Woman Shepherd. Oh, she can only choose men. I like the fact that they changed it up with 3, especially with DLC. Yeah. You could be with anyone. I was like, that is better.
Yeah, and
there were definitely games like that back in the day where it was you play a male character, you could only have the female romance option.
Oh, sorry, Lisa. Yeah, no more spoilers, promise. It's a good game though. I do like Witcher 3.
Oh yeah, no spoilers for sure.
Oh yeah.
But so there's a few other things about this like whole topic that I feel like are worth touching on, which is one is you mentioned like you can have shirtless and like half naked guys, and it's how they're treated compared to women. And I think that's because a lot of time the less clothes a guy is wearing in a game, usually like the stronger, more machismo, macho he's portrayed. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't need armor. I'm a fucking bull of a man. Blah blah blah. But then like you watch, some of these female characters get beat up by those machismo dudes in the game. You're like, this seems a little one-sided, or they get bullied, or like they're just treated as less. And I think that's more of the issue than so much the maybe not so much the appearance. While the appearance I think is like it was a symptom of a problem, I don't think it itself was the problem. The more I think about it, the more I think it's like it was really the way these characters were portrayed, right? Even like a Sonya Blade, who has always been kind of like a strong woman character in a game. Even she like regularly got beat up by people or was like hypersexualized, while other characters were like, oh yeah, I'm going into a fight, watch me put more armor on. And then she comes out in like a tank top. And you're like, oh. I thought she was the commander and in charge of everyone.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, nope. All these other guys that are shirtless have taken over instead, and they're all the leaders, and she's, relegated to a background character.
Yeah.
And I think that treatment plus, you mentioned that culture is changing. I don't know if you guys saw what I pulled up on the screen. Between
the
these
whole
two
Blizzard and
trailers,
Activision thing?
Yeah. I just want to point out also, between these two trailers, when they like redid the face and retouched everything, this has occurred. Where Blizzard, now this has been going on for a while, right? I don't know how many of you guys are like familiar with what exactly happened at Blizzard.
Yeah, some
Yes, yeah.
I'm gonna not go into too many details because it's pretty horrific, and I would feel like it would be deserving of like a content warning or a trigger warning, right? Because there's some harsh stuff in here.
Yeah.
But just the leadership and what it caused to not, just female employees, but mostly female employees, I think was rampant in the industry for a long time, right? Because it's by no means am I excusing any of this. I think this is all wrong and this should be. But I think it was like part of it was a product of the time when video games, first came about. Video games are still relatively new, right? We're looking at like 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
And when they first started, it was very much a like video games aren't even cool, right? It's just for nerds.
Yeah.
And then it was, and even then though, even when it was like just for nerds, it was mostly like it's the boy nerds that are mostly playing video games. And then, they go on to then become the makers of video games, and they remember, oh yeah, well, I was beat up for years and women don't like me, and so I just make my video game characters sexy, and the characters are edgy and beating up the boy, and they would like, not always intentionally, but they'd put these like power fantasies and stuff into games.
Oh, for sure.
And now we're kind of just reaching the point where these guys are finally like getting old enough to the point where they're starting to phase out, and we're getting, our generation below
better
and
written
slightly
characters
above that are starting to come in, and they're starting to flesh out and respect more character options and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which I think is like super exciting. I think it's cool to see these developments and growth in the industry.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I mean, this article specifically talks about how Microsoft promises to put the right people in the right position to improve. I think I would say in the last like 5 years, I think the changes have really started to come. I think it's going to take some time, and you're not going to be able to change everyone, but I definitely feel like there's going to be improvements coming along, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I
I
think
know like.
Oh, go on.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think it just takes the right companies and the right people taking more chances and just doing stuff, regardless if they get backlash or not. So, for example, like with this whole Aloy thing, if that's the character design and that fits with her character and that's the design that they want and that's their game, regardless of the backlash, they do it because there were people that were fully supportive of that character design that had absolutely no issue with the way that she looked. And then there were like people that did, but the people that were very supportive actually outweighed it. So if they'd really just like, I don't know how much they've changed, I guess that's something we can look at, but like if they just stuck with it and released the game regardless, and it's a good game and the design is great and it looks beautiful, then what's the problem? And it just takes more companies taking those chances and just doing it and just
Yeah.
putting, you know, for example, like more options in for romance and more female empowered characters that are wearing more clothes and things like that. And it just takes those people doing that. And yeah, they might lose some of the audience or people that want those things in those games, but then those people do still have other game options that they can go to. And it just means there's more kind of like mainstream games that have these things that
And I also bet
help produce this positive, empowering environment.
Yeah, but I also bet even the people who are making the complaints would still buy the game. Regardless, because you get people like that. You get people who are like, oh she shouldn't look this way. She should look this way. She's not looking hot enough, sort of thing. But they'll buy it anyway. They just like to make noise.
100%. Yeah, of course they will. Like, they'll still get it. And then, like, yeah, they might complain about it, but they'll still get it and they'll still play it because they want to actually play it.
Yeah.
So it just takes people taking those chances and just doing something. Like think about, for example, like with Resident Evil
Stand in
like
their
7.
ground.
Yeah, 100%. Think about like Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7 was a completely different spin-off
of
that game and that genre. They did it anyway, and look how well it paid off.
It did pay off
well.
well.
It paid off extremely well. It just takes them taking these opportunities and chances and not just doing the same old thing for the same audience that they think they had 10 plus years ago. Because a lot of these people that were at that age 10 years ago have now grown up.
Yes.
And are happy to see new things and new adaptations and new changes, you know? Or even remakes of old stuff that's actually more with the times and better.
No, I agree.
I think you just hit it dead on the head because so there's a few, like, there were like 3 good points made that I'm like trying to hold on to so I don't lose them in my brain. But
go.
First one is, you mentioned, you know, hey, so some games just aren't going to be for those people anymore, and there'll still be games for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's an important element that gets left out a lot because a lot of people think you're trying to censor all my games and take away any sort of lewdness or anything. It's like, well, no, it's just some games they realize the audience has changed. Other games, the audience hasn't.
Yeah.
Not to like belittle anyone or like call out anything, but Sling Bean mentioned Dead or Alive, right?
Oh,
and that's a game that has notoriously gotten
fan
crap
service
from people.
Mm-hmm.
They're very fan service heavy. But at the same time, I think they're unapologetic about it, and I don't think they get so much crap because it's not like a malicious like women are lesser or we're gonna sexualize this person and they're gonna have nothing else to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much like a very tongue-in-cheek over sexualization almost.
Yeah.
And that seems to be no problem when it's like, hey, we understand this is kind of silly, this is a joke, right? And those games will forever exist. But, you know, the more mainstream games where it was so typical for it to be, you know, even like we watched that Trap game, right? And how they portray her as like such a weaker character, even though she's the hero. She's fighting off all these people trying to invade her mansion or whatever. The whole time she's like limping, walking slow. She like whimpers. It's always like crying. It's like she's basically I don't know how to put it, but she's like the most. This is like it's so weird. It's so hard to describe. She's weak. There's no other way to put it. They just portray her as weak, as fragile, as scared at all times. It's like,
yeah, kind of like in Clock. It's kind of like the Clock Tower game. It reminds me of like Clock Tower. Is it Clock Tower 3? Is that the one where she's got like the dog? Oh no, wait. Haunting Ground. It's like Haunting Ground.
Yeah.
Like when you were describing it like that, like the way that like you've got the main character that's like the character that does everything and is like the central character and stuff. Yeah, it's almost like a character that's, and it's the stereotypical thing, I guess, of like some women, even in like horror stuff, of like they're waiting for someone to save them. But then in those games, no one kind of does.
Yeah.
And instead they just kind of get murdered instead. Like, it's like they're waiting for like this. And it's this thing, this stereotypical trope that you get in films of like this female heroine that needs saving by this big, strong, muscular man and she's the love interest for the man. And like, it's like almost like that with some of these games, but like that person doesn't come. You know?
oh yeah.
So it's almost like that.
I'm trying to remember. There's one specifically. It is a Japanese horror game. You do play a little girl. And then I think at the end of the game, right, you escape whatever the house, wherever you're in that's haunted, and you get out, and so there's that like the little girl gets out, and she turns back and looks at the house, and then like a cop or a guy walks up behind her and is like, "Don't worry, I've got you." And you're like, if I was that little girl, I would have smacked the shit out of the guy. I'd been like, "You don't even know what I just went through. I don't need." Like,
yeah,
and it's just something that's being like. But it's not. It wasn't even a young girl, right? It wasn't like a 5 or 6. It was like a 13 or 14-year-old. It was like a teenager. I'm like,
Oh.
Again, if it was a little girl, like story wise, okay, well, there's this
Yeah.
random little girl. I understand someone coming to like run up to her and like, don't worry, I've got. But if there's like some teenage girl who's just fought crazy horrors, and you're gonna tell me she's gonna walk outside and be like, I need other people to protect me. I mean, I don't know, maybe I guess it depends
Is
on
it-
how traumatizing, but
Is it Fatal Frame like Project Zero?
it might be.
Is it
Like I
something
said,
like
I can't
that?
remember exactly what the game was called. Let me see. I'd have to see it.
Yeah.
I definitely
Regardless,
remember like
yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's that again, it's that same thing. It's just across games. I think over the next few years, we're going to continue to see things change, which would be cool.
Yeah.
Change is good.
Yeah, I
Especially
think
with
so too.
Change
all
is
these
good.
shakeups.
Yeah.
But I still think we're also going to continue to see large men and very sexy women still gracing the covers of a lot of these games, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever going to fully go away either, which I don't think anyone wants it to, right? Because there's an element of fun when you go to play something like Blood Rain, where you're like, oh, I'm this sexy goth vampire, and I'm like just wrecking people left and right. Like, there's always gonna be a market for that. There's always gonna be someone who's like, yeah, I want to.
But I think as well though that like it's this whole thing of like being a character that's sexy or wearing revealing clothing and stuff like that isn't something women should be ashamed of in any way either, because there are plenty of women who that's what I mean. That's what I mean. So like having those characters isn't a bad thing either.
Like
I don't think it's
I
something
would
that should
always
be
question
completely
why.
wiped out.
I would always question why. So if I saw like a female character or lead and she's like barely wearing anything, I'd be like, okay, why is she barely wearing anything? Especially like a game like Mass Effect, if like female Shepard was wearing like almost next to nothing compared to like male Shepard, I'd be like, why? It doesn't fit the narrative.
Which makes sense, but then if it's a character,
I think everything's very context heavy.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like, but then like if it's a character that like that outfit makes sense for that character, or like it's just an outfit with a certain design, like fine, that's fine. And like there'll be male characters that have the exact same thing. So it's the thing of like it doesn't need entirely erasing, and you can still have because obviously at the end of the day, I mean, I think the thing to really remember is like these are video games, so it's like it's not real, but it's like you also just have to manage this thing of like, okay, well you've got, for example, like characters that are a bunch of knights, right? And all the male knights are completely dressed wearing full knight armor because for their characters it makes sense, but the female knight has like a little titan like
but it's plus 50 strength and plus 60 defense. Yeah, it's stupid.
So it's just things like that of like context wise, you could just put the character in the exact same outfit as the male knights. And like that. Yeah, like that one there. Like that's a dope outfit.
That is pretty sick looking.
That is a sick looking outfit, and it makes sense for the character, and it doesn't need to be a sexual outfit.
Instead of like Xena, the warrior princess, where she's got like next to no armor, boobs are out, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So not to like completely undermine this entire discussion.
No.
About like they don't need to be sexualized, but like I might have a little bit of a kink for like women in plate mail. There's something about this that I'm really like
it's cool,
girl.
It looks dope.
You trying to go like charge in the battle with me? Let's go.
She'd be rocking that. She'd be rocking that.
Everyone has their things that they like find attractive and like.
I know. I just.
You know what I mean?
I thought it was funny that you're like, yeah, like you don't need to be sexy, and I'm like, I find this incredibly sexy.
That's what I mean. Is that like it's like. So it's this thing of like, isn't it like people can be sexy without showing a load of flesh? For example, like for me, I find intelligence very attractive. That is not a physical thing, you know, but you can open your mouth and say something extremely intelligent, and I'm like, that's really nice.
Yeah, no, I get that. Like the chemistry with
like
intelligent talk. I get you.
Yeah, but
I get you.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to have his like 16 abs out and you know a giant third leg. Like you know. It's just not always necessary. Do you know what I mean?
Third leg.
Like so it's just this thing of like, you know, contextually it makes sense. It depending upon the thing, but you can still have those outfits. Like, oh my god, I mean Geralt, like what a daddy, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna complain about the way that he looks.
Absolute
you know?
daddy.
Absolutely not. He's please, yes.
Oh god, there he is.
Yes, God, the beard. Yeah.
You know,
absolute daddy energy.
Yeah. So it's you know, it just depends. Oh my god, that's freaking dope. That is dope. That's awesome. Oh my god, I love it.
Yeah.
God, Fat Shaggy. God damn it.
Carol can see. This is how you know me and Fat Shaggy hang out too much, because a lot of people just think that's me in the chat, and it's not. I just want to be clear.
I like how
That's a
Slim Bean has
separate
literally
person.
just said, if I'm going to be staring at a guy's ass and abs for 40 hours a game, I am sure fucking hope they're easy on the eyes.
Yeah, I mean, also true.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, I mean,
But it's
Geralt is
just,
very
you
easy
know-
on the eyes for me.
Yeah, he is.
But
Yeah, he
I mean,
really is.
let's think of like, I'm trying to think of like.
So that picture is
Voldemort.
killing me.
No, not Voldemort.
I
You know,
actually.
let's talk about guys
Well, there you
revealing
go.
costumes stuff. It's like
Yeah, there you go. I
this
mean,
guy
are you-
literally has spiky nipples.
I mean, this dude has. Oh my god.
This is, I feel like, a
Jesus.
strong flip between.
He's actually quite a
Yeah.
crazy character to play
You know.
with.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, he's
actually-
very crazy.
He's got some strange movesets.
Yeah, he's
I'm-
nuts.
I can't wait for us to actually try this game.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
same.
excited.
To be honest, I don't know if it's going to work really well, but I'm
Yeah,
excited to
we
play
will.
We'll
We
try
will
it.
see. But that's what I mean. Like, it's not. You know, that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. What the fuck? Voldo the Bond. Yeah,
Bondage King?
I mean, that's what he is. But
I mean,
then, you know,
good
same
lord.
game, right? We're not going to
oh my
discriminate.
God.
Oh no, we're gonna go.
Oh, Ivy, okay.
Oh, God of War?
Mom.
Ooh,
God of
shout.
War?
Shout. Kratos.
Oh, yeah, God of War's another
Kratos,
good one.
daddy energy. You can shout boy at me anytime.
Like,
Yeah.
all right. So, what about this? Right? What are your thoughts on? Like, I'm
so
asking not,
Ivy?
you know, for any sort of opinion, but let's talk about Ivy. Right? Is
But
this?
I think that suits
where
her
does this fall on the
character
spectrum,
because she's
right?
very...
She's very much like a dominatrix. She's
Yes.
very much strong woman, like, right? She doesn't have that like I'm weak and frail and I'm just a sex object.
That's it.
Yeah.
Even though she is kind of a sex object in like the opposite end of the spectrum, right?
Yep.
This
But
is
see,
is this
go on.
no,
Sorry,
go ahead.
No,
because
go
I
on,
don't-
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, is this offensive? Because I definitely have heard people complain about this, but I've also heard people be like, well, no, that's kind of the female character. Like we would, let her dress like that because her personality carries the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like, I'm just curious to what your thoughts are on it. What's your...
See, me personally, it doesn't particularly bother me.
Okay.
But as a woman, right? Talking from my perspective, that outfit, right, for fighting, there's no fucking way
Oh, yeah.
you would ever
Oh, God, no.
logically be able to fight in that outfit, right? What's holding those breasts where they are?
I
First of
don't
all,
know.
that's what
It's
I
clearly
mean.
not
Like,
gravity.
with breasts that size, like, bitch, that's down to your fucking belly button. Like, they ain't like unless they're being held by some fucking like
that's black
super
magic.
glue shit.
That's
that is
black
Absolute sorcery.
magic holding those in
yeah,
place.
like there is absolutely no way a woman
I don't want
with
to. I don't
breasts
want to
that
click on some of these.
size
Some of these are like
is
more than I
moving
anticipated.
how she moves. That thong thing she wears, that would be riding
See?
so far up her ass. Like so,
Oh,
like
I mean, you said it, so I'm gonna click on
Yeah,
it and then I'm gonna click off.
fine.
But good
Jesus
God.
Christ.
but,
See,
like,
like, Lisa's just
logically-
stepped in and just said it doesn't bother her.
yeah, like it doesn't bother me. But it's just like if you look at it for like how necessary is it? It's
Yeah.
not particularly necessary, and it's not exactly an outfit that would work for a fight. But
No, I
I don't really
understand.
care either. Like,
This
it
is what I
doesn't
mean by,
bother
like,
me.
people would have different
You know?
opinions, because, like,
Yeah,
Lisa's
this is
also
such
just
a,
said
like-
she's fucking hot as fuck, and I'm straight.
So,
So I'm like,
I
it
think
doesn't
we-
bother me.
yeah, you're always
Yeah,
going to have,
'cause I
like,
think we-
opposite spectrums. But if she was, like, a weak girl dressed like that sort of thing, to me, I'm like,
Yeah.
that doesn't fit for me. Then I'm like, why is she dressed that way?
Yeah,
if that
she
doesn't
was a
suit her character.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah.
See, I think I'm curious about it because, and this is gonna sound really ignorant.
Oh, no.
We're starting early. But there's a lot of things that like have just never crossed my mind, right? As like, oh, what do people think about this? I'm just like, wow, that's just a hypersexual lady. Okay. And am I going to use her as a character or not? Is like, it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter. It's just stuff I didn't think about.
Like I don't
And-
think of it in the sexual term. So when I see like Ivy, like that's not the first thing I think of. I'm like, oh, that's just her design. It's
Yeah,
my
like,
my first thoughts
yeah.
don't even go there. My last
So,
thoughts don't
and-
even go there.
But that's
Yeah.
what makes me curious is because it's to the point where it's like
But
people will then
does that
try
make
to
me
like
ig-
say
but then-
something about it, and I'm
yeah,
like,
does that
oh,
make me
I've never even
ignorant
thought
because it
about
doesn't
right?
phase me?
But no, I wouldn't
Well, I
say
mean, I
it
feel like that's
does.
what ignorant. I don't think there's anything wrong with
I
being
don't-
ignorant, right? I think
yeah.
I think that has a big connotation of being like,
Yeah.
dumb, right? Ignorance is
Yeah,
not the
yeah.
same as being like.
Because it's not as if I'm
blatantly,
like, oh, she's hot, leave it, sort of thing. It's like, it literally doesn't bother me.
Well, I think though I wouldn't necessarily say it makes you ignorant though, because the thing is that, for example, if you saw that character, right, and then you went to like another game, like whatever game, and you were expecting the character in that game to be like dressed the same, and you were expecting all women to be the same as that because you've seen it in this one game, that might be a bit more ignorant because you're presuming that every woman would be dressed that way.
Oh god,
Whereas,
yeah, absolutely.
like, you're looking at that character and you're not looking at what outfit she went. You're looking at her fighting style. Is she a good character to use? Does she
her
work with how you
mechanics, her
fight?
buttons.
Yeah, can I zone with her?
Like,
What's her parries like?
Yeah,
Like, it's like
looking...
I guess the concern is, does that?
I mean,
indifference, is that maybe a better word, right? Because it's not
indifference.
It's not intentional indifference, right? It's not like I don't care. It's not my problem. It's just that's not something I have come across in my day to day, so I don't think about it.
Like,
in the day
for example, me and Slim Bean were playing like Dead or Alive 6, right? And obviously the women are quite. It is heavy fan service, but we were playing with the guys with nothing but like our pants on, and that was it.
Yeah,
we literally stripped these men. We were like, we're gonna play like this.
You matched the sexualization across the
we were
board
like, if the girls are gonna dress like this, the guys dress like this, and that's how we played it.
Yeah, but I would say though, I mean, and Lisa also says this point is that women are kind of shamed for casual sex and men are kind of celebrated for it. It's that same kind of point of like, as men, you may not necessarily have the same thought and attitude on it as a woman. Because there's a big difference between, for example, if we were sat here on stream right now and we were all wearing the same outfit, for example, which was revealing, or I was just sat in my bra and you guys were sat here shirtless, the way that we would be talked about and the way that we would be referred to would be very, very different.
That's
AKA,
true.
you guys would be
That is
more like,
true.
oh, you guys are fucking legends, oh, you're doing this. And I would be probably more sexualized.
No, that
and
is
there's
true.
a big difference in that. So it's like, just in the context of movies, TV shows, anything, the way that men and women bodies are treated, and even just like if you think about in streamer terms, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, it happens with men too, and I'm not saying it doesn't, because it does, and I'm never going to erase that, because men can also be hypersexualized, they can have all the same things happen to them that women have.
Of course.
On a more common occurrence, it does happen more with women, because I think also as well, I think people think that women won't say anything and won't defend themselves more, which is more untrue, I would say. Actually, a lot of the women I know, I'd speak forward and say something now, which is good.
More men would probably just take those comments and stuff and
Our friends in chat are absolutely blowing up over this.
Yeah,
but they're making some very solid points.
But it's an interesting discussion to have. It's very interesting, but it's just But for example, though, I mean, if you take Amaranth for example,
she's super smart.
She knows.
She's so crazy.
I think we spoke about this the other night, didn't we? Like, basically, I was watching Anthony Padilla sort of interview her, and she's super smart. So she plays into the whole sort of sexualization thing to be like, well, it doesn't bother me. I get a lot of money out of it.
Yeah, I think that's because she's able to like
disconnect
from it, compartmentalize or like separate the two. Where she's I'm doing this thing, right? And you see me doing, licking an ASMR ear or something. What you don't see is my hands over here fucking playing Mario Kart. You don't see me.
Or you don't watch me watching this Netflix documentary.
I'm watching this. Yeah, like she's brilliant for that. I guess the reason I'm so like I'm asking so much about it and so curious about like your opinions on stuff is because they are things that like I don't think about. Because again, it doesn't happen to me. It's not like it's never going to happen to me. I don't care. It's just I forget. I genuinely forget that this is a thing that people have to deal with because I don't. It's my privilege showing, right? At the end of the day, that's what it is.
I mean, I would say like it's just a thing of like it's more commonplace with women. I mean, there's a point in the chat of like it does happen with men too. But I mean, like in my own personal experience, I've had people coming in chat like saying stuff to me, sliding in DMs.
No, I've seen it. I think that's disgusting behavior.
Yeah, like thinking it's appropriate, but it's like that is just unfortunately though. Like coming into this, like it was a mindset of something I knew was like could happen. I didn't obviously expect it to happen. Like I knew it could happen because I'm a woman.
Yeah,
I'm putting myself on my image.
I mean, I've had stuff. I mean, bringing that up, I've had stuff happen to me like that because obviously, like as you guys know, I'm in a band as well, and I've had many. I mean, they could have been men. They could have been like private messages off men, like disguising themselves as women on like certain like Facebook pages and stuff like that, because that does happen too as well. And I have had people sort of say or ask things of me and I'm just not comfortable with, and I'm like, I don't even know you, and it's like it is heavy, it is cutting deep sort of thing. You're like, geez. And then when you say no and you're not comfortable with it, and then the violence they throw at you afterwards is disgusting. It like sometimes like it got to a point where I would feel threatened. Like I'm like, I don't even know this person. They're throwing threats at me now because I'm not doing what they want. And for that to happen to anyone is absolutely horrible. And like Georgie, it's happened to yourself as well. I think it's absolutely disgusting behavior from people. No one should act that way.
Yeah.
And
but it's this. Oh, so go.
Oh well, I was gonna say like I've kind of experienced the same thing. Not like this isn't a like, hey, I'm cute too, and people harass. But there was a time where like when I was in the military, right? And I would go to the club. Yeah, well, we already know this. We already had this talk. But besides the point, there was definitely times where I would, when I was in the military, and the uniform thing that people make jokes about all the time about, like, oh, women love a man in uniform or whatever. Well, there is an element of truth to that. Men and women love people in uniform, and they don't know when things are not appropriate contact in like contact in like a Wawa, right? You know. Yeah. There have definitely been plenty of times where you get off work late and you're in a uniform and stuff, and this kind of leads into the other topic of being treated inappropriately just based on how you're dressed, right?
Yes, yeah.
And it's like it doesn't necessarily even have to be revealing, right? We're talking about like a military uniform, right? So it's a big, heavy shirt, heavy pants that are like cinched up kind of high. But so when you bend over, there's a big target that gets presented.
Yeah.
Right.
And there have been like plenty of times where something's happened. Someone's, made contact, grabbed me, like touched my butt or something. And again, this is in the moment, I didn't even think about it, right? It was just like, did someone just touch my butt? I can't believe this happened. But you look back on it months later and it's weird because there have been times where like I'll have been in a relationship with someone and that'll have happened to them. And right away they'll come talk to me about it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I was at this store and this guy like copped a feel or said something or did X, Y, or Z. And they'll immediately come to me. And then I think about, I'm like, I've had that happen to me, and it didn't even think to me like I should have said something. I should have done something more than just been like, and walked off.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's because I don't know where that comes from. If that comes from either it being so like normalized, right? Like if you're a guy and something sexual happens, it's like you're supposed to be like, oh, I'm so fucking cool. But like more often than not,
if it's from someone random, it's like, why did you touch me? If it's someone you know, it's like, and you got like a sort of chemistry or sort of a connection with, like, if one of my guy friends or female friends did that to me, I'd be like, oh, okay, it's okay because I know them. I'm comfortable with that. It's fine. If it was a complete randomer, I'd be like, why are you touching me?
Yeah, well, we're talking about like complete total strangers sliding into DMs, random like.
I've had more guys message me on Instagram asking for shit than 10% of the women that speak to me on fucking Instagram. I'm just like, stop it, please, sir, calm down. Like, stop it with your DMs.
Pineapple, just send them back pineapple.
Yeah, pineapple.
Oh no!
It's like, oh hey, how you doing? Hey, I'm good. Oh, show us your thingamajig or something. You're just like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Wow,
but this is the thing.
I'm gonna say it's dangerous as well, right? Because like I think social media is dangerous for shit like that. I got two little bros, right? And back when they were 14, 15, they were doing weight training. They look proper ripped for their age. They were really into their training. They'd have like topless sort of profile pictures and stuff like that because they got into it. You should see the amount of messages from men in their DMs. It was disgusting. My parents were in shock.
Wow.
Yeah, and we were like, wow, it's...
Where? It makes me wonder, like,
you get the rare, come from, you get the rare lady now and then, but I'm just like, these are guys in their like 20s, 40s. I'm like, they're 13, 14. What are you doing? And even when my little brothers go like, we're this age, we're 13, 14, they didn't care.
Yeah.
It's just disgusting behavior. Hate it. They feel like they're protected because of their sort of anonymity and the fact that, oh, well, they're from America asking the questions, or they're from Russia, or even if they are in the UK, like where I'm sort of based, they're in a completely sort of different geographic area. You're never going to find these people. They feel
Yeah.
protected behind their sort of keyboards or whatnot, but so dangerous.
Yeah, which is it's terrifying. Like
It
it is really
is.
scary. But like I mean, speaking along this kind of context of like with things like that, things like people's accounts getting spoofed. Like I mean, I saw one
Yes.
earlier where someone's had like some of their pictures stolen.
It's happened to my
and it's like,
friends.
and they've been put on, they've been like put on like an I mean, it might be your friend, I don't know, but like there was like an Instagram of it that had been made that like they're trying to report and get taken down. And it's like, and this, and I've had someone I know's had that happen recently as well. And it's like, it's kind of terrifying of like this, like
this
like,
digital age.
Yeah, like how like this is something I was actually going to bring up as well because I saw something interesting as well. But like, like this digital age is pretty incredible for all the kind of amazing and great stuff it's brought us. But also, it's absolutely terrifying how it's allowed so much stuff to now occur, and especially illegal stuff or like very like threatening or like terrifying stuff to now occur as well. So it's given people more freedom to do all these incredible things online and be more accessible and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But then for cybercrime and for all these other crimes, it's given people so much more like freedom to be creepy, to do whatever, to
and it is
spoof your
super
identity.
creepy.
Yeah, like it's kind of terrifying, like how anonymity gives people courage to do things that they would never do on like a day-to-day basis normally, like in their everyday life. And it's kind of it's scary. Like it is scary. But this was the interesting thing is I was reading up earlier about some like 90s anime because we've had this conversation.
Okay.
And there was an article that I read where someone made a really interesting comment about the anime Perfect Blue and about how the internet celebrity and stuff, how like that movie has like proper foreshadowed a lot of stuff to do with the internet celebrity and about the dangers of it and about how someone becoming famous and that all being put online really can take your life in a tailspin, can be a very bad thing.
Oh,
too.
for sure.
So
Yeah,
it was interesting. Like I was just like,
I mean,
like,
so just to like for people that aren't super familiar with what Perfect Blue is, right? Let's just because I feel like that's a pretty significant film that like I think a lot of people aren't super aware of. I don't know how many people in our chat are aware of it, but basically, just because I'm not super fresh either, it's an anime film basically following the life of a pop star, right? And like the pop icon culture in Korea and Japan stuff is very different than kind of what we have in the United States.
There are high
and the movie
expectations.
kind of highlights. Is it? I don't want to like. I'm like trying to speak carefully, right? Because it's a lot of Satoshi Kon's work. It's hard to talk about without spoiling stuff.
Yeah.
But it does highlight and touch on a bunch of different elements of that like culture that I think of. You said that the internet has allowed these things. I think they've kind of always happened, but I think it's the scale they're happening on now, right?
Yeah.
And like,
you're right.
Also, our ability
it's more
to
accessible
hear about it.
Yes.
I also think that's a huge factor. Is that a lot of these things would happen in these small towns, and we would never hear about them, right?
Oh yeah, that's it.
Because it might show up in the local paper, but no one wants to like put that out there to like city papers, state papers, and stuff.
Now the internet makes
and
noise.
now that we have online, it's. I mean, even if you look at like, I'm trying to avoid getting too like political or anything, but you look at like, a lot of the stuff that happens in the United States recently is just because everything is filmed now.
Yeah.
Which is stuff that was probably happening long before, right?
Yeah.
That these are like habits that are ingrained in people for some reason that we just haven't like addressed because we were unaware of how prominent it was until, Twitter and TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all these abilities to just be like, in the blink of an eye, information has now been like distributed to everyone across the world. It's so much harder to not hear about these things.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Like I said, like the internet makes a big noise these days.
Yeah it's interesting the power as well that the internet can have, especially like when trying to like make noise or like make like a movement of something. It's incredible how like one thing can just get taken so far.
Oh yeah.
And it's so many, like it's kind of amazing.
Well, that's taking it back to like something a bit more innocent. Just so we don't go diving too deep down to certain things.
Oh yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Did any of you
What?
see the
That's what I was
film?
thinking.
Right?
Well,
Like when they
yeah,
first
so-
released the
No, I was
horrendous
about to- I was
thing
about
that
to
was
try to-
Sonic, I was like, did they do that on purpose because of all of the memes with like Sonic and stuff like that? And I was just like, did they do it on purpose? Because then, like, obviously when they did it, they turned into the sort of cutesy sort of Sonic the Hedgehog or what he is. If the internet didn't say anything, would they have released it like that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I don't think.
Yeah, probably.
So here's my thing on the Sonic.
And
thing.
whose
I don't
idea
think
was
they
it
had
for the
any idea.
design?
I think they were
Somebody
just
got
like.
fired.
So again, this goes back to like what we were talking about with Konami, how they kind of just been sitting on IPs and letting them rot.
Yeah.
A lot of the heads of these companies are just like, Pokemon's been selling the same game for 25 years. Why do we need to change anything up? Like, let's just slap it together. It's a cash grab. It works.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what they tried to do with Sonic. And there was a lot more wrong with Sonic than just like there was just from the top down, there were design
It was
issues.
just so bad.
Oh yeah, but even like the weird thing was like the original design that they like did was like so bad and so far away from the games.
The proportion was just
It was just horrendous. And
yeah,
then, like,
it was like a nightmare.
Redesign was so much
oh,
accurate and
man.
better, and it was like, how would you even like come up with that design? Like, I understand like trying to make a hedgehog realistic is hard.
the meme for like Sonic 2. You got like, have you ever seen that fox that's all messed up sort of thing?
Oh my god!
When they've put that as Tails and then put the original Sonic, and I lost my shit. I was crying.
I'm sorry.
I was just
I'm
like,
sorry,
why
by
would
the
they
way,
do
for
that?
this.
Oh yeah,
No,
sure.
don't be. We must.
Because I don't like just so that they can see the design in the background as we're talking about it. I'm gonna play this.
It's also kind of crazy though that like there was actually a like Sonic set of short films that came out that actually were really big a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And they were actually like huge. Like those shorts did like extremely well on YouTube. But like the art and the design and everything for them was fantastic. And then they released this trailer.
Oh yeah, and this
And
like
it was just like
the human hands, the teeth. The teeth is so bad. I hate so much about
I
this.
hate everything about this. Why did they do this to Sonic?
Boy.
But the thing is, I fucking love it.
Did they do this on purpose? The memes killed
glad
me.
they did. I'm so glad they did.
I'm trying
this.
to. I want to like get to a very specific scene to kind of like. So.
But Jim Carrey though,
Oh yeah, Jim Carrey's. So is this guy. I can't remember this actor's name. He's so good at playing like bad guys.
Yeah, he is good.
I don't remember his name.
He, I believe, is or wasn't he? He's in the new Resident Evil movie, isn't he? Isn't this guy?
What is he in the new one?
He's in. So I've been watching a series called Hellsing, and he's in it.
I don't even Hellsing.
Yeah.
Hellsing?
It's a
Like the anime Hellsing?
No, it's not as good as that. It's like a TV series sort of thing. It's not as good as that, but he is in it.
Oh,
I recognize him.
I know what you're talking about.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Watched that.
Yeah, it's okay.
I don't think I have actually.
I think it's just called Van Helsing, right? It's,
yes, Van Helsing.
Vanessa
Helsing. That's it. I liked it because I was
Helsing.
just like, okay, she's like badass. I kind of like the concept of it.
Oh my god, the teeth. Yeah, see everyone's reaction to the trailer.
The teeth are so bad.
Jesus Christ, it's just so out of proportion.
There's a scene where they're in the car, right? That's what I'm looking for. Where he's in the I think this is it. I think we're about to see it right here. So I shouldn't say having to, but in deep diving like graphic design and stuff to a degree to like help make these like the layouts and stuff, and I was reading stuff about color theory, right?
Oh, okay.
Which is amazing to learn about. God, I'm not gonna find the clear shot, but there's a picture of him in a passenger seat, right? And it's like a nice good shot where you can see his eyes and the grass behind him. And you realize that like
I think it's a little further back.
Maybe. I'm like, I wish.
Yeah, keep going. It's around about. You're almost there. Keep going. It's just after this scene.
This is where we just
trailer, and then by here somewhere after he gets shot in the leg, you'll jump into the car.
I mean, so we could probably do a good explanation of this here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, it's so hard to describe because you look at like the brightest colors in the scene, right? That like are all lit the same as him. So this stool is getting the same amount of light his eyes are, basically, right? But this stool is so much darker.
Mhm.
And it's like, it creates this element of where it's like your brain starts to be like, no, they don't fit in that world.
Yeah.
And that's what's wrong all over. Like in the regular trailer, they change his blue design a bit, and then they also make him look less real to like suspend disbelief. And
But to be
it's so
fair,
cool.
that thing doesn't belong in any world.
This is-
Let's be honest.
That's true. At least
Like,
these
let's be
teeth
fair.
Just belongs in people's nightmares.
What is going on right here? Who decided?
Oh my god, I am actually gonna have nightmares, and Sonic is going to be in them.
I'm pretty
Oh my
screwed
god,
as well.
this
I
is
love it.
this
What
is
a-
brilliant.
A horror film. That's a.
God.
It really like what a good. Thank God they
God.
redesigned this. It is
He's so much better in the redesign. He looks well cuter.
oh here this is it. This is the scene.
Oh, you found it?
God. It's the thumbnail for this video.
Oh.
But like look at the green in his eyes, right? And then you can see he's in a car, which he's like technically shadowed, right? Because you're inside a car. But then the grass outside him is like darker. It's so bizarre. It's so
Can I
weird.
just say, he looks like he belongs on TikTok. He looks like one of those like TikTok like boys that like love themselves in that picture.
Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog's an island boy?
Yeah, he literally looks like like
Oh
look
my
at him.
god.
Like
Just an island
I can't.
boy.
he,
I'm an island boy. That's
I love it.
oh god.
I love it.
Oh
That's incredible.
Jesus.
That's actually incredible. Wow.
This is such an it was such an improved design. You know
Yeah.
It was. Well, it just made
Hot
sense.
take, bullying works sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean that was
in-
justifiable.
That's horrible to say, but man,
in this
thank God.
case, it was needed because they did it such an it was so unjustified, that design. Like holy crap, it was awful. Like it was
I have
like
a
they
good-
took a
I have a good
small child, covered him in blue hair, and just like released him.
Stretched his limbs
Yeah, stretched his limbs a little bit,
Oh,
just
God.
released him as the trailer character.
into the wild. They were
Like,
like, yeah, this will
yeah,
do for the Sonic
basically.
trailer. Oh my god.
Okay,
Oh,
so
that's an interesting game, Senua. That's a very interesting game.
oh yeah,
Yes.
Senua's that's a story in itself because we talk about like how they did the live facial capture with the voice acting and
Yeah.
Mhm.
like all the
The
is it- I
sound
don't- I
design
always
is
mess
really
up. Is
clever
it-
because you'll have certain things going on in one ear, and then in the other ear you'll
Mhm.
hear like other things. So it's the sort of
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's to set you off. Was it Psychosis the game was based on? Or?
Psychosis.
So I was about to. I was
Yeah.
about to. It's so the game is based on schizophrenia, but I always
Schizophrenia.
forget. Is it psychologist or like a behavioral health specialist or something? They had them come
Okay,
in
you-
and do a review because they were
Mhm.
like, the whole point of the game, right, was basically how would mental health be interpreted in these other times, in these other places,
Yeah.
and how like. I mean, kind of like I feel like this wasn't the intended bullet point in the game, but it kind of gives the vibe of like how much mythology was like misdiagnosed or mistreated mental
Ooh.
health,
Mhm.
which is
That's
like
a
a really
shout.
like fascinating point to think
Yeah,
of
that's
when
a
you hear all the
shout.
stories of like oracles hearing the future and like past loved ones and stuff like that. It's
Mhm.
like, ooh, no, but the reason I came to this, Ninja Theory made Senua. They've made Neo 2. They're making
Mhm.
that Strangers in Paradise
Hold on,
game.
they did Devil May Cry.
They did the shitty
Oh,
Devil
God,
May
no.
Cry reboot.
Oh god, no.
So this ties into
Edgelord
Sonic because we're going
Dante,
to talk about
even more edgier.
So yeah, that's this video here.
Oh god.
Right.
So you guys are familiar with Devil May Cry, Dante, white hair, red jacket. Until Devil May Cry 5, well, until this reboot actually, Dante
Mhm.
did not drink, he did not smoke, he did not swear. He was cool and edgy without being like vulgar.
Interesting.
Yes.
And that was never like
yeah, he was like a cool edgelord.
explicitly thesis statement, but that was always
Mhm.
kind of the thesis statement of Devil May Cry. Was like, you have
Right.
this sweet character, and he's not a scumbag, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's wahoo pizza. Watch me style on these like monsters. You know, he meets like a sexy lady demon in the third game, and she's doing all these things, clinging to him, kissing on his ear and stuff, and he beats her. And what's he do with her when she's like, "Oh, take me," and he turns her into an electric guitar because that's what cool guys do. They don't. Dante doesn't know what sex is.
No, he
That's
doesn't.
my theory. Dante, like a woman could be like, Dante, I want you. And he'll be like, should I pick up a pizza? Do you need me to, do I have to kill something? Like no idea. Dante doesn't know what sex is.
Yeah.
Right.
Love him.
Now his brother Virgil, we all know Virgil fucks. So that's not discussed.
That boy slaps.
Mm-hmm.
So a period in time came where they were like, all right, Devil May Cry is kind of stale. We need to get some fresh blood. So they got Western devs to do it. I'm gonna keep this muted because there's possibly some sketchy stuff in here.
Uh-oh.
So Ninja Theory, before they were cool and made cool games, they did stuff like this. So this was their presentation. And as you can see here, this is not even it is Dante. Dante from Devil May Cry in his cowboy boots. Next to Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger from Brokeback Mountain.
Oh.
Right.
And they were like, Dante is not a cowboy. With some derogatory terms thrown in there, right?
Oh.
Yeah. They were real shitty.
Oh dear.
This is why this video is muted, because I don't know what's being said.
No, I appreciate that.
But they were doing a lot of stuff like Dante is not this like glam rock, he's Johnny Cash or whoever the hell this is. And
I can see the comparison there.
They constantly are doing this thing where it's Dante is not Batman and Robin. Instead, he's this whatever this shitty superhero movie was where the kid went psycho and like started killing all his friends.
Yeah.
Like, Dante's supposed to be edgy and cool.
Okay.
I forgot what film that was called. It was really strange watching it because it was like
it was like Super 8 or something like that. I don't remember.
Oh, I can't remember.
No, I know which one you mean.
I don't think it's Super 8. It's filmed really strange because it's from everyone else's. It's from the perception of cameras.
Yeah. Like Quarantine.
Yeah, Quarantine is sort of like what's that other film with the monster in it? Cloverfield.
Cloverfield. Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, I think I know which one you mean.
That's the one.
Chronicle. Yeah.
Oh, is that what that movie is called? Yeah. So they went on this whole tirade about how like Dante is basically a giant wimp, and they were like bagging on him. So then they went, "Is this the actual video?" This is like the imagery they just started using, right? Where Dante's like surrounded by sexy angels pointing guns at him and stuff. I think in the original art, these girls were all naked, and he was like holding a bottle of Jack Daniels or something. It was incredibly offensive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just
so is this the same studio
this is
that's
an intro.
then
It's
done
literally
like
doing strippers in this
so
thumbnail.
is this the same company then that's done like Senua and everything?
Yeah, so this is the company that went on to make Senua. They're making like I said, that Strangers in Paradise game.
Yeah.
This was like before all that though.
Do you think that's because they think, oh, this is what it should be, sort of thing, so they just go with it?
At the time, I think they were like, we need to be edgy and cool.
Yeah,
and Dante's not that. And so they really leaned into it, and they got a shit ton of backlash for it.
Yeah,
no fucking wonder.
Because
you don't fuck with my Dante.
It wasn't even don't fuck with my Dante, but it was like,
just don't be pricks.
not only
like,
did you change it, but they were like maliciously like, if you like old Dante, you're stupid.
Dude,
and
there's literally a clip
you know,
in the trailer where I think he's fighting demons and like he gets like a white wig stuck on him and he looks in the mirror and he's like, nah. And it was like literally an F-U to the fans. It was a big F-U to the fans.
This whole intro is him in a strip club, drinking, smoking, like all over women and stuff. And you're like, this is
not
this
about
is so
that.
weird. But after they made
I got told the actual gameplay, the combat was decent. I never played it, so I have no idea. But I got told the combat and stuff of the game was decent. It was just the sort of everything else built around it, not so much.
Yeah, the story's real bad, but like the combat mechanics weren't terrible. It got fixed up later in a later release, and even Kamiya, the guy that makes like the regular Devil May Cry games, he's like, I still like that one too. You know, he's definitely taken elements from it and brought them forward into Devil May Cry 5, which was kind of like a I'm sorry, let me fix the last game.
Yeah.
And they even went as far as to add this. Right? So after their little comment about like Dante's not a they were like, Dante's not a gay cowboy. So they put this cutscene in.
Oh.
As like a jab back. As like a that comment was in poor taste. Dante is absolutely going to do whatever the hell he wants. If that includes being a cowboy, so be it.
That's awesome.
So they were like, this was just such a good like.
It suits his character as well, though.
Oh yeah, it does. It fits his character to a T.
You could put that on Devil May Cry 1 and it would work.
Oh yeah. Also, I mean, Dante's a DILF, so
Yeah.
Yeah, he
without
really is.
again the dad thing. Everyone in Devil May Cry is hot. It's like Hades, where
Yeah,
just every
oh God,
character you come
Hades is
across,
Every
you're
amazing.
like,
character is just like,
sign me up.
oh my god,
Such a good game.
that's dope. Yeah, that's super dope.
I
But yeah,
need to hire that
Yeah.
Zagreus voice actor to do some chat lord intros for us.
Oh my God, yes.
it's a great.
Holy
Hello.
shit.
Sign me up.
Yeah, but that's super interesting. I was gonna say like it's kind of crazy when you like look at that and then look at all the stuff that they've done since. Because like with like thinking about that, I mean, obviously with that whole like PowerPoint and everything, like I mean that's incredibly not only just offensive but homophobic
Oh, yeah.
and stuff.
Nowadays,
Oh, gotcha.
that would definitely
just
like
absolutely.
it would be a much bigger issue.
Yeah, it'd come
But it's
absolutely
it's
under
again, it goes
fire.
back to that. Now that the internet is the way it is, and we kind of have so much more contact with devs, it's created this like give and take of goods and bads, right? Where we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
kind of like call devs on their bullshit. So when a game comes out and goes, "Hey, we're adding NFTs," or "We're gonna rewrite these previously canonically gay characters to be straight now," or stuff
Yeah.
like that. When that happens, we're able to quick like backlash. At the same time, I also think it's a double-edged sword because now a lot of people are starting to feel very entitled about what they want from their games.
So
And
like, it's not just that. It's things like with animes and stuff like that as well. Because like, I'll bring you to Berserk, right? Casca, right? Dark skinned.
Yeah.
Now in the 2016, completely white, and I was just like, why have they done? Why did they decide to do that?
Yeah.
Like that's not her character.
No.
And it's regardless of what they make that decision for, it's kind of nice being able to. I mean, there's part of me that's like this cancel culture kind of sucks, but at the same time, there's part of me that's like, is it really any different than like a boycott or a sit-in?
Yeah.
But instead of actually having to get to the point where, hey, your game's going to come out or we're not going to buy it, it goes, hey, we're just going to tell you fix your shit or we're not going to buy it. And it's really kind of, at the end of the day, it's still on the companies to make the decision. Are they going to cave and go with what their consumers want?
Yes.
Or are they going to go with what they think their consumers want? And there's also the measure of like, how many people are actually, crying out about what's wrong. Because you get stuff like the guys that complain about Mortal Kombat on the reverse end of the spectrum, right? The guys that go, I want my bikinis.
Yeah.
And you're like, great. And now you're getting, and those, not to generalize, but a lot of those same guys also go, oh, this dev has come out as X, Y, or Z, or trans, gay, or whatever it is. Then they get a whole bunch of hate and flack for that. And they go, well, if you can get my bikinis out of the game, I can complain and get the bikinis back in the. And it's just like this whole crazy like dynamic of you can't have one without the other, and it's risky. I'm really kind of curious, and I don't want to say scared, but really like anxious about where that's going to end up. Right?
I think it's interesting though, because if you think about it, right, when we were younger, how much say did we ever have in a video game or a movie or anything before it was released? Like, how much say did we ever have? None.
None.
And now nowadays, you literally have the power to, if a bunch of people all have the same opinion and you all complain enough, so for example, like the Sonic character design, you can get that changed. You can complain about it enough and you can kick up enough of a fuss, they change it, and then they'll release it then. And instead of having a product that's already finished, already been looked through, already been essentially approved, and then released, and it's like, I don't know which one I prefer, because I like the fact that we can have a bit more of a say, especially if something's more problematic. But also, are we not already at the point where like things that are that problematic that need to be called out should they not know by now? Why do we still need to have to call this stuff out? Because surely it's known more nowadays. So it's like, why are we still having things being produced that are problematic?
And the only two explanations I can think of for that, neither one are good, right? One is the people making the decisions are so far detached from what's like actually going on. They just go, oh, Lara Croft being hypersexualized 10 years ago made a killing. Well, I guess it's Jesus Christ. It's like 25 years ago at this point.
25.
God, we're old. I'm old. I'll speak for myself here, but
no, it's alright. We're also
yeah, we're all around the same age.
Yeah. We're on the same age.
it's fine. I'm the youngest, so it's fine.
But at the same time, so you have that on one hand, right? Money's detached from actual like necessity, and then there's the people who just don't care.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that it's a lot of that is just there's people in there who go, I don't see, again, that feels like a big generalization where I'm sure there's also people that work in these fields that also kind of have the issue I do, where it's like, I didn't even think about it until someone like tapped me on the shoulder, you know, like what you said about the Sailor Moon stuff, right? Where you're like, hey, I don't want to be hypersexualized. Like, let's make sure not to do that. I was like, oh, I hadn't even considered that. That thought hadn't even crossed my mind.
Yeah, so it was like when we were talking about all of us. Yeah, like, do you mean like when we were saying about like the Sailor Moon thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
About
each of us like getting like drawn as a Sailor Moon character.
Yeah, and then you were like, actually, and we were like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, that didn't even cross my mind.
Like, it didn't cross my mind, yeah.
Me and Kage in cute little sailor uniforms is going to be so cool. And then, like, yeah, Georgie will be in I didn't even think about, like, the connotations that could bring or present. And it was literally just a matter of, like, oh, yeah, by the way. And I'm super happy that you did that because, one, it, like, lets me know, all right, if I do anything that's going to possibly, like, it could be taken wrong, you'll be quick to be like, hey, no.
Oh yeah. See, the thing is, like, I'm always someone that it's like if it's for the lols of like a meme or like it's funny. Like I've shown you like the edit that I did. Like that's funny. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, but if it's taken like seriously and very much like out of context, it's like, do I want that image put out there? Probably not. No. So it's just like it's just about what I'm comfortable with.
And like
this isn't.
I think there's a big respect factor between all three of us. So it's good. Like even like if you did that, like the thing that you made that we're gonna post next week. Like if I wasn't comfortable with like, you know, my face being slapped on something, for example, or something, like I would be quick to say I'm not comfortable with that.
100%.
So I'm glad you sort of said that, and we were like, oh shit, yeah.
It was a nice like establishing moment, I think. You know, of being like, because there is this worry, and I'm sure we'll get feedback over the next few episodes about, you know, dynamics and stuff like that and how things work. I know who I am as a person. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I know I can be a strong personality and tend to like kind of bulldoze over people. So like earlier when Kage brought up accidentally like cutting you off because the internet was going out, and now that has literally been like on my mind this whole time. It's like, wait a minute. Every time Georgie goes to like make a sound, like, stop. Hold up. Make sure, because I know that given the opportunity, it would have just been me talking for the last like 3 hours. Like, not because I think I'm like so full, but it's just because I feel like I always have something I want to say.
No, like it's good that you've always got something to say, and like we'll always, all three of us will always have something to say. I think we've been pretty good at not sort of stepping over each other, but we can have a chat about that afterwards just to see if we are, because then we can be like, oh, maybe we do need to hold back a certain amount on certain topics.
Yeah, no,
I like how he's holding back now. I like how he's holding back.
Yeah.
No,
he's just like, interesting.
So, I'll call myself out right now. Remember how I was like, hey, so I think I have a few reasons why, like, maybe you should be careful with chat. And like, I don't know if I typed this message a few times and I like deleted it because I didn't want it to come off wrong, but I'm even hesitant to have chat open because just now I was just trying to read chat for a second.
Okay.
And I missed part of what you said. So I wasn't holding back. It was this brief moment of being like, oh, did the teacher just ask me what the capital of Constantinople is? And I'm about to say 7. Oh shit!
You failed.
Yeah, I've been trying to dice back and forth between chats, and I've noticed Georgie's been doing it as well, which has been fantastic.
Yeah.
So like,
no,
yeah,
I'm
so bad.
No,
maybe
it's fine.
Just I can't do it. Maybe like I was like, guys, maybe distract us. No, maybe I'll just distract me and I'll let you guys handle chat.
Yeah,
because
that's fine.
No, I think that works. I think that works as
my
a dynamic.
attention deficit's way too much.
Yeah. No, I think we've been pretty good. I think obviously with the internet blip, that doesn't help. It doesn't matter who you are. I think in that circumstance, like if there's a delay, you're not going to hear me speaking. So it's like, I have no problem with it. It's just, for example, if I'm like trying to say a certain thing and then every time I speak, someone was bulldozing over me, believe me, I'd be like, oh, you fuckers, let me fucking get a word in, you gobby bastards. You know,
Yeah, of course.
Because
I cannot
wait, what?
look. I'm about to sound. Let me have my
Why?
moment of weakness. I fucking love your slang. You gobby bastard. What the? I still like. I don't know how many times since we've been recording this in my head, I've been like, Patch, you fucking donut. Like, just to myself, because I find it so funny. I find it hilarious.
It's your new nickname, Donut. Patch the Donut. Also,
Patch the Donut.
sorry, why are people telling you to look?
No, it's Patch.
To look at chat.
Yeah.
Okay, I was confused. I thought you meant like look behind.
I can't.
Missy was like, Patch, look over here.
I have the chat on this little phone over here, just so that like, and every once in a while I'm like,
I genuinely thought you meant behind you.
I noticed.
Like...
So we do notice all of you in chat. So we'll just sort of interject a little bit here and say it again, where it's a case of we're not trying to ignore you. This is a podcast thing, so like there is a little less sort of interactivity between us and chat, but I think we found a way to sort of.
I think we've found kind of a nice stride as we've kind of just like.
So thank you all for sticking with us so late. It's been
So,
insane.
like, yeah, we've gotten so off topic from our lack of topic. We were like, we're gonna sit down, have a little chat, lay down like the groundwork for the podcast. What's it gonna be? And now we're over here like, you know, I'm really curious about Georgie. What's your opinion on Ivy's costume in Soul Calibur?
Yeah, pretty much.
By the way, this fucking Sonic trailer was nightmare fuel. That's my sleep paralysis demon. And by the way,
Atomic Hearts, that looks good.
Yeah, Atomic Hearts looks sick.
Yeah, it does actually look kind of good.
I feel like this is what it's going to end up being.
I feel like I should edit this. I feel like I should edit this.
Oh yeah, Kirby the Throat.
Well, I was going to talk to you about this because I think in this, to be honest, I mean, we can talk about this after if you want, but like, I think to be honest, like, I think we've had multiple opportunities for doing reaction videos. So we don't have to do the entire trailer, but literally when you kept clicking off and not putting sound on the trailers, I was like, we literally could do a reaction video out of this moment to put the sound on and stop pausing it and going back and forth.
Look, you need to just tell me, be like, let's just raw dog this trailer once, right? I'm sorry, I got excited by Kirby's throat. You know what? Hang on.
Okay, but you know when I said, hey, can we have the sound on?
What was his thing? Mouthful thing or something?
There was some that I didn't want sound for.
Mouthful
Bloody
mode.
War one is just a licensed song that I didn't want playing. That was
it's fine. It's fine.
But,
like we've done a few. We've done a few, so it's not a problem. But yeah, we'll talk about it. But there's a few ideas I have for you, Juice. It's not a problem.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot that we do plan on doing a YouTube.
YouTube.
I literally this has turned into like I'm just vibing with my friends right now. This has been great.
It's great.
I'm just hanging out, having a good time.
I know. No, it's been awesome.
What time is it? 8:42? Mouthful mode. That's fucking right.
I know, literally. I can't.
I think we've been going for almost. Is it 5 hours?
Yeah, 4.5 hours so far.
4.5. Holy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the good news is that the kind of hour and a bit where we had all the kind of internet issues, we could just cut.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut that.
We still have a pretty lengthy podcast.
Although I'm probably gonna clip the fact that I get PGN Georgie in.
Oh god, damn
PNG Georgie. Yeah, I want to get that in.
Oh yeah, there's definitely like we should go back and
only if you wish it though, because otherwise I won't put it out there.
No, it's okay because I'm gonna make one. We're gonna make the patch hand.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit. I forgot about it.
And we're gonna find one for you. Don't you worry.
Oh, you will. There will be many. There will be many.
Don't worry. We will get yours for a few of issues.
I live for the memes, so yes.
I love it.
I forgot about my hands. I forgot. This is.
Don't worry, I didn't forget. Also, thank you, Lisa. That's really nice of you to say.
Oh, Lisa,
I feel like we've flowed really well. I feel like this has been really good, and this is what I imagined and thought.
Same.
Which is why the beginning frustrated me so much because I was like,
"Why?
No, it's all worked out. It's all worked out.
No. My angry message to my landlord must have worked.
Yeah, he's like,
I better up that date. I better. Landlord already? Yes. Were you already?
Oh, you sent it?
I've sent it. I've sent a message being like, I had work meetings and this is unacceptable. This internet keeps doing this because I've lived here for 2 months and I've had over 10 outages and I've lived here for like 2 months. I'm like, this is unacceptable. Yeah.
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
This happens. Like, it's not every week at the same time or anything. It's just happened quite a few times. And it's normally not this bad. But this was like all day. And it's just like, no, this isn't acceptable. Like,
No,
you need to be on the company about this because this is
especially with yourself
ridiculous.
streaming as well and stuff.
Oh, it's pain. Yeah, it's affected streams. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So I'm just like,
Oh, we're going with some boppy lo-fi?
I just figured we need, like, we have the window open. And instead of having this ugly YouTube window, we can just, I can turn this on low while we chat in the background. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, see, I liked this for the intro music.
Same. I can switch it. I can switch it for the intro.
I mean, yeah, we can do all sorts. I mean, that's kind of the way it's set up, is set up to be interchanged, so we can constantly move
I'll
stuff in and
change.
out.
I'll change it back over to this. Yeah.
Sure.
I think it's because I didn't have this song.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, this is kind of a sad video when you think about it, because it's all like Rip Kentaro Miura, which is
I know
a legend. Like,
Bless
you know,
our
Berserk's
boy.
sick, but
No.
hey, it is what it is.
What an artist. What a storyteller.
For sure. For sure.
Oh, legend through and through, right? He,
Like I've read Berserk from start to finish. I've seen every sort of iteration of it, anime-wise, and I'm just like, nothing beats the manga.
Yeah.
I like seeing comments like the music sounded better in the manga, and I'm like,
yeah, I get that.
Yeah, they're like it hit harder in the manga. I'm just like, oh my god, yeah.
I'm curious. So there's one. I mean, let's we're slightly touching on anime, so let's touch on it. Jujutsu Kaisen just got second season announced.
Absolute fantastic anime.
Nice.
Unfortunately, not coming out till 2023.
Ouch. But Bleach though? Bleach? 9 years?
Yeah, there's the new Bleach.
9 years and it's coming back? But did they do it on purpose? Because like in the manga, it's like 9 years after I think it's 900 years, and then like 9 years after the sort of like not the Demon King, but the sort of Quincy King comes back. So I feel like they kind of did that on purpose.
Yeah, I want to see if there's any other animes coming out that I'm looking forward to.
I think there's one other one that just jumped into my mind that, I mean, why not play the trailer for it while we're here?
Yeah.
And I won't pause it and stop it and turn the music off. Now, being said, we'll watch the trailer and then I will fill you guys in on what I think about it.
Okay.
Oh, there
I
was.
don't know if you guys have heard the trailer for Chainsaw Man.
Do you know what? I literally just saw a thing about this and I was just like, what the heck is Chainsaw Man? I'm curious.
I've read the manga and
let's
it was
see it.
challenging because
So let's talk after the trailer.
Sure,
right?
sure.
Yes.
Because the trailer presents one thing, and I think the manga presented something else.
Yeah, I think it's completely going to be different.
Yeah. Ooh, I like the little sharky teeth. Interesting.
Yeah, so this is Studio Mappa, who I believe also did JJK and I want to say Tokyo Ghoul.
Oh,
okay. Oh, it's pretty art style though.
Yeah.
I'm actually
Visually
surprised they're
very,
doing
like,
it.
striking.
I'm surprised they're doing it.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yep,
It's
there's
messed
the left
up.
turn.
It's messed up. My girl power. Oof.
Okay. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa, whoa. That completely turned a 180.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Welcome to Chainsaw Man. So I think they're going to change the story slightly for the anime compared to the manga. I have a feeling.
Interesting.
Right, so the author and the writer for the manga, he also wrote Fire Punch, and he writes some really messed up stories. Like, I think in Fire Punch, it's a case of like him and his sister, so like the main character and his sister, they can cut off their arms and they feed like these hungry villagers because like the world is like sort of iced over. And they feed this sort of like cannibalistic village just so they can survive because there's no animals or anything. And their limbs regrow. So that's how they keep the village alive. And then these other people come in with powers, basically kill the entire village, kill his sister, and burn him. But because he constantly regenerates, the fire just keeps like sort of staying on him. So it's called Fire Punch because he's like constantly on fire. He seeks revenge for years. And the story just does this 180 and just... It is mad. It's like hard to keep on track. Like we go on tangents, the story in the manga goes on a complete tangent.
Yeah.
Like he starts questioning himself, like do I even want revenge anymore because it's been so many years, and it's really sort of like messed up, and it gets really sort of meta. But the same author is the guy who did Chainsaw Man, and it's storytelling is not his strongest point, which is why I think they're gonna change it for the anime.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I saw the trailer for this, right? And I was like, this looks fucking rad. This looks so sick. So I was like, I can't wait.
Nuts.
I can't wait. So I went out and I bought the manga.
Oh,
so
nice.
I was like,
Right. Okay.
And after reading the first issue, I'm a spoiler. It's like got to be one of the horniest things I've ever read.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Not even
oh,
not even just a ton of sex. There's just like this passive 13-year-old horniness on everything.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's not, like I said, it's not like visually people aren't like, it's not crazy like that. There's not a lot of nudity or anything.
There's a lot of violence.
There's a lot of violence. Yeah,
a lot of violence.
Yeah.
I can take that. That's fine.
Yeah.
But there's it's like I said, it's not sexuality. It's like child, boyish horniness where he's just like, everything's like, I just want to put my face in boobs. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
So everything is essentially kind of sexual, but it's not actually sexual. So it's just it's oh, if you see a hole, or if you see not even that, where there's symbology in the back and stuff. Yeah.
Where it's, literally the character is just I'm gonna go with this girl because I've never seen boobs before, and maybe if I work with her, she'll show me her boobs. And you're like,
yeah.
Why is that your motive? What?
So it's the motivation for the characters.
Chainsaw thing.
Right.
I'm not sure if they'll add that into the anime or not. I'm at 50-50.
So I'm kind of hoping they change it, to be honest, because I was kind of disappointed. I'm like, visually, very cool. Anime looks very cool. It was just the story. I was like,
Pat Shaggy's hit the nail on the head there. Very sexually motivated, but without sexualization, pretty much.
Yeah. It's very weird. So I haven't seen the second trailer.
I had my issues with the story, and I was just like,
yeah. I mean, so there was a viral tweet not long ago of a girl in cosplay. She was wearing just black pants, a white dress shirt, a black tie,
Power,
a wig, and some contacts. Yeah, she was Power. And the caption was just bark for me. Oof. And her replies were just filled with dudes just being bark, 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 and on Twitter.
God.
Oh wow.
It was the craziest thing, and I didn't understand what it was from. In the book, that's her that's the character. Oh. She's literally you're gonna be a good doggy for me. I'm gonna put a leash on you. But at no point is there ever oh, we're gonna have it's just this constant back and forth of this is clearly a dominatrix and this is clearly a horny.
But there is nothing sexual going on whatsoever.
It's so bizarre.
It is very bizarre.
It's like a 13-year-old me wrote a comic book.
It's it never leads to anything. It's just it's there. It's like that first initial sort of oh, I'm gonna flirt sort of thing. It doesn't go anywhere.
Very bizarre.
It is very strange.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit play on this second trailer because this looks more stylized. The last one was very stylized, but looked very aiming for a mature, dark audience. Where this looks hey, did you guys like the manga? Check it out.
Yeah.
Because already it's giving me Cowboy Bebop vibes with the layering of the text and the visuals.
Yeah.
Also, I realized there's no audio because I'm a schmuck.
I've read the entire manga, and I was like,
yeah, see, this is all manga panels, which is manga panels.
No spoilers, but
cool.
I hope they change the story a little bit.
I do too. Am I on drugs?
I feel
this
like
is a lot. This is
wow.
This is a lot.
This is a lot.
Which is very up my alley, but at the same time, I'm this is a lot. Look, all right.
No.
Sensory overload.
I kind of liked it though.
The music does slap. It does.
Yeah,
slap.
I will say that does absolutely regardless of what you've said so far, just going not knowing anything much about it, going into it looks fucking sick. Holy fuck!
Oh,
it looks
sure.
good.
Just don't read the manga. Don't read the manga, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it looks absolutely dope. I don't have time to read manga.
Manga is quicker than watching the anime.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, reading the manga, you can probably cover like 20 chapters, like at the same time you can watch one episode or something.
Yeah, but I can do other stuff while I'm watching an episode.
True, that is true. Yeah, so it's like
So-
background thing while you do stuff. Yeah,
where
no,
the-
I get that.
That's where
I
the
get that too.
subverse dub comes in, though. That's where that.
true, because
Yeah.
I will never watch anime dubbed. I hate anime dub.
Okay, so
Absolutely hate
I'm on the
I'll watch
fence.
dubbed.
I'm on the fence with this one. Konosuba dubbed is better than a Japanese one. The English voice actors are perfect for the roles. It is so damn good.
Yeah.
Other than that, everything's usually Japanese. Berserk though, I prefer the English dub as well over the Japanese one.
Right. See, for like accessibility purposes, for example, like people who, for example, have like dyslexia and like struggle with reading and things like that, completely understand the need for dub and all this kind of stuff. And I understand to some extent with some stuff, it does help improve it. Like, for example,
Yeah.
the Studio Ghibli films, I think they're very well dubbed. I think they've done a very good job. But for and like at the occasional, there's a few animes for me where like I think the voice acting is very good. So for example, there's one called Gentamon Sayuki, which is one back from like the 90s, and still got animes now actually that they make. It's made a lot, and that the English voice acting in that is actually very good as well. But so is the Japanese. But very rarely do I choose dub over sub, because a lot of the time it's just so poor. And like it just doesn't sound right. Like like if you ever go on Netflix and you see like a trailer for like an anime on Netflix, the minute I hear the English dub, I just cringe internally because it's always so bad. Like, oh, it's awful. It like.
I'll have to show you some Konosuba because trust me, it is good. What I will say, like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, if you've ever watched that, Japanese over the English dub, because the English dub actors, no offense to them, I don't think it's as strong as the Japanese voice actors. It hits so different.
I can tell you exactly why that happens.
Oh,
with
okay.
JoJo specifically. Because JoJo's casting is phenomenal, right? We mentioned Matt Mercer earlier. I pulled up a picture of him. Like, he is a legendary voice actor.
Oh, God,
he plays
yes.
Jotaro. It's incredible. The problem is there's two issues. One, copyright law.
Yes.
Because in JoJo, a lot of the
stands,
the stands, the abilities, they all have names that are based off of like Western music icons.
Yes, you've got like Red Hot Chili Peppers, you've got like AC/DC, who are like sort of the stand powers, which you couldn't use.
You were not allowed to use those names in English, right?
Yeah.
But in Japan, what they would do is they would use, and this is going to sound offensive, but it's called English, right? Where they would take a Japanese pronunciation of something that sounds like an English word, maybe just being mispronounced.
Yes.
So like the character AC/DC, his name is actually EISIDISI.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But then when they say his name with the accent and everything, this is no offense to anyone, but it comes out AC/DC, and you're like, oh, I get it. It's a fucking ha ha.
Yeah.
But in English, they're just like, oh, that's and I don't know what his English interpretation of his name is,
but they've changed the name completely.
Yeah, it's like there's something called Vanilla Ice in Japanese, but I think in English it's called Cool Ice, and you're like, okay,
yeah,
it's not as
definitely
cool
change
as when you hear the Japanese guy go Vanilla Ice, and you're like, oh shit, it's about
Shit's
to
about
go
to go down.
Like, yeah, it's so much more hype. That's JoJo's problem.
Like Muda changed to useless. It does not hit the same. It does. Those Mudas who changed them, it's like no.
Yeah, that's fair. I will just say right now though, Fat Jackie's brought up a great point, and I'm so glad that he's seen this. Ghost Stories English dub. Oh my god!
I haven't seen that.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, have you guys heard of this? Yeah, don't play it on stream. Is what I will say. First of all, so basically, what it is please correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But basically, Ghost Stories was this anime in Japan that was meant to be very scary and all this kind of stuff, meant to be very spooky. What they did was send over to America and refused to pay for
don't play
translators.
it on stream.
Yeah,
don't play on stream. Don't play on stream. We'll watch it later. Yeah, no. Basically, they sent it over to America didn't really give the like. They refused to get a translator. So what they did was they basically gave the actors, the voice actors, who some of them are actually quite well-known voice actors, like a general idea of the plot for each episode, and then they basically pretty much got to say whatever they want. And when I say got to say whatever they want, I mean they got to say whatever they wanted. And oh my god, the result of it is absolutely phenomenal. It's so rude. It's so crass. Like, if you are someone that's very sensitive to offensive language or whatever, don't watch it. It's not for you.
Oh.
Like, it's hilarious.
Can we watch the trailer? Or are we not allowed to watch the trailer?
I wouldn't particularly suggest it.
Is it one of those watch it off stream things?
Yes, it uses quite offensive language.
Oh, shit.
It uses quite. I think it's one of those things where like I will show you guys it off stream, and then if you wanted to bring up another day and play some, we can do that. But I wouldn't want to play it on stream with neither of you knowing what it is.
Of course, I
with that
appreciate
kind of
that.
thing in it, and just see, because it brings up
oh dear.
like
Oh
it's
dear.
quite bad. Yeah,
but is it good? Is it good?
Oh, I mean, Google it. Like, it's funny. Like, it's really like literally has me in stitches. Like, it's so funny.
Okay.
I will, like the minute we end stream, I'm gonna get up the funniest clip from the show and show you, because it is just so good. But it's very rude. But like that English, like I've never seen anything like it with English dub. It's incredible. It's so good. It's so good.
So let's be like, I mean, use this as a segue. It is getting late, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, what time is it for you guys at this point? It's probably what,
I mean,
2
we
a.m.?
were going to set a limit, weren't we? Which I think is important, because we know we can just
we
talk it
could
out.
just go forever.
Yeah, we could probably just go
Especially
forever.
if we just continue to like combo these tangents into each other. Like, we're so good at this. I don't need to brag, but damn, we're good. Like,
especially when the internet works.
Yeah, when the internet's functioning. So this is going to be our segue to like the wrap up, right? Is content for the future of the channel, right? Besides just the podcast stuff, you did just mention this isn't something we'd watch on stream. We mentioned Mario Kart earlier. You know, we talked about it as a story. We've talked about it as an interest. Because I think eventually we are going to reach a point where we're going to want to do a little extra on the channel, right? Not just this once a week thing.
Special events.
What are some like content ideas that you guys would be possibly interested in? Like watch parties, community games, maybe any sort of like a long play. Like if the three, like, is there a game out there that maybe you think the three of us maybe like once a week could get together and play? Not even all play like simultaneously, right? Like not necessarily a co-op game, but even like is there just a legendary like game from like when you were a kid that you're like, we should just one day get together and fucking play Frogger?
I mean, I've
like,
mentioned
just something
true. I mean, I don't know if you've done much chat, but I mean, something I mentioned before was that if we did a PlayStation kind of nostalgia episode, and we tried to find like an old school game that I guess even if all three of us had nostalgia for it to play, and to talk about like the old PlayStation 1 days and things like that. So I mean, that's something I've mentioned, I think, already. Yeah, that's something I'm definitely down for.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I mean, obviously this could lead to a whole other conversation where we can spend another hour talking about what kind of content we feel is successful, what we find enjoyable, etc. But we can save all that for yet another episode, right? Because I like already in my brain, I'm thinking like I have games I bought that I'm like, I tried streaming it and was like, this isn't going to work because of one reason or another. And I would love to hear your guys' opinion on some of those same games because I know you've played some.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious, like, but we can save that for another time.
Yeah.
Focusing specifically on our channel, just stuff that, you know, we want to kick around though, but like a nostalgia day, a community game type
Lisa
thing.
mentioned bringing guests onto the channel. That is something we have talked about.
And that's something that's come up a few times now with a few people asking things. And I think that when we've talked about bringing guests on, it would definitely be with like a theme to that episode. So for example, if we had a guest that was really into a specific game, like Resident Evil, we're doing a Resident Evil episode and that's the guest. And like we will talk with the guest about Resident Evil and things like that. And it would be more towards that purpose instead of like talking, like, unless like we did an episode where we're talking with someone about Twitch and Twitch growth, and like that would be their episode, and it would definitely be like a focused episode on a topic most likely. So I think that was definitely my thinking for a guest.
Yeah,
something like a VTuber, I'd be hitting up Iron Mouse. I'd be like, yo, Mousy, do you want to jump on the channel as a guest?
And then Georgie could compare her PNG to their like couple $1,000 VTube models that they've like gotten like rigged to match their blinks. It would be we would clearly see the value in both the
of course,
the VTuber rig, very high end, or the very lovely, economy option of the PNG.
Look, if I'm comparing my PNG to anyone, we're bringing DMAC on.
Oh, there's DMAC PNGs? Ooh.
There's DMAC.
Look, I stand by. I dropped the idea before. We obviously we should keep some cards close to the chest, but I think a like VTuber PNG episode where we all got models would be hilarious.
I'm up for that.
That would be fun.
I am down for that.
Would be so I think that would be so funny.
I am down for that.
We could all work on like get our VTuber voices going. They all sound like babies with like,
Some of them use voice mods, I've been told, but like
they do.
I know like Mousy, she doesn't. It's just like that's how wild she is.
I was watching the other day, but they were like, they made a comment. They're like, I don't understand VTuber voices. They go up in a few, and they started doing this voice, and it was dead on a VTuber voice, and everyone was like, wait a minute, hey, you should try being a VTuber. And something this girl was just like,
oh,
it was a very funny moment. And she was trying to make fun of VTubers, and then everyone was like,
hold on, wait there. Do we already know who she is? Yeah.
No, you don't know who she is. No, this is a expanded universe streamer. Expanded cinematic universe.
Certain YouTubers I've watched, and especially the ones in Japan that I watch, because a lot of content creators I watch are based in Japan, and they get some of their friends on the show, and I'm like, I've heard this person's voice, and like, oh my god, that's one of their VTuber friends. And obviously they do the whole anonymity, don't want to show their face sort of thing, but you can clearly tell it's their voice because the inflections in their voice and the way they answer things. And you're like, it's obviously them. So funny.
So that's something else we would have to consider. So obviously with doing something like that, I know there's kind of a like culture around VTubers and PNG tubers that there's they don't like people making light of it, which I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, but there's definitely an element of like, it seems I also don't want to say gatekeeping, right? Because that puts a negative connotation on a community, but there's definitely like an element of like, are you making fun of the fact we're VTubers? Are you doing this genuinely, or are you just like saying this is an easy like it's you got like
gotta say I like my VTubers. I'm sorry, I like them.
Yeah.
But I think that like as streamers who all three of us use face cams and all three of us have streamed like this and we all have our own channels and stuff, and also like I don't know about you guys, but like I've streamed without camera as well, so like I've streamed before that. Having something like a VTuber and stuff is a completely different experience, and also just even just like the actual technical aspects that come with being a VTuber, that's a very interesting thing that I'm sure not a lot of us know about, because I know there's like certain bits of equipment you have to have even just for the moving and stuff, like just learning more about that and just learning about, like what's the VTuber community like, what are the things like. It would be a very interesting episode, and I think it'd be one of those where like we actually would have to get on someone, because I mean I know a few people that are VTubers, but actually getting someone that on that is a VTuber and how they've kind of built community, how like how did they even design that character, like what were they thinking of, are they inspired by anything, just even something like that would be an interesting episode about.
Georgie's the one with the answers, with the questions here. Georgie's slamming it. I was just like, yes,
that's what I mean. Like it's just interesting, and it's completely different because like for example, like they're not putting their face on camera, but is there a reason? Is there, and I know for some people it's privacy, then you could just not have a camera. There's lots of things you could do, and also like so it's interesting, and I think it'd be an interesting episode to interview someone that is a VTuber. And I mean, even if only like one of us had like, or even if we all just made a VTuber and tried doing the episode that way, and even just facing the challenges that come with
the like technical issues of rigging and
would be super interesting to experience.
I think it'd be very cool to see like someone who does it somewhat professionally sitting here on one end, being like they're sitting, their model's working correctly, and then there's like me in the corner and like my head's like this way and my eyes like
there's there's one of Iron Mouse where she gets upset, and because she's been crying so much, bless her, because it was like an emotional moment. the face rig deletes her eyes and her eyebrows. She's got
my
her
God.
mouth there, and then she loses her shit. It's actually really funny to
Oh my
watch.
God.
She starts laughing over
Yeah.
it. It's really funny to watch. Bless.
Yeah. But see, like, that's super funny. But, like, I mean, I've seen moments where, like, you'll have a VTuber that's laughing, but they look just shocked and they're like,
Yeah.
but it's like, but actually,
Oh,
like, we can hear his laughter. And it's
Where
just,
the
it's,
faces,
yeah, like, it's funny, but it's funny, like, how expressive, like,
It is
those
very
faces
expressive,
can be too.
yes.
Like, it's interesting, like, how you can still get that
Get an attachment connection.
with
Yes.
a VTuber, even though it's like an anime character, and it
Yeah.
still feels the same as when you have someone without a camera or when you have someone with a camera. Like, it's still that same level. It's just interesting. I'd like to like talk to someone about it and like.
Are VTubers
Let's get a
just
VTuber on the
modern
show.
like puppeteers?
Well,
Ooh.
Because
That's the
you gotta think like
question.
so puppetry, right? Jim Henson and all that, like that's artwork, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, but a lot of people go, "Oh, you play with puppets." They don't
Mhm.
go, "That's art." A lot of people don't. A lot of people just see it as a puppet. So I wonder if like VTubers kind of just a digital version of that. Like there's still a ton of effort and artistry that goes into it, but man,
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's like it is an art form in one way, and it's interesting. But yeah, like in regards to like different episode themes and things like that, I think if any of us ever had an episode idea as well, that like we feel that there would be like a perfect person that we know, like that also could be opportunity for us to like invite people on to talk about stuff. So it's like I think that like it's one of those things where like we'll just consider ideas, and you know if there's someone in the community that was like, for example, like streamed speedruns, you know, speedruns are quite an interesting thing, and the speedrunning community is an interesting thing in itself. And if we were like, oh, this person is a speedrunner, let's invite them on and talk to them about speedrunning, talk to them about how that works and all this kind of stuff. I love what everyone's like, could you guys like
oh yeah,
Thanks, Sling.
Look, this is this is
we'll
why
wrap up. We'll
Sorry,
wrap
yeah,
up.
This is why
this one
it's the three
Sorry,
of us. This is
Georgie
why
was
we did
Georgie was
this.
absolutely slaying it. Then I was just there for the ride. I was just like, yes,
Sorry.
yes to everything you just said.
so many.
Yeah,
No, that's
we've got mega ideas. We're gonna have
Yeah.
guests come on. We're gonna have themed episodes. Like this is just the start of something. But
Next
we hit
episode,
5 hours.
Patch. Next episode
We
is next week. It's
So
Dark
next
Souls.
week
Yes. Do you
is
want
gonna be the
to
Dark
explain that?
episode.
Yeah.
Georgie,
I was just going to say,
Oh, okay.
should we end the episode as well by watching something related to the next episode?
We can do.
Like a trailer or something?
should we do? So we've all been avoiding Elden Ring trailers, right? I have. I don't know
I
about
have.
not that
Yeah.
like I
I
say, but
have.
I'm just curious to see.
Mhm,
So
I
we've
have
all
as
been kind
well.
of avoiding that. Should we maybe make that the thing next time? Should we watch maybe an Elden Ring trailer? Do like a
Oh, yeah, we should,
reaction like
for
a
sure.
week before the game comes out?
Yes. Okay. So next week we will watch
Next
the Elden
week
Ring
we'll
trailer.
end
Okay,
on
next
the Elden
week.
Ring trailer.
Yeah. Okay.
So this
idea.
week, and what should we end on? What should we wrap this puppy up on?
My brain instantly just went to the Naruto.
Ghost. Everyone, check out Ghost Stories.
Oh yeah, everyone check out. Well, all right. So proper wind up though. Let's do it this way. Georgie, where can everyone find you during the week? Give your like little like promo cut. You know.
Sorry. Yeah, so you guys can find me on Georgie Games with 2 E's. Well, actually, technically it's got 4 E's, but yeah, but Georgie's got 2. No, Georgie got 3. Oh god, I've already screwed this up. This is awful. The links are all in
The brain's just it's going to mush. It's been 5 hours.
It's been 5 hours. It is like gone 2 o'clock for ourselves.
Okay, no, that's fine. You can
Like,
find
Patch,
me on
what time is
Georgie
it for you?
Games.
Do you say it was like 8, 9 o'clock?
Oh god,
it's 9:12 for me.
And
He's
it's
like
like
wide awake.
12 past 2 in the morning here. So yeah,
like,
all of our
I'm probably
socials
gonna
are
head
literally
up to
down
go
below.
play some fighting games.
Yeah.
I'm up for some fighting games still.
I mean, oh yeah. All right. Well,
oh yeah. If you
easy
guys are
enough,
playing
guys.
Blaze, I'm up for playing Blaze.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna jump on some Blaze Blue.
I'll jump on some Blaze.
He's
I'm gonna
he's
order some
be up
food
till,
though.
like- well, so the problem is, right? Remember before we started, I was
Oh, that
like,
pizza! Did you even eat the pizza?
Has it been sat there this whole time?
Oh my god, no!
Why?
Blasphemy.
Why?
because
I
we were having a heat time. We were just
I don't know.
that
To be
pizza got
fair,
wrecked. I'm just gonna eat it up.
I
I'm
did think-
I'm gonna heat up a cup of water and my pizza at the same time in the microwave just to enrage people.
Yes.
I did think it was a little bit weird that you it was like 10 minutes before we were about to go live and you were like, just gonna get my pizza from the door. And I was like, So you're cutting this kind of close, right?
Look, delivery ran late. It
Okay.
was out of my hand.
Okay, fair enough.
D-Max come up with a suggestion. We have talked about this before. We're trying to... So D-Max basically stated channel point redemptions. And he's put, like, ask a guest. Could have us ask questions to one of you. The reason we don't have anything like that is we want to keep this as free flowing as we can. I mean, maybe something like that at the end would work. Look at OD.
Well, we did discuss having this redemption in any way, but basically having it. So what we would do is basically collect the questions and then either answer them at the beginning of the next episode in case it was something like a bit more in depth or something we wanted to go around and like had a read about, or even if it was something we could answer, we just answer it at the end so that we didn't interrupt the flow of us three talking.
Right.
We want to be so careful.
Kind of the thought. Yeah, so I mean, I think there's some stuff where like I think we've done quite well with like picking up people's comments in chat and not interrupting the flow, or kind of like if one of us is about to make a point, kind of adding that point in if it's relevant to the point that we're going to make anyway.
Yeah.
I
mean, if like right now, let me just point out real quick. DMAC just said we could set up a Nightbot to collect questions that way instead of because like I feel like for channel points, right? There's like this sounds real businessy of me, but there's an exchange, right? Where like they have given their channel points, and it's like I feel like we can't miss any questions, right?
Yeah.
Even and like if a question's duplicated, then we could try to explain. But if we do it through Nightbot, where there's no channel points, people can just fire off questions, no problem, and we can go through and go, hey, we'll cut out a half hour at the end, and we can go through the either best ones that we feel like would cause a good discussion, etc. Like that way, there's no. People don't feel like they're getting ripped off if their question doesn't get answered right away, right?
To be fair, though, because we are mods and editors, we can just return channel points.
That's true.
So
we can just write the
return channel points if we. Yeah, because all we do is we basically just because like in the bit it would just collect them. If you go into mod view, you can see the things that have been redeemed, and I think that would have the questions most likely in because usually it has the comment in. So all you do is just return. You just return the ones that we're not going to answer, and then basically tick the rest as redeemed, and that would be all.
True. And then they would have points to ask a different question.
Yeah. Also, can I just say, Lisa, don't feel bad about answering a question, like asking a question. Like we wanted to answer it, and it was a really good point of discussion. So, like, thank you for asking it. Like,
no,
everything's free in.
So don't
very
worry.
Free-form episode. Moving forward, as we start to establish things, we'll get them figured out. And obviously, you guys who have are in chat right now are gonna be the first ones to know.
And literally, thank you all for sticking with us for so late. It's it's been a wild one. Like the turnout has been insane, absolutely insane. So
started
honestly,
off rocky.
Thank you all so much.
We got there. Yeah,
the regular stream schedules. We're gonna start getting those back too now.
Oh yes.
We've nailed down a lot of this. I think we'll need less 3 a.m. meetings. I think we'll be.
We can actually do our own streams. But Patch, where can people find you?
You guys can find me over at twitch.tv/patchthesquid. All one word, no underscores, easy enough. Mondays and Wednesdays usually. Fighting games, metal music. It's usually a good time.
And Georgie,
Kage, you haven't done your pitch.
No, I haven't done my pitch. So guys, you can find me, guys and girls, lovers, friends, brothers, sisters, mothers and daddies.
How many lovers are in this chat?
I hope many. So you can find me, I was forgetting my own handle then, so I was just trying to be like mothers, sisters, fathers, cousins, nieces. What's my name handle? So yeah, soul_strike. You can usually find me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. I usually try and stream. I kind of mix it up some days. You'll see me playing lots of bits, or you'll see Patch pummeling me on some fighting game.
Nice,
baby.
I got pummeled last time. It was fun though. It was fun. Or you can watch me on the Fields of Hunt showdown. Never fighting the spider. Always evading. Never seeing. Georgie, where can people find you?
So people can find me at twitch.tv/GeorgieGames. But I'm also on the same handle on Hover and on Twitch as well. Sorry, Twitter. Twitter is what I mean. So yeah, I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Different times, but you can all check it out on my channel. And yeah, we're currently playing the Dark Souls series. So if you guys are interested in Dark Souls and want a first time player, we're currently making our way through Dark Souls 3. Which is fun.
So good.
And what's next week's episode, Georgie?
And next week's episode is all about Dark Souls. So we are going to be going through 1, 2, and 3, talking about all of the series and talking about the hype for the release of Elden Ring as well, and our opinions on it, reacting to some trailers. So if you guys are interested in that, it will be next Saturday, 9 p.m. GMT.
It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
But I was gonna say this last time. Where do we raid out? Do we just end? I feel like raiding out might be nice. We've had 2 lovely raids today from I think it was with Bakachu, and we've also had from Ryan as well.
Yes.
And if there was any other raids, I do apologize because chat was just like, grrrr! And we don't have any sort of sound alerts for anything. I've noticed because of the way we're running this. And for everyone that's followed tonight, thank you all so much. It's been really hard not to say thank you to like individuals to say, you know, you followed.
Every single moment, like trying to resist.
It's so hard. I'm just like, oh, thank you, Ryan. It's just like normally you would say like thank you, wouldn't you, for your followers? But like as a podcast, it's like chat's got to keep flowing. Chat's got to keep flowing.
Some view, huh?
Oh,
but, I don't know who's on. You guys might have to have a look for me if you have any suggestions.
Let me see if I can pull it up. Maybe let me do a quick glance at the list here. So we do have quite a few people.
I've got a couple
if you've
people.
If you've got anyone.
But did we also want to have a look at maybe raiding another podcast?
I was thinking that.
We did talk about that.
We did, didn't we?
I mean, just to change things up a bit. But I mean, I don't mind.
Yeah, honestly, I think I don't really have anyone that's on right now, so
me neither.
I
from
put
what I'm
my
looking
faith
at.
in your hands. There's this. What is this channel? Chat Lords? Oh God, look at these goobers. That's not who I anticipated.
I'll have a quick look.
I mean, I have a suggestion.
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah, just you want to just slide in Discord.
Yeah,
and then we can probably just have the link.
Yeah, throw me the link. I'll copy the name and then.
Yeah, let me just check it in here. Yeah, I was gonna say they're a good friend of mine, but also they're mod water. You've probably seen them around.
DMAC, thank you very much.
Oh yeah. Where have I? Oh, I've definitely.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will have seen them around.
All right, I'm down.
Are you able to throw that to me in the chat? Because I can't go into the Discord.
Oh wait, no. Do you know what we can do though? Because we're editors, I think.
Oh, we can
just do the raid.
Yeah, guys, if you could do that for me, it's just so it doesn't mess up the video. So I'm just like, just the way we got this set up. Just the way we got this set up.
Just don't forget to end the stream.
I won't.
Well, so this is what we do.
I'll wait for the thing to come up. There it is.
Awesome.
I see it.
Guys.
I see it.
All so much for hanging out. Kage, can you slap it to? Do we have another anime one lined up?
Oh, we got another anime one lined up.
Another
slap it to the Be Right Back.
Yeah, we'll slap it to that. Say have a good night, everyone. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, enjoying this first recording of Chat Lords, and we'll see you guys all next Saturday.
We will see you next Saturday, guys.
Bye, everyone.